All right, it's Open Comms. It's Friday. What's up, everybody? We're going.
Yo.
Hey.
What up?
Hello.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi.
whoever just said yo, it came through in a really weird sound. It sounded like a friend of mine that I know from New York.
Yo.
I'm like, how did he get in here?
Yo.
Yo. Okay, so we made it.
Yo.
A couple minutes late. Sorry. Apparently Windows Update cleared shit out of my OBS, so I had to fix it. But we're ready to roll. I know you don't like this, Manic, but we're gonna do opening shots for a dead guy.
No, you know what?
Let me pour.
You know what? I'll let this one pass because we've gone several weeks now without doing an opening shot to a dead person. So I'll allow it this week.
Yeah,
and I liked
so-
Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah. So Gilbert Gottfried passed away. Was it Wednesday? Tuesday.
I think it was Tuesday.
It was Tuesday. So do a shot to Gilbert. Also got a little something prepared for. It's a little clip of Gilbert. Some work that he did. Just some comedy stuff he's done in his past. So we'll do a shot and we'll play that, and then we'll get rolling.
Did he do comedy?
He did some comedy.
Did some comedy here and there.
Yeah. So all right, shots.
That's
and then
Gilbert Gottfried. Rest in peace.
Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy.
Most
Bring
known
a
for
bucket and a mop for this
What?
wet ass pussy. Give me
What?
everything you got for this
Didn't he do the parrot in
wet
Aladdin?
ass pussy.
it was the yeah. I'm
Eat it up,
trying to think of
catch
the
a charge,
Iago?
extra
Was it
large
Iago?
and
Iago?
extra hot.
Something like that.
Put this
In
pussy
Aladdin.
right
That's probably
in
what
your
he's most
face.
known for.
Swipe your
I'll
nose
show you what I
like
made.
a
Look what I
credit
made.
card.
What is that?
Hop
Isn't that
on
cool?
top,
Ooh.
I
Oh,
wanna
it's all like
ride.
floating on the.
I do a
Yeah. The
kegel
bottom-
while it's
Bottom
inside.
is a Summersby
Spit in my mouth.
pear
Look in
cider,
my eyes.
which is delicious.
This pussy is
Tops is
wet.
Guinness.
Come take a
Also delicious.
dive. Tie me up like I'm surprised.
I think I know which one he's
Let's
playing.
role play. I'll wear a disguise.
The
I
Gilbert
want
video. Oh
you
wait.
to
They can't hear us,
park
can they?
that
They
Big
sure can.
Mac
Oh,
truck
cool.
right in its little garage. Make it cream. Make it scream. Out in public, make a scene. I don't cook. I don't clean. But let me tell you how I got this ring.
No, I don't think it was a Fiverr video. I think it was for some. I don't know, it was some channel. But
Well, there was a Sirius XM.
yeah, that's what
watermark
it was. It was a Sirius XM show of some kind. They got him to read it. It was when WAP came out. Pretty solid.
was
I
a
like
good
some of
read.
the comments on there.
That's
It's
some
like,
good work.
man, I can't believe Cardi B covered this song. Covered this.
Yeah. Gottfried was the OG,
Oh, I'm going into an abyssal.
original Gilbert.
Oh, Abyssal Bear is going into the.
Abyssal Bear is
Abyss.
going into the abyss.
Oh yeah, Abyssal Bear's
By the way,
back.
right now,
They're
we'll
really-
let Abyssal Bear concentrate on the fight he's about to get
Yeah,
into.
go ahead. We'll let you do
His
your
eyes
thing.
This
turned
weekend.
fucking red. Like he's got battle
God.
eyes.
Get the rage.
Ooh,
Looks
look at
like
that,
Darth Bissell.
dude.
Darth Bear.
Darth Bear.
He's gone to the dark side.
Imagine how intimidating
So
Darth Bear.
This weekend, it's 1v1 Abyssal Proving Grounds. That's fun, right?
So there can only be
T1
two?
frigates? Yeah, there's only two.
There can be only
Oh.
one
Two frigates enter, one frigate leaves.
in the octagon.
Thanks for the
Sunday,
resub,
Sunday,
Malketh.
Sunday.
I almost said Manic. Thanks, Manic. Or thanks, Malketh. God, why do you guys both have to have M's?
We look a lot alike.
Yeah, you guys are twins.
Malketh and I. People confuse us all the time at Eve meets, and frankly, it's getting kind of annoying.
All right, so what do we got on the docket?
It's Assault Frigate 1v1. My bad. Assault Frigate Frenzy in the Proving Grounds. It's in honor of the hunt that's on right now. The Garissus hunt. Have you guys done any of that stuff?
No,
Nope.
I don't do any of the. I mean, like, there's always
know
the
what?
events.
This
I
game-
don't really do any of the PVE event stuff.
You know what I've
But-
noticed? What I've begun to notice? Whenever there's a new something new in game to talk about, some new event or some new feature, LB typically asks, "Any of you tried this yet?" 9
The
times
answer
out
is
of 10,
resoundingly no.
resounding no.
It's like, so how do I do it? Well, you gotta go and scan this thing down, or you gotta go into highest sec. It's like, that's already a no. Or you gotta go into low sec. That's a no. You have to go and like
You
do
just go
this.
into the
this
abyss.
you have to do
No,
this
no.
mission. Find this mission person.
I
No.
died.
You just log into Eve. No, we don't
We're-
do that.
we're-
Yeah,
Eve
like
talk
I gotta
show.
log in. I can't just play it on like a web browser or something.
We're supposedly an Eve talk show.
Yeah, sometimes.
How did that
Sometimes.
match
And then we have
go,
Bears.
Redline?
So this weekend
Oh.
is a assault frigate frenzy proving ground. Obviously, you use assault frigates. There's a 10% bonus to kinetic and thermal missile damage while fighting in the arena. You should bring something with kinetic missile damage.
A hawk.
Abyssal Bear. Did you win?
No,
Oh, of course not. Well, why would you win?
I was flying
Uh,
retribution, not a hawk.
No.
So the modules that are banned are sensor dampeners, weapon disruptors, shield boost amplifiers, shield rechargers, shield power relays, shield flux coils, core defense field purgers. Beyond these restrictions, though, the sky's the limit. That sounds like you could bring in a really
So,
blingy hawk
armor.
if you wanted.
So no.
No, just tech
Wait.
two.
So there was no like the shield purgers and so no passive shield regen modules. But
Nothing
was
above
there?
level
Did
5.
you say no boosters either?
It didn't say anything about
Okay,
boosters.
so-
No. Shield boost amplifiers are banned.
Honestly, that's probably
going back.
easier to fit than. I always have trouble when doing like active tank fits, because I'm like, oh, I gotta put the amplifiers on there, and then between that, like, you never have CPU left over for anything.
No, you don't.
I'm just practicing
get-
for my stream.
Abyssal Bear, did you
tomorrow.
get killed by a hawk?
I did, yes. Please, just
Okay.
fly a hawk.
Yep. The hawk must be the meta. What else can fit missiles? Is there an armor?
There's that Amar destroyer, or there's an Amar frigate.
I believe the
A
Ishker.
wolf? No, the Ishkar's drones.
Wolf is
Mm.
no. The Jaguar is
That's the
missiles
Jaguar.
now, isn't it?
The Jaguar does
Yeah.
missiles?
The
Yeah.
Jaguar
It
is
used to be
missiles.
autocannons and stuff, but now they changed it. When they changed it like a year or two ago, they changed it to.
So the
rockets
meta
and
should be
missiles.
hawks or jaguars. Does the Jaguar get a bonus to connect? No, neither does
Yeah,
the hawk.
anything. It's just the missiles.
I think it just gets
Right. They get
Uh,
straight bonuses across the missile board, right?
Yep.
They don't get a flavor of damage bonus?
No, that's old school. Caldari used to just give kinetic bonuses.
Yeah.
Polarized
yeah,
rocket
Hawks.
hawks.
Hawks and Jags.
I mean,
What was it? A rocket hawk that got you, or a missile hawk?
Yeah, it was a rocket hawk.
Oh, I have a rocket hawk in Esoteria. If you
A
want to
scram rock hawk, dude. A scram rock hawk.
Trade
By
it
the
to him
way.
for that widow.
Gross.
He's got a widow apparently. from
I
here.
lost the widow, bro.
No, you should buy it back.
Manic
Manix will
has
sell
it.
it back to you.
I don't want it back.
It's on the market for $1 billion.
There it is.
Yeah, it's still there. If you want it.
It's like you already got.
I don't
You
want
get 300 million, then you get a whole other widow.
Yeah.
Put it
Yeah,
right back on
come on.
the casino, whatever it's called.
That already cost
Hypernet.
me. It already cost me 700 mil to buy the other 4 tickets of the Hypernet.
So just buy it back from me from a bill. Listen, it's an
And then I
investment.
made 400
But you
mil,
got
but I get
those
to roll
700.
the widow
That you
again.
basically paid yourself for that though, so you didn't lose any of that money.
You didn't lose any money.
Whatever.
You put a 900 mil ship up, you got 1.3 billion out of it, and then you get the ship back.
We
So you
going.
basically make 300 million, have a free have a
Going
ship
again?
back.
Yeah.
Money gang, gamble
Got it.
gang.
Say
Play
by
by
play.
play. You got this.
Enyo.
Give us the play-by-play. Let's go.
We got an Enyo here. He is gonna burn in at me.
Sure is. Blasters. Blaster Enyo. You're dead.
Oh,
But I'm
Gifted
gonna
subs.
fit Aurora.
got our Prime Pony Club. Thanks for the gifted sub. 6 of them, I think.
Fucking rights. 5 of them.
Well, I did one before that.
So 6 of them. 5 plus 1
Damn,
is 6.
dude.
Quick math.
Hell yeah. Well done. Is
Play-by-play. What's
I don't-
happening? What's happening?
I'm killing him.
Your bear head's in the way.
How are you doing?
Not well.
I see you hitting
Good
some
job.
damage there.
Can't really make it any bigger than that.
Oh, do you want an actual play-by-play? I'm just feeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
flying?
play-by-play means.
Oh, another 5 from Caldari Prime Pony Club.
I'm flying a
Hot damn.
retribution.
Jesus.
Already.
That's like
like
everyone
to-
in the chat is now a subscriber.
He's barely surviving.
Potted
Oh,
immediately.
no.
This dude didn't even GF me. What the fuck? I mean, do you want to just see the Eve screen? No bear? Or I'll make the bear smaller.
No, that one, the Bizzle Bear is there.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Listen, no,
We
nobody.
actually
cares.
don't care. We have other Eve stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Nobody
to be
cares.
honest with
No,
you.
we aren't gonna be able to see any of it. Yeah, it's like, you remember that the Pip on the old TVs, the picture-in-picture, and people used to watch
Yeah.
TV like that.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I got the main thing over here, but I can still see what's going on over there. It's like, but in the
I can
size
still
of the
watch
TV.
the
Actually,
league down in the
don't
corner.
really.
I actually do that. There's a picture-in-picture Chrome extension, and so I can watch YouTube on a little picture-in-picture thing while I'm playing video games. It's really
Yeah,
nice.
but don't you just have 2 monitors?
No, I just have one monitor.
What?
Who needs 2 monitors? What are you
I
doing?
have 2.
What
and
are you,
sometimes I feel
what,
like I don't have enough room for
I have-
stuff.
what are you doing that's so important that you need 2 monitors?
I have
Uh,
4. I have 4 monitors, and I could not do with less.
Discord, the video chat, OBS,
You
Twitch,
need a
Twitch chat,
You need one screen
the
per application
Firefox
that you have
browser for the
open?
notes.
No, I just have way too much open, and also I multi-box like crazy.
I would like to get one of those like super wide ass monitors.
No, I
I have
rock
2
with.
monitors. One has Eve and one has everything else.
I run 4 27-inch monitors.
I do everything on one. I think this is a 27-inch monitor. I think. I can't remember. It's pretty old.
I got 2
I'm in the
27s.
market for an upgrade.
Did they
But-
switch the button positioning? The board my Corvette and the undock button. Wasn't the undock button on bottom?
No, they're both.
No.
No.
Or my Corvette is right above the station services buttons.
They move it again.
I mean, how often do you board your Corvette? Are you going to shoot the monument over this or what?
Good.
Well, no, I'm not. I tried to undock and I almost boarded my Corvette instead.
Pretty
Oh,
sure the
that's why I
last
was
time
asking.
That sounds like a
Close
you
memory.
problem.
Are you
It
just
is,
flying
but
the same ship over and over?
Hmm?
It
So you
keeps
bought
dying.
100 retributions?
What? No?
Did you buy 100 retributions?
No. No.
Sticking into the
I'm
corp
not
hanger.
convinced.
This is like a bunch of
Yeah.
fleet ships he's just taking out one at a time.
How
They're gonna like
ripping
be ready
everything
for
out
the
of all
fleet. It's
the,
like, what happened to all those retributions? I don't know.
come all the friggin' escape bays are empty?
Oh, that'd
Oh.
be great. Just fucking take them out of the whole battleship.
Oh shit, I'm just in. This is fast, dude. Holy shit.
It's Friday night. Everybody's at home playing Eve
Hell
Online.
yeah.
Except for people on this show.
Yeah.
Hawk. It's the same Hawk guy.
Greg Gal's got some pilot licenses.
Let's talk about the hunt first. The Garistas fucking
The hunt.
bullshit thing that you guys don't fucking do. I put a link in chat there. It's still time to join the hunt. There you go. The hunt is on. It runs until 19 April. Log in, claim your daily gifts. There's thrilling action happening across New Eden. You hunt down the mysterious capsules, which give you keys, and then you can use the keys to go into combat sites or into hacking sites for quote unquote rare loot.
How do you find those eggs?
So
Just
you use
randomly
the
at
eggs.
planets.
Find the eggs on D-Scan. You use your D-Scan. You find the eggs. You fly to them. You pod them, and then they drop a key. There's also other fun stuff that's going on. There's capital sites, which are found in, I think they're only found in Venal and Caldari Losec. And then there's right now during the hunt, if you pod someone, their implants drop.
Mm.
So that's fun.
All
And then
like
they
all of them are
have,
guaranteed to drop.
I don't know what the drop rate is. I think it's the standard drop rate,
50,
but
50.
it's better than
Still-
the
yeah,
zero
it's
that you
decent.
usually get. And then there's 2 types of sites. There's the Garistas. There's an easy one and a hard one. I forget the names of them. You'll figure it out when you go in there and die. But the hard ones are only found in Venal and Caldari Losec. Caldari Losec and Venal have the good loot. Everywhere else just has regular, quote unquote, rare loot.
Man, so everyone in the south just get fucked.
Yeah, that's basically what's been happening to me.
I mean,
I fly around Esoteric.
fly
and
to
If
Venal.
one other person is doing it, then I don't get any sites because they're always ahead of me scooping up everything good. And I just pile up a bunch of keys. I have like 15 keys. I have no sites to do. The sites are only done with frigates and destroyers. So you can take an assault frigate in. I use a Hawk. I use the fitting that Sutonia gave me. But yeah, it's when you find them, they're actually pretty fun and easy to do, and they drop pretty good loot. There's always the overseer effects, but there's skins and there's implants and
Peace,
gecko
nerd.
blueprints.
Ooh.
Did you get them?
Maybe.
A W?
Looks like he
Oh,
just got
oh.
his booster back.
Oh. You got plenty of armor left, though. You're good. What's he on?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nice.
See you,
You got him?
nerd.
Chalk
He
up a
beat me the
fucking
first time.
dub.
I burned out my weps. I can't pot him.
You cannot
Sorry.
take a T3 destroyer in. It's only tier
No,
2
just assault
destroyers and
frigates.
below.
Oh, I see. You guys are actually looking at it. I was like, how are you guys seeing the armor and stuff? It's covered up by the nameplate on the thing I'm looking at. No, you don't have to move it. Now the bear's in the way.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, there's the hunt. You can still do that. Have you guys been claiming your free gifts at least?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yes.
No.
Oh, absolutely.
On every account, yes.
I got some weird skin yesterday. What was it?
Wait, green
I don't remember what it
fireballs.
Mm, was it it wasn't memorable at all? Was it one of the
Not a bit.
original Galente skins that are just green or brown?
No.
Unidentified aerial phenomena green fireballs. I'm assuming you mean the Aurora Borealis.
What?
I was I thought they were talking about something in the game. Well, yeah, there's been some solar storms. So there's been some pretty crazy auroras. I tried to go and see them on one of the nights where you're supposed to be able to see them really well. I couldn't see them. I think too much light pollution here in town, so I would have had to go. It's like it was midnight. I'm like, I'm not gonna go drive 20 miles at midnight to go see it. But I did see some pictures that other people took from this area. They actually showed up fairly well. Like people that lived out on the lake, they were able to see them pretty good.
And that's
It's an
been
awesome
happening this month?
experience.
It was like a couple weeks ago, I believe, was the strong one. Yeah, like they were. I don't think you could have seen them, but they were all the way down to like Oregon, Iowa, Pennsylvania, like that far south. You could see them.
Oh, I know what this is. Okay, I've seen some videos coming out from the Salt Lake City subreddit. People were taking. I think this is what you're referring to. So we had a freak snowstorm earlier this week, but like in the middle of the night we were getting like lightning in the middle of a snowstorm, so it was the clouds were like diffusing the light. Is this what you're
Oh.
talking about, Gray?
Thunder snow.
Thunder
Yeah.
snow? Yeah.
That's a thing. Yeah,
Oh.
that's a thing.
So I've heard this was happening in like Utah and Idaho and all these like not Pacific Northwest, but what am I trying to say?
Well, I know it's
what's
Pacific Northwest.
what's this region called? The Mountain region?
Oh, well, I know
that's
it's
the time
Pacific
zone, right?
Northwest. Idaho, Oregon, Washington is Pacific Northwest.
Pacific North, but like Utah's not part of the Pacific
No.
Northwest.
Pacific Midwest.
But
I
no,
think it's
we're not the Midwest.
Just mountain.
I know. I'm not. You're not the
Mountains.
Midwest. You're the Pacific Midwest.
Okay, we're the Pacific Midwest. So stupid. Anyway,
they
I
might be
don't-
talking
I
about
don't
meteor
fucking know.
shower.
We don't know what the fuck we don't know what this is, Greg.
Yeah,
we don't know what you're talking about.
I thought you were talking about the Aurora
Hey, the
Borealis.
X Files thing.
Let me tell you.
But I.
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
tell you a little bit more about them. Okay, never mind.
I want to believe.
I didn't realize we were X-filing. That was my bad.
We're always X-filing.
I didn't
The Aurora
realize that.
Borealis.
I didn't realize
Localized
that.
completely in
At
your
this
kitchen.
time of day.
Anyways,
This time of
I just
year.
wanted to give a quick shout out though to myself because tomorrow and Sunday this weekend I'm gonna stream 100 of these Frigate 1v1s, and I'm gonna play
We've
it
already
like
got
gun game.
what 4 under your belt right now?
Bro, we
Well, I'm
don't
not
bring
gonna
you
get
onto
paid.
this show to promote your own show.
Shut up, Manic Velocity. So here's what I'm gonna do, and this is what's gonna make it unique, okay? I'm gonna start off with my retribution, and then when I kill a ship, I am going to buy that ship and fit, and that's the ship that I'm gonna use in the next one until I win. And I'm gonna keep doing that.
That sounds interesting.
Right? So if someone comes in with a shitty fit and I beat it up, then I gotta win with the shitty fit or just feed for like hours.
What if you do 100 and it's only like lunchtime?
Then it's a short stream.
That sucks. That's weak, actually.
But that was like 2 minutes right there. So it's
Yeah, and
gonna
you
be
did
at least
4.
200 minutes. Well, no. That was 4 and 25 minutes.
Okay.
So 5 minutes apiece, we'll say. It's not bad.
We'll call it 4.5 an hour.
Okay.
So it should take you like half a day, 12.5 hours ish.
Yeah, maybe. Depends on how fast the queues are, right?
I'd assume if it's 1v1, they can't be that long.
True.
It's the
pretty
queue
much
though. If
instant.
nobody else is doing it, then
Right.
you'll be
That,
sitting there
like,
waiting.
I
for the
assume that the
1v1
only way
queue up.
you would be in a queue is if literally no one else is queuing up at that moment.
Well, no, you start in a queue. I see what you mean.
But as
though.
long as there's one other person, you
I
should actually just
understand.
get paired up, no matter what.
There's like 3 of us doing these right now, so guys, please come do the frigate 1v1s real quick. I want to do it with you.
Do you recognize any of the names?
The guy that I just killed was the guy who killed me in the first one.
What's his name?
Flarker fucking or something.
Flarker fucking.
I'm gonna harass him on the game.
Flanker
Flarker fucking.
VRN. This guy right here, Flanker VRN. Is whom I killed.
Flunker fucking.
Relax,
Do you want me to
dude.
tell him? Do you want me to tell him to stop bullying you?
No, it's fine.
Be
Yeah,
like,
hold up.
"Hi, I'm Redline's mother. We would really appreciate it if you would stop picking on our son,
Stop
please.
bullying
Thank
him.
you.
He's just a bear.
He's just a bear."
Yo, is this a bug? Watch my notifications. Watch. 1 mouse scroll, okay? 1. You can't see him, can you?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Wait, what are these?
On December 5th,
Turn the...
So we talked about the hunt. Do you want to talk about the community beat?
What was in that this week?
There was a cake. Someone made a cake. A happy
A
birthday mining cake. Let me
mining
get you the
cake.
link.
Actually, pretty impressive, honestly. Oh, I
This
see what
thing-
you're
There's
saying,
the link
Redline.
to the community beat.
That is some crazy scrolling inertia.
That's 1 mouse scroll.
Wow.
Jeez.
And I'm a year and 2 months ago when I was in NC.
From 1 mouse scroll?
Yeah.
Mine doesn't do that.
Wow.
Are you
Wow.
using the Photon
Regularly.
UI that's available for testing?
No.
I am, because look how clean it is. Oh, now I'm scrolling
I'm
regularly.
gonna tell people, if you're not using the Photon UI, you better start using it just to get used to it,
How do I get into
because
it?
They're coming.
it's gonna come sooner rather than later, I feel.
I haven't
like a
checked
few
it out
weeks.
since they tweaked it.
Yeah.
I think
Where do
it'll be
I-
optional though.
No.
Where do I get into it? Oh, there it is.
Oh,
I do.
look at
think
how
it'll be
long the
optional
map
when they
has.
bring it out.
There's not.
Look
no.
at how long the map's been optional. though.
Yeah, the map's been optional. Well, here's the thing: CCP's they're not gonna support 2 different instances of the UI, and they're not gonna bug test 2 different instances of the UI.
No, they
So-
won't change the old instance of the UI.
They're gonna strip it out and replace it with this Photon UI. There's no way
They
it's gonna
just
be
gotta leave it
optional.
there. They just gotta leave it there, dude.
Damn,
They're
it'll
not-
be frozen
they're
in
not going
time,
to.
essentially.
Nothing's optional in the long run.
Look, if you don't tell me what I want to hear, start buying.
Yeah, I mean, like, just look at all the old DirectX 9 dedicated people. They're gone now.
What,
There's
all
none of
3
them
of them?
left. It's not.
There's 3 of them to begin with.
Yeah, but they're all gone.
They just so happen to have 364 accounts each. And because they left, that's why there was a money grab.
Was there a money grab?
Was there?
I don't know.
Me neither.
Why
I'm
are we
just a
talking
bear.
about it?
Is
I'm
that an
just a
ice cream
bear.
cake?
I want some
Is that-
cake.
I'd like some cake.
I want. Oh man, that sounds good. Donuts. I want baked goods.
I have some
Can I
Girl Scout
Grubhub
cookies.
baked goods?
I don't know if you can do
Grubhub
it
anything,
at this
can't you?
time of day.
Been a
So we had
while
a happy
since I
birthday
baked a
mining
good
cake.
Happy birthday. Whose birthday
Who's
is
it
it?
for though? Well, I don't know.
It's for me. It's my birthday today.
Happy birthday, mining cake. Cake.
Happy birthday, Redline.
Happy birthday.
Thanks,
share.
man.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
I didn't
man.
know it was your birthday until just now.
Yeah, it sure is.
Happy birthday,
Today.
Cut.
Did you know
Sounds
about
very
this
soon.
New Eden Capsuleers writing contest? Is it someone's
No.
actual birthday?
It's nobody's
It's-
birthday.
it's,
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's somebody's birthday, but nobody here.
It's
So,
fine.
Jesus. Shots for the birthday.
writing contest. I love shit like this. I wish maybe I can still get into it.
That's
I like writing contests.
I also like contests of writing and contests of skill.
Well, writing is a skill.
I mean,
It
like
runs
real
until the
skills.
22nd of May. Competition allows those of the more literary background to flourish and share their creative energy with the rest of the community. No minimum length, so you can write a haiku. Maximum 15,000 words. The contest is
So,
split into
not
4
a
different
novel.
categories depending on where your skills align, which you can read more about in the thread.
I mean, 50,000 words of these. That's not short.
Is that an acceptable use of this interface?
I remember, God, I think it was like when I was just getting into Eve. There was an Eve writing contest like this, and I wrote something. Oh God, I can't even. I wrote something. I can't. It had something to do with. Oh God,
You wrote a
think,
thing
like,
about a thing.
I
15
think it had something to do with planetary industry. Yeah, because this was around the time that planetary industry was coming out. Ah, fuck it. But yeah, writing contests. I forgot that these were a thing.
To put that in perspective, 15,000 words is about 30 pages single spaced.
So that's like a legitimate
That sounds
short
about
story.
right. Yeah, 30 pages. That's a small, teeny tiny book.
Yeah.
It's an afternoon read. That's a bus ride. I'm gonna
So-
get. Should I get McDonald's?
No, gross.
Oh.
No,
No.
you
I
will
want-
regret it later.
Get some
There's got to be
pizza.
better fast food around you than McDonald's.
Get some
There,
pizza.
well, it's Utah. There really isn't.
I will admit I occasionally get the cravings for some Taco Bell, but only after getting drunk.
I would rather have Taco Bell than McDonald's. Anytime.
Yeah.
Del Taco. Oh, I might do Del Taco.
Ooh.
Those
We have
Doritos
Baja
Locos
Blast.
tacos.
Yeah, Baja Blast.
That's Taco
Badger
Bell.
Blast.
Badger Blast.
Badger Blast.
Or
Badger Blast with some fried supreme.
although you can't southeastern Washington, you can't get it. I don't
They
know
sell
why.
it in bottles here.
No. I mean, you can get it, but it's not Baja Blast there. I call it the chlorine blast because the farmland area, there's so much they pull from the river, which has a bunch of farm runoff, so they have to put
Oh.
so much chlorine in their water supply. It tastes like you're drinking Mountain Dew made from a swimming pool. So I call it the chlorine blast, and you don't want to drink that.
Gross.
Yeah.
Hi, Rain.
Yo, what I miss?
Yo,
Not much. We
Hey.
talked about the 1v1 Abyssal Proving Grounds, and we talked about the Garissas hunt, and now we're going through the community beat.
Gilbert Godfrey reading WAP.
We talked about Gilbert Gottfried, who passed away. Rip.
May he rip.
Rip in peace.
Maybe he rip a fat one. Big old bong rip.
Oh,
that's what I was like. Wait, that could be taken two different ways.
wait a minute.
that was weird.
Do you rip a bong or do you hit the bong?
dude? You
You
rip,
rip it, dude.
You rip it?
Yeah.
Rip it good.
Isn't
Okay.
that what that Canadian song is about? Going out
Yeah,
for
you
a
go
rip?
out for a rip. But I don't
No,
think that's
no.
about
Rip It.
weed. That's just
In
going
that
out
particular
buddies.
song, it's about going out for a ride in your
Rip
buddy's
It.
truck.
Yeah.
Rip It by oh, what are the guys with the red cones
Devo?
on their heads? Devo. Yeah, Rip It
Oh,
Good.
I was like Mounties. I don't.
No, that's Whip It Good.
No,
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
you're thinking of the Cardi B song "Whap It Good."
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
WAP?
But speaking of WAP, have you guys heard that new song by a woman named Lotto? It's called
No.
Big Dick Energy.
No, I have not.
We gotta hear this.
I just want to point out for those who don't know, for the non-millennials or the non-zoomers in the room, Big Dick Energy is not talking about dick size, it's about your perceived dick size. So whenever you see dudes in those big trucks with like the big wheels and
Mm.
they go the vroom vroom,
Oh, and they've
that's
got the truck nuts.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's tiny dick energy. So this is talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
the opposite.
So
It's linked in
if
chat
if
now.
you have a big dick, but you don't really talk about it,
Yeah. So like it's kind of
You're
like,
humble.
it's it's the Game of Thrones reference, like a king never has to tell anyone he's a king. Like when you have a big dick, you never have to tell anyone you have a big dick.
damn straight. That's why
Just got-
I never ever tell anybody that my
Dude, my dick is huge.
I never.
Really,
I can't
Abyssal
even-
Bear?
No, what was the meme I saw earlier today? I think it was in the Sinners thing. It's like hung like a horse. So an average horse is 1,000 pounds, and an average horse dick is 20 inches. So that's that equates to about 50 pounds per inch. So an average human man weighing 200 pounds only needs a 4-inch dick to be hung like a horse
So
in scale wise. So, and it's like, stay proud, fellas. Like,
Did you know actually
Wait,
if
since you're
you
just talking about dicks, should I press
tiny
buy
dick
on this?
homies hit me up?
Rayo, thanks for the resub.
It's also worth pointing out that if you're overweight, for every 50 pounds you lose, because this goes to your comparison, Drayden, every 50 pounds you lose, they say your dick gains an inch. I
don't know
read
if
that
that's
somewhere.
true.
It's
I don't-
like trying to
That-
encourage
that's
overweight men.
That's all the motivation we need to get up off our lazy asses and go for a walk once in a while.
You
Damn
mean
straight.
outside?
Out, yeah.
Ugh.
Should I
Gray in
buy this?
chat. The stream is doing nothing to my insecurity.
Look, it's okay.
We're all
It doesn't
we're all
matter.
friends here. There's nothing to be ashamed
I
of.
don't understand what's happening, but Rain shows up when I start talking about dicks. Rain, are you still thirsty?
I
going
had
on?
pina coladas for dinner and
Ooh,
really like that song,
Come on
okay?
now.
That
Rain, look,
the first second you had me at the first half.
That was perfect. The 10 out of 10 execution there.
Pina coladas for dinner.
It was technically one, and then I got a virgin one for my niece who like ate all the whipped cream and then like threw it everywhere.
What the fuck?
will this turn yellow or will it stay blue? Let's find out together, team.
I predict
you
it'll
doing?
stay blue, which means it'll turn yellow.
Oh, you're doing the Hibernate. So my wife listened to that song and she thought it said big energy. And she was like, this is a great song.
That's probably the
Radio
radio
edit? It's
edit.
probably
Yeah,
radio
that's the
version.
radio edit.
So
Yes, definitely.
she got the non-radio edit and then she was like, oh my God, I can't listen to this with the kids in the car.
It's just,
Yeah.
She came to me and told me, she's like, do you know what this song says? I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
it says big dick energy.
it's Richard.
Yeah, it's
Are they-
2022.
Are they allowed to say dick in their music? Can they do
Let me
that?
introduce you to a lady named Cardi B.
And she don't give a fuck.
I think we need to write our senators about this. Who else knows about this?
I didn't until just now. I'm offended and shocked.
This is the real pandemic.
Pandemic of real hot girl shit?
We
Is that
have
what's
a
happening?
we have a pandemic of obscenity sweeping this nation, and I'm tired of being quiet about it.
You're right. It's fucking
I
bullshit.
think you're
We're not
right,
gonna
dude. I
take
agree
this
with you.
I mean,
Right
have
now.
you seen some of those videos from Little Nas
Have you
X?
seen some of the people today?
Are you?
I saw
are
the
you being
one that's
serious,
fucking.
Eric?
It's like a fever dream.
Are you being serious, man? Or are you joking?
What do you
I
think,
can't tell.
Redline?
I can't tell.
You can't tell.
I can't. Do I buy this Varger or not?
Yes.
I like Malkith in chat. The Utah and Manic is coming out.
Redline, yeah. Redline, I want you to blow all of your money on the Hypernet tonight.
The Utah.
Okay.
Is that how
I
Utah? Is that what
Utah.
Well, he needs
Wait,
Yeah,
it
what
for
is the demonym
then I
frigates.
won't be
for
able to buy
Utah?
frigates, dude.
Utah. We are Utahns.
I would have never. I would have been like Utahian.
It's like a tauntaun, but different.
Utonian.
Like a wonton?
Oh, you guys ever had wonton soup?
Yeah, it's
Cheese,
delicious.
deep fried
Yes.
cheese wontons.
Oh. Dude,
I'm
soup.
gonna win this one.
You had me at deep fried
I
LB.
haven't had soup in a while.
You're
I
welcome.
have to have soup.
So
tomorrow.
I can't just. I'm trying to order Del Taco on
Order soup?
Grubhub, and I don't have. I need something like I need carbs. I need some fucking carbs.
Pasta.
They don't have Dunkin' on there. You can't get Dunkin' Donuts.
I want. I know I want a burrito, but they won't let me just select fries as a side. I have to get it as a meal. I don't want the whole meal. I just want. Yeah, whatever. What else happened in Eve?
We're still on
nothing
the
much, man.
community.
Community meet. There's a Triglavian inspired spaceship model that this guy made.
It's Legos.
Wow.
Olena Nateris over
Put
on
it on the
Twitter made
screen.
a.
This looks
Why can't I see it?
I don't know. 'Cause I'm
Guys,
not
Put it
scroll
on the
down.
stream, Dre.
It's Dr. Dre,
Put it on the
Redline.
stream. You present it to
Dre.
us, bro.
Doctor.
Yeah, that's how you know all the science stuff.
A golem.
There. Yeah. Let me
There's
put
the Twitter link right there.
This is really cool, actually. They should make this
wow.
a skin, like for Triglavian ships. This stark white with red and blue accents. It looks bitchin'.
I would
What
love it.
What would you name this skin?
I would.
Phew.
Abyssal Bricklayer?
Abyssal. Trying to think.
I like bricklayer, yeah.
It's made of
Bricklayer?
Lego. Bricklayer. Lego.
Bricklayer.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Abyssal
only
Bricklayer.
Bricklayer.
Talking
if
about
like
skin.
when you get shot, parts and chunks come off like you're shattering Legos.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised. Like,
It-
where they get these specific?
that
Like,
would
some of
be-
those pieces on that look like specifically designed Legos for that model, but they're obviously not.
Have you
I mean, I
looked at
know
Lego
Legos
sets
made
lately?
so many different things out there, but
I
They
think
have like so many weird
there's
sets.
some crazy ass
space stuff,
statistic.
too.
Like for every person that is born, something like 15 million Legos are produced
I
every year
am
or
not
something.
vanilla.
Okay if I camera?
yeah, we got this whole. Oh, let's see how fast this switches.
Ooh, do the switch.
Quick switch. Switch it up.
Pretty close.
That's actually quite a bit harder than I thought it was.
Nice.
In doing it myself on Wednesday, it was not.
Oh yeah,
fun.
it worked
Or
out
Tuesday.
though. I mean,
Yeah,
it looked
it did. At the end, it didn't. When I was doing the feature thing, that did not work.
yeah, look at that. Just got to change the names. Boom.
It's set. Holy shit.
A widow.
Do you have to add the
Are you doing another widow?
Yep,
Or wait, what did I buy from you?
a widow.
Widow. Okay. Hopefully I can sell it.
I'm sure you can. If you can't, I'll buy it back from you.
Okay, for 1 billion.
No,
Well, then it's not worth it.
probably not.
Did you see the Catalyst redesign in the community beat?
I like it.
I think it looks like half a Hecate.
Yeah.
It's like they
Yeah.
snapped the Hecate in half.
Like you bought a battle panini and then you split it with your friend.
Right.
What's a panini?
I do like.
I
I
call
like
my
the look
Hecates
of it.
battle paninis because
Well, I
they
mean,
look
like, what's a panini? I've heard it's a food thing. I don't know
panini is
what
a
it is.
sandwich you
The
put
hot
in a
sandwich.
press.
Really
You
flat
grill it.
sandwich.
You grill it in a press so it gets flat.
Oh, okay.
Anybody
Yeah.
know what a panini is?
It's an Eve spaceship.
Oh, gotcha.
Like
Vargas.
I think the only problem I have with this, which like, and it's a minor nitpicky neckbeard thing. It's like it just looks slightly too much like a Hecate. So I think if you took some of those main sections of the ship, where it looks the heaviest, and just like rounded those up a bit more, so it's still more of a catalyst, but it's still got that nice streamlined look to it. Yeah, I dig this a lot.
I don't like it.
Yeah, of course you wouldn't.
Team,
almost
I'm
looks like
clutching
what are
bombs
those?
on
I
What
my
are
like
those
the
Star
Catalyst
Wars? The bombers,
the way it
the
is
B
now.
wings, the ones that are on the they're like sideways. I think it's the
Yeah.
B wings. It's
Yeah.
almost like
I like the way the Catalyst is now.
a little less bulbous.
And I think if anything needs a redesign, it's the Imicus.
Yes.
I would say most of the Galente ships.
Most of the Galente ships need a redesign.
I'm not a leave
No,
the thorax.
The Brutix does not need a redesign.
The Brutix could be
The
slimmed
Talos
down a
does
bit.
not need a redesign.
The Talos looks cool, and so does
Talos
the
is
Megatron.
new
Brutix does not need to be slimmed down because it's a brick house.
Yeah,
She's
the
Banana.
leave the
it
Brutix
could
alone.
I would say the
could look a
Megatron
bit
and the Talos are
more-
cool.
Megatron and the Talos. Megatron.
I
God,
honestly
yeah.
like the
Moros.
the Nemesis is actually pretty cool looking.
Nemesis is good.
There's nothing
The-
wrong with the Myrmidon or Myrmidon.
The Moros needs change though. It is a
Moros
turd
is
of a ship.
ugly.
Moros
It is
is
ugly,
Okay,
yes.
the
green
Nyx
bird.
and the Thanatos are actually pretty cool.
Yep.
Like the
Agreed.
carriers are fine. The Erebus, I don't know. Some people really like it. It's like a
I like
it's like
The
a freight
wheels
train.
don't
it's
make
okay, but the
sense.
Moros is ugly as all hell. The
It's so you can put
I
spinner
like-
rims on it.
the obelisk
I-
and the jump freighter version is pretty gross.
Yep.
I appreciate the meme of the wheels on the bus going around, but there's no purpose other than that.
I
The
like a little bit
Amicus,
more of the
the Amicus and the Celestis are the only two that need to
we
be
want to
fixed.
talk about scientific accuracy in EVE Online.
That
Like,
ship sailed. I know.
Yeah,
Literally
having
there on a
having
soccer
wheels on our ships is pretty low on the on the priority list.
Yeah. As far as I don't know, I like more sleek designs. Most of the ships I like tend to be Caldari and Amar. There's some cool Mimitar ones, but there's very few Galente ships. I'm like, that looks cool. I don't know why.
Okay.
For some reason,
The
I like the
Atron?
Wyvern. Wyvern is the coolest
Atron is cool.
fucking super carrier, and most people would disagree with me, but
The Incursus is cool.
And Cursus is cool. I'm trying to can't remember what the Atron looks like. It's the frigate, right?
It's got one
Yeah.
wing.
Hyperion
frigate,
is pretty
one
cool.
wing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no,
that,
the
that
Myrmidon,
needs
yeah.
that needs an update.
Yeah, the Hyperion
needs
is yeah.
A fucking goddamn the
But stop. Look at the Imicus. And
Imicus
tell me that's
is
not priority fucking one. That should be on
priority
the top
number
of the
one.
I
list.
agree.
be
Yeah.
the
Fucking
Imicus,
Imicus.
yes.
What is that? A banana with a kickstand? Come on.
Hold on, I gotta
Horrible.
search for it now.
The Celestis.
Celestis is
Celestis and
number two,
Amicus.
and then we can move on from there. I don't care after that. Those two need to
Aeon
be,
number 3.
I'll just finish the other half and it's good.
Yeah. I will say, I've given CCP feedback. So if Final Fantasy has like a cat chair, like a My Neighbor Totoro cat chair thing. And I said, CCP, you can keep the Aeon as it is, but only if you implement this skin. Where your Aeon can look like the cat chair from Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I wish I was a
Amicus
cat
is
chair
pretty
for
fucking
Final
gross.
Fantasy.
It's the
Imicus,
worst, right?
the Imicus is the ugliest ship in the game. I'm sorry to whoever designed it way back in the day. I'm sure it looked really cool back in 2003, but
Even they hate it.
this isn't cutting it in
Yeah.
2022.
Look at that thing. Yuck. It's like
It
got a
looks cute.
kickstand.
I-
It's
I
like
think-
crook. It's bent and crooked and has a
I
kickstand.
think it's even written into the ship's lore that the design of it was like super rushed. They were like they just had to get this ship made, and they're just rushing concepts
Well,
and
like,
designs through.
Nobody
so, like,
had a
something-
T-square. Nobody had a
Seriously,
level.
What?
I think
Nobody
this
had,
is
like, a
in the
chalk
lore
string?
of the
Like,
ship. Like
Okay,
the
Couldn't
so,
design
get one
was
straight fucking
absolutely
line into
rough.
this. Not one straight line.
so I typed in Atron, and apparently there's a semi truck that's called an Atron. And a bunch
You got to
of
type.
those-
You have to start
No,
you
I
have
found one.
Eve
It's
Atron.
the-
Online Atron. There's so many names in Eve that will
There's
lead you
the
to
Atron.
other
Atron's
things.
all right looking, actually.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
Atron looks like a
it
cool
has a
spaceship.
kickstand.
I think the Atron could use an update. It still looks dated. It doesn't look bad. It just looks dated. It could use some streamlining. make it pop. I'm saying I'm using streamlining, and it's irritating myself
You
as
want
I
to
say
see a
it.
cool ship.
It's like somebody who doesn't know what they want. Just streamline it.
What is it? The Ark?
Arc.
That is a sexy
The
ship.
Amarians.
That is a beautiful freighter.
I
It's a
remember
bean.
when I
That is just
first made my character, and I started getting into Galente ships. I've always been Galente, but when I first made my character and I started getting into Galente ships, but then I started seeing Amar ships, I was like, "Fuck!" I I thought I
Gold
would have to.
everything.
I thought I would have to start my character over to fly Amar ships because Amar ships are fucking beautiful.
Dude,
There
this
is
has
not
been so
Agreed.
dope.
there's not one ugly Amar ship in the game.
What what's that one? The Tron skin line for Caldari. What is that one called? I always
Oh.
want to say Ergo Proxy, but that's not
No,
I'm
what it's called.
literally in the game. I
Fuck,
guess
hold
I
on.
can look it
It's
up.
And the basilisk has it. I'm pretty sure.
yeah. Well, like,
I'll
there's,
find it.
it's
I'll
only
find it 'cause I
Amar
have
ships
it,
have,
or
or I mean, only
I have it.
Oh,
Caldari. I
only.
mean, only Caldari
yeah.
have it. Yeah.
So look at like a basilisk or a caracal, because it's like the dark skin with the like red or blue highlights, right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, something shift.
Oh yeah, Vital Ego Shift.
Vital
Yeah.
Ego ship.
There, that's it. Yes.
Vital Shift.
Vital
Ego.
Shift Ego.
Yeah, Vital
I
Shift
have it
Ego,
for the
yeah,
Cormorant and the Jackdaw.
There's not many.
Ooh.
It looks like there's a printed. So let's look at that.
It's on the stream. Oh, the bear's in the way.
Yeah.
I'll be your cameraman, okay?
And over to Bearman. What are you seeing at the scene, Bearman?
Well, one moment, please, Rain.
Abyssal Bear.
There's like a
Abyssal
3D
Bear.
printed one that someone did
Yeah.
of the. I'm assuming that's an eagle.
That's a Gila or a Moa.
I think it's an eagle.
That's
No.
cool.
That's bitchin'.
That's an
That's
Eagle.
not the Vital Ship
Yeah,
Ego.
yeah.
You're right.
That's what
that
it
is-
looks
Oh, there
like.
it is. Yeah, yeah. That's like the black. That's the.
Oh.
All right, Abyssal Bear. What are you
Caracal
seeing
or
live
the,
over on the
um,
scene?
I'm seeing the Vital Shift Ego Cerberus skin,
Cerb, yeah.
the only ship that should have one.
No, I
because
put it
look
on
at
the
how cool it looks.
Bazzi. The Bazzi looks
Look
really
you
good.
seen
Look at the fucking lines.
the
dude.
Cormorant with it?
Hey,
Look
the
at
color
Cormorant.
changes. So Nick
Yeah.
Favor in chat saying the color changes in warp.
Yeah, you
versus
do. Yeah,
ice.
when you go into
Red
warp,
line
That's
changes
so
from
when you
red
go
to
into
blue.
warp,
In
it
warp, it
it
goes
changes
to
like a
blue.
laser blue.
Wait, so do I need to buy a
That's cool.
Cerberus and show it?
Yeah.
Because I'll
Yes.
do it.
Yes,
Do
but
it,
only
Abyssal
when you
Bear.
do it from the Hypernet.
They've been doing
Oh,
more
mm.
stuff with their skins that do change, like when in warp or different things going
Yeah.
on with your ship. It's pretty cool.
That's super.
Yeah,
neat.
it's really good. I remember so I think I have one for the Serb. I think I have one for the Basilisk. I have one for the Eagle. I was just like, every Galdari ship I fly, I'm like, I gotta get it because
All right, here we go.
Got to catch them all.
yeah. I mean, you have to find style, and that's the best style in the game.
Can we do a shot?
Yeah, let's do a
Let's
shot.
do a shot if
Absolutely.
I win this
Yeah.
Cerberus on the Hypernet.
Do a shot to the
I already
EVE
lost.
Online, the CCP art team, who can do no wrong.
It's true.
Yes. Shots. Where's our
With the exception of
Court
green
appointed
Galente
dev
skins.
tonight.
I don't know
Yeah,
about those.
Where's Darwin?
That's the only thing I wonder is when they come out with it. They're like, here's a Galente skin line. It's green. It's like, what?
Those first several Galente skins that they came out with were
It's like, why
They
would you make
were-
green skins for
they
green
were-
ships? I don't
yeah.
get it.
They were
but-
so
were-
bad.
and they
They're
were
like,
charging for them. It's like, goddamn, come on.
But with,
all
got it
the
right.
with
all
that
like the
one
first
small
gen
hiccup,
skins were garbage.
Yeah, with that one small hiccup, the vast majority of the skins look really good. Some look amazing. I also really like the
It's a thorax, but like
the
a
Christmas
different
ones are
shade of
cool. Like
green.
the near Christmas,
Cool.
like because then you start each day close to
Yeah.
Christmas, the lights start lighting up. But
The
even
light-
without the lights on, they're a really cool
Yeah.
design, and they have like the green lights in certain spots and edgings and
Okay,
stuff.
so this is supposed to change colors when I warp, right?
Yeah, it should
That's
go to
right, yeah.
blue.
The neon lines will turn from red to blue
Yep.
when you go into warp.
I don't
I know it
like
for a fact
changing
'cause
red
I've done it.
lines, dude.
Red line, you should change your
It
name
got
to
me.
blue line.
I don't know who you're talking to because all I see is Abyssal Bear.
Watch him just get blown up right on the undock.
Fucking
Just
blown up.
fucking
on the
instant.
Oh,
Oh,
Unfit Cerberus,
Yes.
get him.
Yeah, see, zoom
That's
out, zoom
cool.
out.
Goes.
Yeah, see, blue, almost like a purplish blue. Oh, and it pulses from like dark blue to like light blue. It's cool.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that
Birdie.
skin is amazing. I love that whole line. They're kind of spendy, but worth it.
What's that one called again?
Vital Shift Ego. Vital Shift is all one word, and then Ego is a separate word.
Nice.
Look at that.
And then back to the station we go.
Yeah, I honestly think that's probably my favorite skin line in the whole game. Well, with the exception, Lava Core is really cool on some ships. Like a Lava Core Avatar is very nice. It's excellent.
Some of the abyssal ones are pretty neat. They had ones with like lightning that was on it.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
I really
Yeah.
liked those.
The environmental effects are like on the ship, like visual effects.
Yeah, like
They
the Aurora
changed the
skins.
sounds recently, right?
Yeah, they changed the
Yes.
warp
Warp sounds.
sounds
Dude, it
and
sounds
the
so
afterburner
good.
ones.
It's got
Yeah,
a nice
it's
It
punch to
sounds
it.
so good.
Oh, yeah, the biosecurity
You-
response. Is that the ones that for like the
Those were from Project Discovery.
yeah,
Okay.
Project Discovery for the COVID stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I really that was a whole. Really, it doesn't have any animation changes and stuff on it, but it was a really nice looking skin line.
Do you guys remember when they added sounds for when people warped or landed in warp, so you could
Yeah.
hear your allies warping in?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was so
Big
cool.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the most unrealistic thing about the game, but it was so.
Yeah, I mean, like any sound is, but no one wants to play in silence. I mean, there's people that do it. They're like, Evo sound. It's like, don't talk to me.
If you're playing
doing
the
it
sound,
wrong.
The sound is in
that's-
the lore. Did you
Why
know
would,
that?
yeah, why would you play
Ah.
this game without sound? Why would you play any game without sound?
Yo. Caldari Prime Pony Club posted an image. He skinned all of the Triglavian ships with that white and red skin.
Lego skin? The
Lego
bricklayer skin?
ship. Yeah, the bricklayer that we were
Nice.
just talking about. It looks really
Oh.
good
Where is it?
in Tito's Vodka Lounge.
Took him 2 minutes.
Yeah, I
Look
don't
at
know.
that.
Why is he not on the art team?
CCP, fucking hire this man.
Like, oh fuck, he's got the. Oh no, that's great. I was like looking at the fucking.
Oh, you were like
Darling in
you
the
were looking
Franks
at the
picture.
anime?
I was like, oh no. Oh yeah, that's see right there. Print that,
Dude,
sell it.
brand new skin line.
Yeah,
buy
he
buy
made-
all of them for
fucking
40
cool.
bucks.
He made that in like 5 minutes. You could sell those for like $5 a pop.
Put it on the screen, dude.
Oh.
Nobody can see it.
Dominark, where is he?
He said he was gonna be late
Oh,
tonight.
he's
I don't know
gonna be
how
He,
late.
he just
he
subscribed.
just subbed and he's in chat.
Oh, what's up, Dom?
The Afterburner and Marco Warp Drive do have sounds. Different sounds.
And they're very good. They're very cool.
Did I ever tell you? Oh,
Hey, Dom.
Oh, I don't have a 7 camp set.
It's okay. Just kick Abyssal Bear out. It's fine.
no furries allowed, dude.
Shut up, Rain.
Okay, there we go.
Redline, can you say that again?
So,
Tell Rain to shut up.
shut up, Rain.
What the fuck?
Am I?
You got that
Are
kick.
you actually wanting me to kick out?
Oh my
Abyssal
God.
Bear?
Kick him out.
There we go.
Yes, dude. Real people over bears. Come on. I only did the Abyssal Bear thing
Bears
because we
are
had an
friends,
empty hole
not-
and I wanted to fill it.
Not cameras. I don't know. Yeah, there's the.
That's some big dick energy.
The biggest, dickest energy.
Bear dick energy.
Vlad has it right, I think, in chat.
Sorry, Gray. Well, I already mentioned it verbally, Gray. It's fine. Nothing wrong with some anime. I mean, that's good though. Like, look at that. That's solid.
Listen, anything it's an unspoken rule. Anything that gets posted in the Open Comms Discord may end up on stream.
It's very possible.
Damn it, Drayden. Put it back
Don't-
up there.
Don't post anything to the Open Comms channel that you wouldn't want your grandma to see.
Drakenhoff says biggest dickus. There was a guy in the Alliance
Biggest
tournament
Dickus.
whose name was Biggest Dickus, and I think every
It's a
time
Monty
he
Python sketch.
played, yeah, every time he played in the tournament, I think everyone's goal, like all the commentators were like, "This is the only time we can say Biggest Dickus. We gotta say his name in some way." So they would give him a shout out just to say it.
Biggest.
I would
dickest.
purposely save him till last if I was winning, just to like
Yeah.
make them say it more. Okay, what's else? Community partner shout out. Z Killboard. Have you guys
Z-Kill.
ever used Z Killboard?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
What's that do?
What is this thing?
What
So
the?
what it
You guys
is
are
it's
liars.
like a scoreboard for Eve Online, if you will. It posts kills, and you
I hate
can
that.
look at it, and it will tell you all kinds of information about the ship that was destroyed. Super neat. Run by a guy named Squiz Caffeinator, and you can donate to him to help him keep Z Killboard running if you wish. If you, especially if
You
don't
can
know.
also-
Yeah, they're on it.
By donating, you also end up, if you do it the right way, you don't have to pay or have ads on Zkill for you if you're logged in.
Wait, Zkill has ads?
If you don't have ad blocker.
I'm sure there's banner ads, but I don't really pay attention to them.
Oh, there's ads. There's ads on Dotland now too.
I'm fine with
Wow.
banner ads as long as they're not like the
Listen,
ones that like,
servers
come up
don't
and
come cheap, okay?
right, like
Okay,
yeah,
so
things like I'm fine because like if I'm going to a website and they aren't charging me a subscription to go look at their website, I don't care if they have some banner ads off to the side as long as they're not like intrusive shit. Like you don't really see it on desktop much, but like on mobile where like you go and you click on a site, and all of a sudden it's like boom buttons and like the ads start popping up and like going over top of the text you're trying to read, and then that's annoying. And then they have the little X in the top corner that's like minuscule because they want you to miss. But even if you don't miss, and you hit. Some of them are so bad where like you hit and you see the X to press in, and then it goes to the ad page anyway, and you're like, what the fuck? I like that
I
shit.
just close out of websites that have
shit
that.
I
Like,
just,
I
like-
won't even patronize
Yeah,
them at
anytime
all.
I see that, I like do the Google thing, like don't ever show me this website again, and never see it again.
Yeah.
But if it's just a banner ad off the top or something, I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, honestly, Zkill is one of the few websites that I have whitelisted in my ad blocker.
You're such a nice guy for that, dude.
Z Killboard. It's great. You should go to it.
I would like to make a shout out to
Who's your shout out for?
To whom?
Sheltark Sakari.
Sheltar?
Well-
I thought he quit and biomassed everything.
He's
did.
back, bruv.
He's back?
He's back, bro. Did he have
And
to
he's
start from
online?
scratch
That
then?
didn't
Because he did.
last long.
Didn't he
And I just
biomass?
And I just have one question to ask. CCP, where's my partnership, bruv?
Yeah, like, I can't remember. Like, did he biomass or did he
Sorry,
just get rid of
sorry.
all of his shit? Because I thought.
He biomass.
Okay, so he just like recreated this.
Why
game.
did he
made a new
biomass
character.
in the first place?
Because
Because
he
he
was
didn't
making
get
a
partner.
statement that he was pissed off at the game, and he's like, "I'll never come back," and I'm so adamant about it. I'm gonna biomass my character. And
That
then
was
less-
like 3 months ago.
yeah, less than a year later, he's like, "All right, I'm back."
What happened 3 months ago that made him quit? Though
There was
Something-
some-
Was there some sort of change that happened?
There was some. I can't remember.
It was before Vegas.
It
I-
wasn't a
suppressed it.
change. I don't think. I don't think it was.
It was the industry shit.
It was
That's
the
right. The
scarcity
costume contest.
stuff.
Yeah, there was the costume contest, and he didn't win.
Oh yes.
And he thought he deserved to win, and so he got pissed and just like raged out because his
Well,
pirate
no, it
outfit
was-
didn't win him the costume thing.
I think it was not only didn't he win, but I think CCP also like misspelled his name
That-
in the dev
yeah,
bug,
yeah, that
and
was
he
the
was
other
like
thing. He was-
super
He was,
butthurt
like,
over it.
Like pissed that they misspelled his name. That's true. I remember that too. Yeah. A bunch of things where it's like, wait, really? That's the hill to die on?
Like,
that
yeah,
one?
dude, like come on.
I don't know. I mean, like, hey, teach their own, but you know what? I'd have picked something a little more egregious than that.
I mean, so like imagine you put a bunch of effort into streaming and trying to be like an Eve influencer, if you will. And then they like mention you, but they're like, and here's I don't know.
An
Mank
honest
Velocity.
typo, though. I mean, like, it's one.
Yeah.
Mank?
Okay, so
Mank?
you reach
Am I
out to
Mank now?
somebody
And
on
they'll
Twitter
yeah,
or
they can update
Discord
it.
and you just say, "Hey, just want to let you guys know you misspelled my name. If you would update it, that
They'll
would
go and
be
fix
I
it
would
real quick.
appreciate
Yeah,
it."
it's a-
And I'm sure they would have been like, "No problem. We'll get this fixed in no time."
Yeah,
And
it's a
and
2-minute
That would have
fix.
been the end of it.
Yeah.
But
As
It-
someone who gets their name spelled a lot, that's literally all I do. Hey, you spelled this wrong.
Right.
Hey, can you
Like,
fix this?
same-
Oh, that
maybe-
link's
maybe
it's
broken.
easy.
Maybe
same
his ego
IRL.
is
Like,
too big.
You don't
people-
you don't need to protest over it. Like
Yeah, I'd have thought like after that
I-
Key and Peele skit with the AA Ron that people would just know how to spell it. They fucking don't. My name gets
Nope.
misspelled all the time. Like they always go
ERIN,
ERIN or
dude.
they'll be like ARRON. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
but you don't let it ruin your day.
It doesn't.
I let it ruin my day on his behalf.
You're mad for Drayden,
I'm mad on behalf
Yeah.
of the Dre.
Dr. Dre.
Bow, 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 bow.
Smoke weed every day.
Hey, 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 hey.
Rolling with the homies.
My cat is on my desk doing cat things.
So that was the
Never
end of
done
Community Beat.
Goodness gracious.
That was the last thing that they talked about.
Great.
You can talk
guys
about the
wanna
big
talk
update
about-
this week.
Let's talk about the
Uh,
MER.
See,
Ooh,
I know what
money?
LB's doing.
I know
and
what
it's a
LB's
common
doing
practice
too.
What's
called
LB doing?
edging.
I don't
It's a common
appreciate it.
practice
I
called
don't
edging.
appreciate it, LB.
What?
You're
What?
you're
LB,
leading
not
the topics in a
You are
natural cadence towards the bigger topics that people think
you are
in order to generate
purposefully
buzz.
LB. Nobody here knows how
You
to read
feel handled,
MERs. dude.
Manic.
No, there's graphs. I see them. There's bigger lines and smaller lines, right?
What am
You
I?
just gotta
What am I
know-
doing?
I'm
So
just-
we're
let me-
Accuse me of doing
You
something.
Let me
are-
just
What am I doing?
mansplain to you a little bit
purposefully-
more. Hold on.
you're avoiding the elephant in the room, LB. You know we all want to talk about this.
So Siege Green.
Oh,
I thought we were going to talk about the Concord licenses from Grey Gal.
Oh yeah, Grey Gal's
Those
doing
are really
some-
good. You
Oh.
guys should do
They're
that.
really
if
good.
you're
I actually
not
have
going to
them.
FanFest,
I still have mine. Hold on.
you can do it
That's so
still.
well.
Yeah, if you're not going to FanFest, you can do it and have it shipped or sent to you, I guess. Ricardo, you
Well,
guys
that's the same
going
as
and
being
getting them?
shipped. Yeah, they are. Go get yours.
Mine's in storage still because I haven't unpacked everything.
Oh.
But I know I have one, and it's 100% going up on that little shelf right there.
That little shelf right there?
Yeah, it's actually kind
You
of
gotta
big.
get a bigger shelf, Ronnie.
It's really big already, but I have a lot of swag. I need to put it on the walls.
You need more
Nice
swag and
collection,
bigger
Manic.
shelves. I have one.
There's a link to Grey Gal's tweet, so you can
A
look at the tweet and you can order it from her.
So
And
she's
then,
Couldn't find my
she's
wallet.
gonna make available for those who can't attend FanFest. She's gonna put together some kind of system where you can make a donation to Able Gamers, and then she will ship out your Concord Pilot's license to you.
Oh, it's
Yeah, so we got
reversed, but
these
yeah,
in
it's
we got these in Vegas 2019, and they're really nice.
I will confirm or vouch for Grey Gal. She will not dox you. She keeps all her stuff
No,
super
Grey
secure.
Gal.
Yeah, I know she's solid. I actually keep it in my wallet just in case I ever get caught flying a plane or something I'm not supposed to. Be like, I got a pilot's license.
Look, listen, Mr. FBI agent. I have a pilot's license right here.
Can I see your mining permit, please, sir?
Yeah,
just
where's
hear
your
Dre-
Oh, fuck.
Drayden's on a flight, and all
Oh,
he
no.
hears is, "Do we have anyone who can fly a plane?" He's like, "Now is my time."
I have a pilot license right
And then
here.
start freaking out.
No. So like he fakes his way onto the plane with the pilot's license, but then they suddenly need a pilot, and everybody turns to look at Drayden, and he's having an oh shit moment because he doesn't actually
No,
know how
I'd
to
be
fly.
fine. You
It's
know what
easy.
I'd do?
It's all autopilot nowadays.
Oh, you just push the
Yeah.
autopilot
No,
button.
Yeah,
no,
you
no,
just
I'd
like
be
it
fine
and
because
the plane
lands,
just flies
Take
itself.
off.
I would go into the
Yeah,
cockpit,
like it's like a GPS.
You,
You, just put your
lock
route
the door,
in.
and then I'd call
start.
Manic and be like, "Yo,
What if there's an
can you
emergency?
load up Microsoft Flight Simulator? Here's the plane
Yeah.
model, and can you
I'll
just
wa-
like
I'll
guide
walk
me
you
through what
through
I
it.
need to push?"
We
And
actually
it's like,
have.
do you see this
Emergency.
button? And like the comparison's completely different. And
I'm
he's
like, I'm
"Ugh."
sending him photos. I'm sending him
Yeah.
screenshots on my phone to his phone. Push that button. Pull this lever.
I'm serious.
Where-
and Don't call me Shirley.
Meanwhile, the rest of the flight crew is like, "You're not a fucking pilot." It's like, no, wait.
I'm like, I think this guy's not actually a
You just
pilot.
have to get low enough so that I can get 5G, and then he can stream me the Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then we'll be fine.
I-
I'm just gonna get a
Flying
little
real
bit lower.
Bouncing
A
from
little
tower
bit
to
lower.
tower.
Yeah.
I'd also.
people
What was
are
that
Alright,
one?
I've got service. No, I've got no service. I want service. No service.
How many
Yeah.
people are on the
I would
plane?
get the in-flight a go-go thing and be like, "You better give me the premium connection subscription to this, and don't disconnect
I'll-
it. I need
I'll
it."
land this plane, but I demand free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I demand free Wi-Fi, and then I would also put on the intercom that. What's that one song, the music video where like it's the guy flying a plane, they're crashing. It's like living in a deep blue world. Something
Britney
into
Spears
outer
Toxic?
space. Everything's gonna be A-O,
That is a good
okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, hey, dumb.
Hey, Dom.
My fucking mic got unplugged because I tripped.
Doesn't
over
Foo
there.
Fighters have a song called "Learn to Fly"?
Yeah, there's that one
Yeah,
too.
that's a good
Yeah, that
song.
one they're
That's
crashing.
by
Pink-
That's where
Pink
the
Floyd.
there's a bunch of
Learn to
cocaine gets
Fly.
put in the food or something, or in the coffee. I think
Hell yeah, dude. Cocaine.
maybe I'd just do that. Be like, man, no one will even care if we just get them all high.
Hell
Who's
yeah.
got
To
all the
practice
cocaine on
your,
this flight?
You have to practice your
yeah,
pilot
man.
announcing voice too.
Oh yeah, that's easy. You just gotta be like every. You gotta do like the Grudge Girl sound like every 10 words. Everybody, this is the captain speaking. We're gonna be coming down into Los Angeles, LAX airport.
Ladies and gentlemen,
looking like the weather's actually pretty doing all right over there.
You see how fast the wind's blowing.
Wind's blowing real hard.
Northeast wind blowing at about 12 miles. 12 miles our northeast, and we're going to get our legs up here in about 20 minutes, and we'll be on our way to Atlanta, whatever. I forget the name of the airport, but sit back, enjoy the flight, keep your hands and arms inside the. What is this? What am I flying?
747.
Plane. Please keep your arms and hands inside the plane at all time, and call your mom and tell her you love her. Thanks for flying American Airlines.
The best pilot announcement I ever had was when
that.
I was coming back from Toronto. I think I already mentioned it was between Toronto and Calgary was the first layover flight. And that pilot was like more Canadian than like stereotypical Canadian. He was just like, "Hey folks there, just saying we're going to be coming on down into Calgary here. Just letting you know, it looks like the temperature's looking about 28 degrees. That's going to be somewhere around the 80s or 90s there for you Americans. That's not too bad, eh?" I was like, holy fuck, I love this guy. I don't even know him, but I like him.
Sounds like a parody.
Yeah, it was just like, holy shit, no one's that Canadian. Even Canadians are that Canadian.
That sounds pretty high. You know
Go
what
ahead and
else?
Sounds like a
We're
Uber.
gonna leave it in about 15 minutes or so.
You said Canadian and now LB's popping.
I was like so tempted to be like,
It's-
fuck yeah, bud. Just
Be out for a rip there, bud.
Sound
think
more
I
like
got
you're
my
from the
cat
UP.
high.
That's funny. I need to
Yeah,
take
Greg,
these
I'll
back.
make you a
That's
Concord pilot's license. There you go, and then you
Nice,
can fake
yeah.
your way into the flight crew with it.
I wish I had
Perfect.
one.
Order
You can
one.
order
legal
one from
reasons.
her.
You
That's a
can
joke.
get one.
I don't deserve one.
You
Don't
deserve
actually
one.
try to sneak into a cockpit.
I
For
did
legal
say
reasons,
about
these
it.
are jokes.
You probably said a
Yeah.
boat. See, like that's the one thing. Like, I don't ever hear a boot. I hear a boat. It's like more of like an O instead of an ooh.
It's
a
not an
boat.
ooh,
It's like
boat.
it's almost like a boat.
No.
It's like a boat. Like
It's
Ow?
it like
But
you
like
say
a boat?
about, but they soften it a bit.
Yeah.
It's a softer about.
it's almost like an ow, but it's shorter, so it's like it just
Boat.
more sounds like a boat.
About.
About. I don't know. To me, that's what it sounds like.
About?
So. I mean,
I've never heard a
most
boot.
of the time it's actually not even that pronounced, but like some people that have a really thick Canadian accent from certain areas of Canada,
I always hear it
you'll
from
hear like
Billy.
a boat. Oh, it's a boat. This
I hear a boot from Billy and my
Oh,
Canadian
maybe.
friends. That's
I
like
don't know,
the
I've heard
only.
Billy though. When I
only
hear
word.
Billy, I don't know. I hear like more of like a boat.
He only says it. He only sounds like that when he's like really unfocused, tired, or angry.
He goes off. Yes, on
Yeah, when he-
TTP. Yes,
dude,
he'll,
it's so
he'll
funny.
He'll boot every once in a while. It's pretty funny, and he catches himself and then he stops. He's actually obviously conscious of it.
I
It's
don't
kinda
get why
funny.
people. I don't know.
I know.
Like, I don't get why
people
like,
from
get ashamed
Newfoundland
of
like that.
accents.
Like,
It's
they'll
like,
speak regularly, and then as soon as they get drunk, tired, or they meet another Newfoundlander, then they turn. Their accent comes right back. It's funny.
Yeah. I don't know,
Mental
like,
problems.
I feel like there's a thing like that where like people get like embarrassed about their own accents when compared to like an American accent. It's like, why? Like,
'cause
Americans
we
they
make
have
a
an
big deal
accent
about it.
anywhere else you go in the world.
I-
Your American accent is an American accent. It does not sound like the people that are there locally. So I don't know why.
I have a friend who slips into a southern accent when she's drunk, but she is not from the South.
My mom.
What?
Now
That's
she's
fine.
drunk. My mom sometimes has
Mental
like a
problems.
really redneck.
I had a
Southern
coworker
accent.
who had a southern accent, but she was born and raised in Iowa, and her parents were not from the South, so we have no idea where she got like this southern twang from.
My mom does
Probably.
that too. She
Probably.
does it. Like,
Watch a lot of Dallas.
She was
when
born
was
and lived
young, or-
most of her life in
Maybe, I don't know.
California, and then we moved up to Alaska, and then down to Arizona. Now we came up here to Idaho, and she just sounds like she's from fucking Texas. I'm like, what are you doing? Where'd you pick that up, Mom? Like,
Like, ma'am.
Dude, my cat's being so weird right now. You know what else is weird?
Well, kick your finger out of its butt.
The monthly
You know what
economic
else is
report
weird?
and the values therein.
The amount of ISK that is leaving this game forever.
Look, no one here knows what you're talking about or whether or not you're saying the truth or not.
It's on
We're
the
not even
MER,
going to do the
dude.
MER.
We
I only
dis-
bring it
we
up because
discussed
none
that.
of us here actually do it.
No, we discussed it on Tuesday quite
Yeah,
extensively.
we talked about it on Tuesday. I was looking forward to a
No, I watched that
robust
show, and you guys just
conversation.
pulled up a thing, and you were like, "What does this mean?"
I didn't.
No, but
I
then
was
me and
Someone would be
Dom
like,
had a
"Oh, it means
really-
this,"
We
and you
did.
all
No, me and
collectively
Dom
just
had a
agreed
really
with
good
that person, and then you moved on to the next graph. I watched that show. Don't tell me what you
Did you
didn't
enjoy
do.
we
You
may have
like
did
it?
that a couple times, but we did discuss a few of them in depth.
Yeah, we discussed the ISK velocity
I didn't
and
understand that
also
one.
the amount of ISK that's leaving the game versus the amount of ISK that's generated.
I like
Because
the,
there's
the
more
movement.
ISK. There's more ISK leaving the game than is entering it by way of ratting and other types of payouts. It's weird, dude.
Dirty Knuckle Dragon too.
Dirty
So-
Knuckle Dragon.
Wait.
Rain.
There's ISK leaving
What's up?
the game?
So
Yeah,
Wednesday
like,
night
whether
sucks
by
in Pella.
banning or anything.
Dude, you said
Everything was closed at by 8
really,
o'clock.
yeah. You guys were
I'm
like, "Oh, we're
trying
going to the
to.
speakeasy," and I was like, "Isn't the speakeasy closed?" But I
It
figured
is.
yeah, I didn't realize.
George's was closed. The Mexican restaurant out there by Walmart on the way to Walmart, that was closed. Everything was closed. We went to the butcher's brew house. It was closed. It was 8
Wait.
o'clock. 8 o'clock.
Oh my god, you have to go to Applebee's. That's the only thing that's open.
Applebee's is
I like
awful.
Applebee's.
No,
TGI
they're
Fridays?
gross.
Nobody likes Applebee's.
Nobody
I
likes
love
that.
Applebee's. I don't know what they use in their marinade, but their marinade on their steaks is way better than like fucking any other
Human ur-
chain restaurant.
it's
I'm sure
human-
steakhouses are better, but
Human urine and spit. That's what's
No,
in it.
it's good.
Literally, all you do is you just get beers and buy like chips and queso and like.
I do
mashed
like
No,
Applebee's
like, the
half
shrimp
price
parm steak.
appetizer thing. That's
It's like
pretty good.
it's like
No,
a
you
Yeah.
go,
Parmesan
Dom, you
covered
take a
shrimp.
group of people, take a small group, and go to TGI Fridays for endless apps.
So
Mhm.
I'm in a small town that Dom came to, and it's like it's super religious, like super religious. So no one does anything past like 5 o'clock besides restaurants, and the restaurants close really early. Why don't you guys go to Peanut Pub?
We wanted food. We needed food. We were hungry.
Nut pub.
Then
Fair.
we came back to where I live, which is even smaller. There's 3 places that serve food here. 2 of them, one was closed for a private party. One was just closing. Then we went to the shitty, fucking gross ass bar where we got food, so we were happy.
That bar
Denny's-
fun. Never been there.
Denny's, sir, is a destination, not a random.
I have something extremely
place.
important to show you.
Glad you're correct.
Although-
Applebee's is god awful.
I haven't actually been to Denny's in a long time. I think the last time I went to Denny's
We-
was in Vegas.
I was gonna say we went to Denny's in Vegas,
like
and
2 or
it
3
was
times.
it was a great.
That was
experience.
actually a good Denny's.
love
I've been to
Denny's.
Denny's
It's
that are
so
way
good.
shabbier than
One
that.
of the
but
one in Las Vegas is actually good and it's clean and they have good
yeah,
food
that
there.
one was decent.
That is not typical of
Look at
Denny's.
my camera, please.
What?
What? All right. hold on.
I don't have a
Aww.
setup to.
Cat.
Oh, kitty. It's a cat. It's a kitty cat.
It is. That's my cat.
She dance,
I don't know
dance,
what he's
dance,
doing.
dance, dance.
Dance. I
It's a
love
cat.
that.
It's a kitty cat.
That's a nice cat.
Would you quit picking on it?
I'm just petting him.
No, he does weird things.
Is
too.
she laying on your keyboard?
Laying on something.
He's laying behind it.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, Denny's is just a nice. The reason I started getting into Denny's is because
Listen.
when we first started doing this, well, not when we first started.
Hookers.
When I first started hosting the
Hookers.
show.
Hookers and blow is why you got into Denny's. Don't
No,
lie.
no.
Don't lie.
No, it's when I first started hosting the
Hookers.
show. Where I lived, there was a Denny's 2 blocks away, and it was
And who,
24/7. So we'd
and who
finish the
hung
show.
out
I'm like,
there?
I'm hungry, and I don't want to I don't trust myself to operate a stove or an oven right now.
hung out
And
there?
so I was like, well, I could walk to Denny's at like 4 a.m. and get a fucking lumberjack slam or something, and so I just started doing that.
with the hookers.
If
No,
it's-
okay,
if
there was
4 in the
a time
morning-
I did that, but they were hungry. Gotta
if it's
feed 'em.
4 a.m. and you don't care, you go to Denny's.
Denny's a good place. Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
They had
Here-
soup there.
Here
That dude,
in Iowa, where we live, it's Perkins and Village Inn.
I was all
Denny's
all-
has
Perkins
kinda
is
gone-
Perkins.
I was all about that Denny's chicken noodle soup even before Soup Gang started.
OG soup gang.
Yeah,
What is soup gang?
Drayden's a soup hipster.
yeah, dude, I was eating soup before it was cool.
He's eating soup before it was cool.
Should I go?
Because I
live
like to
with
eat
my
it warm,
cat?
right? So
Oh.
Okay.
Did you do what to your cat?
Shoney's. There's no Shoney's here. I think I don't know where Shoney's is, but I've heard of it. But
There used to be a Shoney's somewhere around here. I thought,
Shoney's- maybe
Kansas
there's
City,
one in
maybe.
Seattle, but
Maybe
there's definitely
Kansas
not
City.
one here.
Yeah, Nick, there's no Waffle House in Iowa where Ray and I live,
I think
unfortunately.
there's waffle. I don't know.
You
if
gotta
there's-
hit Southern Illinois to get those, I think.
Missouri. No, Kansas City has them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember if there's waffle. I know there's IHOPs here, but I can't remember if there's Waffle Houses or not. Maybe.
I like IHOPs.
Not that I know. I don't know of any, but there might be. Like Spokane has shit that I don't know about all the time. So.
Southern. No.
Did you
Waffle
know-
House is more south than it is Midwest.
Did you know that the FEMA will judge how bad a hurricane is going to be by whether or not Waffle Houses close?
Yes. I've heard this.
Waffle Houses logistics chain is apparently so good and robust and like efficient that the only way a Waffle House will close is if the logistics chain closes down. So if
Really?
a Waffle House closes in like a small town in Florida, then they know that the trucks aren't getting in, and that town is probably getting the shit kicked out of it.
Huh.
Is it the fact that their supply chain is so good, or their logistics
What?
chain, or is it the fact that FEMA's is so bad because it's run by the
Yes.
government?
No,
Probably a little bit of both.
It's both. Yeah.
A little bit of both.
That's interesting.
Waffle
That
House
is
and-
interesting.
The-
And Waffle House food, you can go to a Waffle House and it'll be gross. Or it can be dirty and nasty in there. Their food still kicks ass. They do a good job with what they do. It's not much, but what they do is really good.
That's honestly how I feel about Village Inn. Like, I'm a big fan of Village Inn. Village Inn is like a slightly classier Denny's, only very slightly
Their
classier. Denny's.
pie.
Their pie is
Village Inn's
bomb.
pie is
Oh,
the best.
fuck yes.
I just
Yeah.
want.
So every time I go back to Iowa, that's one of the things that I'll do is I'll pick up a pie or two and bring it back with me.
That's the thing is like everyone like they always just like, oh, this place has the best waffles. This place has the best pancakes. Like I don't ever order those. It's like do you have scrambled eggs? I want those.
Scrambled eggs, bacon.
Bacon or sausage or both. Also, you better have ham steaks. If you don't have a ham steak, you're not having me. That's my
Depends
motto.
how intoxicated I am,
stand.
or how
Oh
hungover
no,
I am.
you're kind of a slut, Drayden. So that's not true.
No,
Are you a ham steak?
dude, ham steaks. It's just a slice of ham. It's just a thick slice of ham
you
that's
a ham
grilled
steak?
on
It's
both
It's a
sides.
slice
Pan
of ham they
fried-
throw in the
pan
griddle
fried.
for a minute.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
griddled. It's just like a thick
Slice
slice
of
of ham that's
Grating
just
ham.
grilled on both
Oh, it's
sides. But it's
fucking
I
good.
The
love
ham
I love
steak.
ham. They just call it a ham steak. I love
The salad
ham steak.
dressing on a steak.
What?
No.
Who puts salad dressing on a
Ew.
What
steak?
are you talking
Get
about?
out of here. Go.
So actually,
Put like
you can
A1
ma-
steak
Maybe a
sauce?
little bit of
marinade.
vinegar.
No, so Olive Garden salad dressing is actually a great marinade for a steak. It's
I like
fantastic.
Like
Olive Garden salad
Italian?
dressing.
It's like
Yeah, the-
Italian salad dressing.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Italian salad
Oh, yeah.
dressing. Yeah,
That's good.
it's
That's some good shit.
Yes.
it's pretty.
I thought he was talking like, let's
That's
put some
German,
Thousand
actually.
Island on this fucking piece of meat. Like, get the fuck out.
Oh,
Everyone
I
has
had
to be-
I had a steak
Some
just a few days
Newman's
ago
own
marinated.
Newman's Ranch on
That's
on
right.
the steak.
Just marinate a nice steak and some Olive Garden salad dressing.
I'm gonna
For 24
marinate my
hours,
next
it's so good.
steak in
gonna
ranch
marinate
dressing.
my
Hidden
steak.
Valley ranch dressing.
You know what?
That's
You
gonna
could
be my
probably do
next
chicken.
steak
You're
marinade.
gonna
bet you
you're gonna need to
chicken-
do that on stream, Bannock.
Chicken marinated in ranch and then deep fried would probably be good.
Actually,
So,
that does
Manic,
sound
are
pretty
you
good.
old enough to remember Hidden Valley Ranch when it didn't come in a bottle? You had to buy it in a packet and make it yourself.
Oh yeah, we have some in our
No one
pantry.
else here can remember that. I'm sure. I think like the only ones that could do that.
I remember there was.
Not Manic old, dude.
I don't like ranch, so I don't eat ranch.
Not as
but-
old as I am.
I am
but
kind of old.
Manic's older than me. That's shocked the hell out of me. He looks 10 years younger than me, but he's older than me.
you're like 25.
I'm 30. I'm 37 in like 2 months.
Oh my god, I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah.
I'm 19 today.
Thank you,
No,
Mel.
you fucking aren't, Redline.
Redline's like 23.
Redline's like
Yeah.
30.
I was just say I thought Redline was.
Did you
about
guys
my
know I
age.
met Redline at Vegas?
I did too.
I did too. Yeah.
Was
No,
he
you
a
didn't.
bear?
Only I did.
He was a bear.
He was a
He was
bear,
a vessel
all right.
bear.
Do you know? I think
He's-
Manic's
He's a
the only
bear.
one
He's
here.
also a
not...
power bottom.
Now,
He's-
see,
Definitely that.
first
Yes.
off, no, not in a million years. Second off,
Oh, you just
stop.
take it?
No.
I had to go all the way
Redline,
to.
you chose this fursona, okay, and now we get
Look,
to make fun of you for it.
Look,
Persona.
if I have to be
Power
in that
bottom.
situation, I'm on top.
You don't know that.
I had to go
I
all the
like how
way
you
to.
say it like you may not ever be in that situation.
There's
I
less
will
work on
never
the
be in that
bottom, to be
situation.
honest.
It is less work on the bottom. You know what? If you're lazy,
Not when you're a power bottom.
Oh,
If
you're
you're
power
a
true.
bottom,
When
it
you're
is
a
power
less
bottom,
work
you're
unless you
throwing
are
it back.
bad at sex.
no, I just
Yeah,
go.
that's true.
I
When
just
you're a
go
power bottom, you're throwing
face
it
down,
back.
face down. Fuck it. Just take it. Be lazy.
I had to go all the way to Vegas to find out that Redline is practically my neighbor.
Oh, that's true.
I thought you were gonna say that red line was a power bottom. Like, see my dude for Vegas.
I had to go all the way to Vegas to find out the red line was a power bottom.
This is ridiculous. I always thought he was a fucking power top. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
like,
This
and
embarrassing
Skyhawk's just
about
like,
this conversation.
it's like him and
Wait.
Redline just end up in the. I can just see like the whole
Wait a
thing is
minute.
like they're like, hey, cheers,
minute.
like clink, like
Hold on.
I've been searching this whole time. I'm a passive
minute.
top, and I need
Wait.
that power
Wait.
bottom, and no
Raiden.
one here is like Redline's like, oh, you don't say.
Can we
See,
just
but-
do
Someone
shots for all
someone write
the?
this fan
I-
fiction,
I-
please. Like,
I propose a
Who's
shot
Brother
for all the
Bob?
power bottoms out there.
I'll fucking drink to that.
wait, bro, that's brother
Listen.
Bob.
Listen,
Fuck yeah.
what
I
would
got a
Abyssal
refill.
Bear think about this?
If the
Oh, we're
world
doing
didn't
shots.
have
What's the
power
shots again?
bottoms, then it would be fucking boring,
We're
right?
shot
Shouts
to all the
Bard.
power
Bard,
bottoms
Bard.
out
Rain,
there.
are you drinking wine right out of the bottle?
Yeah, I wanted to do the show with you guys.
Yeah. No, I do
I
that.
mean, who wants to do dishes?
Who
no,
wants
I'm,
to do
no, I'm
dishes?
down.
Not
If you're in a
me.
hurry and you don't got nothing, you just drink it out of the
That's why I
bottle.
got a wife. What are you talking about?
No, I just eat dishes.
That's why you have a dishwasher.
Yeah, my wife.
Yeah.
Before that was the kids.
I
Now
have
they
a
all moved out,
dishwasher.
so the washer wife has to start doing it again.
I love beans, dude.
The screaming in the background.
Ah! No, that's the.
I put the link for the monthly economic report in chat. It was like a
Ooh,
while ago.
the
Scroll up
Merc.
and see
If
it.
anybody cares, the link
There's
Put
is
it on
fucking
the-
graphs and shit.
I
And
like going on
apparently
the
more
stream.
ISK is leaving
I,
than there is being generated.
I
Who cares?
appreciate. I
Which is
appreciate.
weird. Like, how
that-
is that possible? Like,
Dog, where's the link?
we're good.
Where does the ISK
Buried?
go? What do you mean ISK is leaving the game? Where does it go?
Yeah,
There's
Elon
actually there's,
Musk is
Ooh.
there's a
buying it
big
all.
hole.
It literally
There's
goes.
a big
Look,
hole in Udama.
Did you guys hear about
It's called the
Elon
ISK
Musk
hole.
wanting
I'll
to
show you.
buy Twitter when you can just
Yes.
download it for free?
What a fucking
He
idiot.
offered
a
43
moron.
He offered 43 billion for it. What an idiot!
Like, dude, I got it on my
54, I
phone,
thought.
you idiot.
But no,
He's getting himself sued over that whole situation and how he's kind of fucked it up a bit.
That's fucking funny.
This is
but wait, hold on. So
ridiculous.
I'm curious about this. So like, if game ISK is leaving because that's an ISK sync, but like the faucets are usually like hundreds of times, if tens at least hundreds of times
Taxes,
more than the sinks. So
ban-
So
is-
somebody pointed out in chat earlier that if somebody goes AFK, that's an ISK sync. They just subtract the money from the game because they're not active.
But they have
Yeah,
to be
that-
inactive for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
More
that's
than a month
that's
of inactivity. I think they put them in the inactive ISK.
yeah, that's the active
so
ISK.
that, okay,
now
so
if-
that's
if
a
they
sign
come
that
back to
people
the
are not
game,
playing.
If they come back to
Yeah,
the game, is that a
okay.
faucet then?
That so
Yes,
I'm included
actually
in that.
dumb.
That's cool.
Yeah, because like I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
I was like
it's like this.
faucets
Not-
are
no-
everywhere. Sinks are not
Manic,
that
you
many.
logged in today. Now you're not.
Oh, I logged in and I bought a
Yeah.
Widow from Redline. So
Yeah,
There you
'cause,
go.
like,
now you're contributing to
Well,
next
and
now
month's
now
monthly
I'm
economic
contributing to the sandbox.
Yeah, because
How
what,
did-
what
So
how did your
one of the
husband die?
things that some in the CSM have said is CCP will actually count you as being active in the game, like in their metrics, even if you just open up the client to get the rewards.
Mm.
Oh,
that
yeah.
count. So
that counts. That
Oh, yeah.
counts as a
Yeah,
yeah,
you
so,
log in.
yeah. And
That's
if
fair.
you log in, then you're count like that puts you into the pile of activists.
Some companies will even count like forum users as players. So like if let's say you have an account on
Say
the
I have a hate on
forums
for
of-
CCP and I make an account and I just fucking go on the forums
Right.
and troll everyone.
even if you never log in and you just log into the forums to troll people, some companies will count those users as active users in their game.
Any kind of
So
active.
yeah, any
login
kind of
on any
activity
source.
like that's how some publishers like.
I mean, you could go as
they
far as going
inflate
onto
their numbers
Reddit.
a little bit.
Go on Reddit and see how many people are active. In your
Right.
Reddit.
How many Reddit
Go on Twitter and see how many people are actively tweeting about your game, whether it's positive or negative. Count those people.
Yeah,
That's not-
this is
they
all-
should-
this is
they
all-
shouldn't
Because I
do
was- I
that.
was
gonna say,
but
like,
I-
the-
I
By the
believe
way,
it.
I'm
What,
not
like-
saying CCP does this, but I know it has been done in the past.
So like, what are the main things? Buying things from seeded items on the market, and
I mean, you sell-
expired
Insurance, no.
expired
Taxes.
insurance payments.
Taxes.
Taxes, yep, or bills.
Taxes and broker fees
and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like,
I
think the tax and broker fees is probably the biggest. Since
when somebody's caught cheating and they take away their assets.
Yeah, that's probably a minuscule one compared to the taxes and the broker fees is probably the number one.
It's on the graph.
I would assume buying seeded market items are to. Well, I don't have the graph up. I'm spitballing.
We could just look at the graph.
I'm guessing that you guys fact check me
which
and see how
graph are we
wrong I
talking
am. I
about?
like doing that.
There's a graph that tells us exactly what.
I know. So tell me how accurate I am. So taxes and broker fees, and then I would say seeded market items, expired insurance payments after that, and then.
I don't have the graph, so I don't know.
Speaking of which, I want to do
the
a shot.
sinks and faucets, right?
I would like to do a shot.
Yeah,
More of an announcement.
Faucet is
really.
ratting, but...
Yeah, Manic.
I have an announcement. Monday, if you are in the continental U.S., is it the continental U.S.?
That's
if you're in the
basically
United
not
States,
Alaska or Hawaii.
Monday is tax day. Be sure to get your taxes done before Monday.
I actually did my
Or
taxes.
file for your extension.
That's actually all the United States plus Puerto Rico, Wake Island, Guam, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's all of them.
So I guess just for the United States of America.
Yeah.
What's the internet like in Wake Island? Do you think it's good?
We have
fiber to the
we have
house?
two guys
you
in our
guys heard of
corp.
these micronations?
We have two guys in our corp that live in Guam. So
what's the internet like there? Guam is just like a fucking airstrip with a coral reef around it.
Pretty much. Yeah. There's
But
a town
still,
there. There's a
still
town there.
US, yeah.
It's basically Air Force Base.
They've got a
but-
Walmart. They've
They
got a
work-
Walmart and a
they work
Starbucks.
for the government,
It's
but-
like they're a real city.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, it's
now if you send too many people over there, it could tip over, according to a
You're
North
right.
Carolina senator.
You're right. You
Yeah,
want to
it's-
spread the weight out so it stays.
Because you
normal.
don't want it to tip over.
It's weird because I normally do my taxes like January 1st. I file them. I file them before I even get my W-2.
It's not how you can do it.
How do you file before you get a W-2?
Because you take your last pay stub of December, and that's going to have your year-to-date totals on it, and then you just throw all that information in.
No, it's based on how much you had withdrawn too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can't
all
do it that
the
way.
tax withholdings and stuff is on my pay stubs.
What you're saying is
It's
you've
not
committed
always
tax-
the same though.
You've committed tax fraud for how many years now?
No, because
So what I'll do, Drayden, for my taxes is I'll
It's
plug
my
that same
time.
I'll plug that same I plug that same info in just to get a rough idea, but then I wait for my W-2, and every year it's off
how
a
is it
little
different?
bit.
Because if the last time I get paid in December, then the year-to-date totals on that pay stub, which shows all my tax withholdings, federal withholdings, Medicare withholdings, Social Security withholdings, it shows all the year-to-date totals for all of those on that sheet. Unless those are just absolutely wrong, they should be the exact same on a W-2. Because I'm not one of those people that have like multiple different things. That it's like I literally get one W-2 from one job, and that's it. I file the equivalent of a 1040 easy every year.
Yeah, if you're in a super simple situation
I don't
like
do
that,
tax, and then I have to do the Twitch things because the Twitch income from this channel I have to claim on my personal taxes. But then I just look at all the payouts through the same year, and all those equal out to the same amount. So. And I check it, I'll check it. My pay stub always my last pay stub in December always matches up exactly with my W-2 on values.
If the government knows how much you've made and they tell you how much you've made, why don't they just do the taxes for you?
Right?
Get out of here with your
question.
sense.
Yeah,
why
the real
get
answer
out
is
of here
the
with
meme.
that?
Because the
It's
real
mostly a
answer
meme.
is because they're politicians, so they get paid by people who are trying to bribe them to make the laws. So folks who are accountants can input a lot of money so that they make the law super complicated and confusing to use. And I say that knowing the whole IRS, like how to file your taxes, is out online for folks to read, but they continue to make it complicated so folks who are like CPAs can continue to make money from it, and therefore will continue to bribe the politicians to continue to keep it complicated.
Fucking
You're
lobbyists.
saying the politicians are in bed with TurboTax, and that's why
Yes.
they won't do it
Actually,
for you.
yes.
The politicians are being
Literally,
bribed,
yeah.
yes. There's
Yeah,
a lot of
so-
There you
corruption.
go.
This
Thanks,
isn't just
Obama.
exclusive. This isn't just exclusive to healthcare in America, or not healthcare. Taxes in America includes healthcare. It includes insurance. It includes
I don't know if you guys
environmental.
know this. I don't know if you guys know this, but America is pretty fucking corrupt.
Includes food
Really?
industry as well. Includes literally everything.
Yeah, I'm just saying
There's-
my taxes are always
There's
simple.
a lot of
Anyway, follow
corrupt-
me for more tips on how to build a guillotine and how to eat.
Life.
How to
Manic,
eat
that's
cake.
Manic. That
How
is
to
a
eat and
funny
cannibalism.
way. That's a really weird way to pronounce capitalism.
Right.
The letters on the keyboard are very close together, so
But
it's
I
an
don't feel
honest
like my tax. I do that because my taxes are
Hi,
simple
Tina.
because I don't own a property, so I have to worry about property taxes. I don't have to worry about it, X, Y, and Z. I don't own a business or an LLC. I don't have deductions. I use a standard deduction because it's. I mean, if I total up all the things I could possibly deduct on taxes, it maybe be like $500 tops. Standard deduction is like $12,550 this year, so it's like I'm using that. So my thing is like I fill out basically I just to put my AGI, the withholdings, and just say no to all the questions that they ask me, and then that's the tax return I get. So, mine's easy. I don't need all the extra information and stuff.
You guys have
like your
such
fur
chill
shawl.
cats.
Is your cat an
Mine
asshole?
likes to occasionally say
He
hello.
is, yeah. I said kitty
But,
really loud.
Yeah,
She
do your
panicked.
taxes though. I literally did mine yesterday. I never wait this long to do them, but I did.
So looking at the
Neat.
Sync versus ISK faucet thing, transaction tax is the biggest
I figured that was the biggest thing because
Faucet.
every time
LP
anyone buys anything on the market,
the
it's
LP
gonna
the LP store is the second biggest. The
And then
skill
skill
purchases.
purchases?
That's some
yeah.
big
with
ISK
the LP
energy.
though. Don't you just give LP or do you have to spend ISK on that?
It's spend ISK.
Oh, some of it is you have to spend
I've
ISK
never
on some
used
of
When
it.
you
LP store,
when you
so-
Some
buy
of them-
something from the LP store, it'll be like X amount of LP, X amount of ISK, X amount of items gets you
Oh.
whatever.
There's a few
Okay.
items that are just LP points, but not very many of them. Most
Yeah.
of them have ISK costs.
Okay, I didn't know that. I've never used
Skill
the LP
purchases,
store.
broker's fee, blueprints,
Broker's fee.
skills.
Like if you wanted to
manufacturing.
buy a Brutix Navy issue, it would be
Yeah.
like a certain amount of LP, a certain amount of ISK, and a regular Brutix. You exchange it in, you get a Brutix Navy issue back.
Well, and so the skill points and the skill books and things, I include that all in just seeded market items that are basically NPC seeded that you're buying instead of buying from another player. So all the blueprints, skill books, things like that, that's all included in that. But so far I think I'm right. I missed the LP, but other than that I did get the
I wouldn't have come up with LP store. And I looked.
I
at
never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. but-
So the biggest,
That's where
ISK
Faction Warfare
faucet-
gets all their money from. Is
yeah,
the
the
LP
biggest
store.
ISK
Yeah.
faucet is commodity market and bounty prizes.
That's the same with incursions too. Is the LP.
yeah, and then
So
ratting.
what
Mhm.
you guys were talking about characters not playing the game anymore, that's called the active ISK delta. And last month there was took out 51 trillion ISK with people not playing the game. Whatever triggers that to I don't know how long you have to be away from the game, but that's whenever that triggers 51 trillion was taken out of the game last month for that.
Do you think a lot of those players are industry players that just don't build capitals right now, so they've put those alts to bed, so to speak?
I bet it's a good percentage of them. I bet you're right. And test players.
Maybe
if
there's some
player
sort
build
of
test.
some sort of dev blog coming that'll talk about that.
Is there?
Maybe.
Maybe next month, right? There'd be a big change.
Well, I think there might be a dev blog later in the show.
But the changes come next month, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we can talk about that now.
We could, or we could talk about NFTs.
I like NFTs.
We're
so
not
let's talk
talking about
that.
NFTs.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
this week to talk about NFTs. Next topic.
Non-functional testicles is
What are you talking
important.
about?
No,
People
there,
need to
there,
be
no,
aware
there
of
was a
this.
statement. No, there was a
This is
statement by
important
CCP about
stuff.
NFTs that I think it's worth touching on.
No funky
Okay,
toes.
the statement is not for
No
tranquility.
funky toes,
No
exactly.
NFTs. We're done. Let's move on.
Wait. Can I say one thing though? There
You
was
can say
a
anything you want.
Say
You can
one
say
thing?
it, but it has to be
You could
5
say
words or
two
less.
things.
Let's
You
get
could say 5
into it,
things.
ladies and
I
gentlemen.
don't want to delve deep. I'm just saying they
Delve
did
deep,
say not for
baby.
tranquility, and I am happy about that. And it's like I'm not gonna get mad at Eve or CCP for doing something they haven't done yet. You cannot get mad at people for something you haven't done yet. But there was an implication in the message where they did make it sound like that they're going to be looking into the information further on, and that they're like, we are still see potential, and along we've read your feedback and we see as well as you see the potential in these, and that's not the feedback. No one gave you feedback that there's potential in these, so don't do it. Keep holding to your not for tranquility, because I think that's where everyone stands on it. But as long as they hold to that, I'm happy. But it did have a tinge air of not yet, and I don't like the yet. But until the yet comes, can't get mad.
Didn't get louder like it did to Dirk. Why not?
Now it's
There you
louder.
go.
Oh,
That's so
do I have like priority speaker on or something? Because like every time I key up, it got quieter.
You must.
I loved when we did that to Dirt because he would.
He would get louder and louder with it. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Like I don't know if Manic can hear us. Manic, can you hear us?
Anybody talk. I think anybody talking.
Manic.
I'll be right back.
Man, I don't. Manic, could you not hear us?
I could hear you.
Okay. Oh, were you manually doing the?
Yeah.
Oh. Baited. I was like, wait, it's so. I was like, I don't think he understands what's happening.
How toxic.
Yeah. Well,
I like Malketh's point in chat though. Like, I really don't want to talk about NFTs, but Malketh's like, you think they're going to keep any promise? And literally, I just get flashbacks to, we won't sell skill points, guys. And, like, here we fucking are. So, that lasted 3 years. So, maybe, like, 2 to 3 years from now, we can revisit this conversation when CCP once again goes back.
That was my thing. Is that they said not for Tranquility, but then they had this stipulation in the end saying, like, we're going to keep looking into it and see how it goes in the future. And which basically means that they do still want to do it. They just know that they can't do it right now without pissing everybody off. So they're going to wait, but they're still going to keep looking at it. It's like,
that's the thing.
So that's what I'm saying. Their long story answer, I think, is a not yet.
And I think,
hold on.
Well, the thing is, like, NFTs are fucking shitting the bed right now.
They are.
I read an article, I read a headline today of this guy that bought an NFT for $8 million. Or no, he's bought it for $8 million, went to sell it for $2.9 million. He got $280 for it.
Yeah. He didn't get that. That was the top bid. He still has the option to decide to sell it or not. He won't sell for that. So he's just going to hold on.
So like, people are realizing now that you can just right click and save as, and you own an NFT.
Yeah, people also realize that. I think initially people were thinking that there was much more of an ownership value to it, and then they didn't realize that the NFT thing is like you're owning the receipt for that particular token, but you don't own that, you don't own that thing. You own the receipt saying you own this receipt, that you bought a receipt about that thing.
And then there were a couple games out there that based their whole gameplay off of NFTs and blockchain, and they ended up either getting hacked or pulling the rug out from people after they dumped a bunch of money in.
But that's the thing with the it's not just NFTs and Eve, it's blockchain in general, which NFTs are an aspect of the blockchain, but crypto and other things are involved with it as well. And so you can not have NFTs in your game and still be blockchain oriented. And the blockchain stuff like Bitcoin and Ethereum and stuff are still very popular and are very valuable still. So maybe the NFT stuff doesn't get worked into Eve, but blockchain technology might still yet, and I don't like it.
He said that they weren't gonna do it until, well, he said that they weren't gonna do it for the near future.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So
that's what I'm saying. I'm happy
what
they
does
said
the
no.
Near future mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So
Can anybody tell me what the near future
he did
means?
also say that the technology wasn't ready to be implemented in something like
which is not.
So the question becomes,
Ooh.
what would make the technology right for Eve?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Shut up. Sorry. Please stop.
Real quick before you go back, Seema, thanks for the gifted subs. Thanks for the gifted subs, Seema. Go ahead, Manic.
Thank you, Seema. Okay. The fact that quote.
I just don't understand.
No. Stop. The fact that the technology isn't ready yet, like that's the excuse everybody's giving now. Now that everybody can see that NFTs and blockchain aren't as popular as they were hoping, all the fucking millionaires and suckers who buy into this is their new excuse. They're saying, "Oh, the technology's not ready yet." So, but the fact that the technology isn't ready yet, if that is true, that's not the problem that we have with NFTs and blockchain in video games. That's not the problem. We don't give a shit that the technology isn't ready yet. We give a shit that this puts unnecessary strain on servers. It doesn't really it doesn't give you any ownership, which is what they're selling. Hold on. I'm getting mad. I don't want to get mad. I don't want to get mad.
Can I cut you off and maybe add a more sensible argument? Because
yeah,
I get what you're saying. So Hilmar says they're not ready yet. But if you think back, so think of all the other new technology CCP has tried to invest in, right? VR, easy example. They had Valkyrie. Valkyrie was an amazingly successful game. It was a huge part of their profits. But look at VR now. Like, name one video game that's big in VR that tons of people play.
Valkyrie.
Maybe it has
Saber.
an esport. Wait, say again?
Valkyrie.
Beat Saber.
So Beat Saber, probably the one and only video game with VR, right? But like, how many individuals?
There's a
VR
lot
is
of
not
VR
as
capable
main.
games. I think people do,
Well,
but they're not
It's not
focused
as
on that.
mainstream.
Think about it,
Like,
right?
think
Yeah.
back to
What
like
else comes with VR?
2015, 2014. You remember when the hype for VR was like,
Yes.
holy fucking shit, it was astronomical, and this is the next big thing. Here we are in 2022. It's not. It's nowhere
It's not.
near as mainstream as
I-
people were
And
saying it was going to be.
And CCP invested a lot of time. Valkyrie was a good game. They made tons of profit off of
It was
it.
a
But
fun
then
game.
they forecasted it and they're like, "Oh my god, okay, so we sold all these things in 2015, 2016, but will this go further?" And their conclusion was no. So they sold it. Like like Valkyrie still exists, like all the like Mind Jack on your phone still exists, like Spark still exists, but they realized they wouldn't be able to have a huge market on it, and so they stopped investing and pulled from it. And they don't want to do that again. Like
Yeah.
that's how I think they're viewing crypto. They're saying, okay, there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of build, but where do we see this in 1 to 5 years? Is this still going to be a thing? Are people going to move on to the next stuff? And they don't want to take the risk again. So
Yeah.
they're saying, nope, we did something maybe a little bit with the Alliance tournament that was super low investment,
Testing the waters.
and yeah, test the waters so we could say, hey, we tried it, we have something there, so they can go back if they need. But they're not going to invest any time or effort because they did that with VR and it kind of backfired on them. Sure, they made a profit, but at the end, they ended up having to lay people off and sell the games. And nobody likes to do that. Like, it just sucks as a
Sure.
company
I
when you
like
have to do that.
Real
Well,
quick,
but
Shut up.
people are-
thanks for this. Go ahead, Dom. Oh wait, was
What
that not
is
Dom?
what?
Wait,
It was me.
Who's? Oh, sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
It's okay. So, but people, I get what you're saying. Like, kudos if that is the case. If CCP is looking at this and saying this doesn't look like a wise investment right now, we're gonna back off. If that's actually the case, more power to them.
Yeah.
But
So I was.
well, hold on.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
People were looking at this dev blog. People were reading this dev blog and saying, "Oh, good, NFTs and blockchain are never coming to Eve." The people were interpreting this as CCP's promise to say we're not doing NFTs in Eve, which that's not what the dev blog says at all. In fact, I think it confirms the opposite because all they're saying is we're not doing it for the foreseeable future, and nobody can tell us what the foreseeable future means. It could be 3 years from now, it could be 3 months from now. We don't know. So the dev blog pretty clearly said CCP is still interested in this tech. They're still going to be doing some R&D on it. They're just not bringing it to Eve right now. So I think here's what I think. For sure, I think Hilmar at FanFest is going to bring up NFTs and blockchain in his FanFest presentation. And I think I have a hunch that this blog was put out. Maybe he ran his speech by the team, by the community team. And I think maybe somebody on the community team tugged his ear a little bit and said, hey, if you're going to talk about NFTs and blockchain stuff at FanFest, it's not going to go over well. So you got to like you got to cushion it a little bit. I think this dev blog was a bit of a cushion for any potential backlash that they might see at FanFest.
Or,
So,
Could be.
ultimately, I think NFTs and blockchain are coming to Eve. I think we
Yeah.
will see that eventually. It's just probably not coming as soon as Hilmar would like.
So real quick, but before we go Redline, I just want to throw in my thing where I was saying that this sounds like a not yet, although it does sound. So right now they're saying no. They're saying no for now, and cool. I mean, I think everyone is happy they're not getting into this at the moment, but it did sound like they're just saying that we're going to keep looking into it. So I'm never opposed to people researching things and finding out knowledge on stuff. So I'm like, if they're just going to be tuned into the crypto stuff just to like be knowledgeable on the subject, and as long as they keep it out of Eve, cool. I have no problem with that. I'm just worried that it might eventually get to the point where they're like, now is the time, and I don't think any time is the time So
as soon as it becomes profitable,
right. And
they
so
will-
my
they will
thing
implement
is like you can't get mad at them now because they're basically we're not going to do it. You can't be like torches and pitchforks. You can't
Yeah, no.
You should
There's
be
no reason to be
happy that
mad
they're
right
saying no. So everyone should be happy they're saying no. Leery that they're saying not yet. And so keep your torches and pitchforks in the closet, and then you know.
I like the.
But if you
So
read this dev
basically
blog,
keep them updated with the sorry real quick. So they're like, we're gonna keep listening to the feedback. As long as we keep our feedback saying we don't want it, then hopefully they just will never bring it in. So keep your feedback that you don't like it, but don't get mad until they do it.
Am I allowed to
I like
not
that.
care?
What do you think of the line, "We have no plans to add blockchain technology into EVE Online's global server Tranquility for the foreseeable future"?
I loved
Specifically
it.
mentioning
for the
I mean, it gave
for
me
the
a hard on, man.
foreseeable future. What does that mean?
Specifically, he's mentioning Tranquility.
Yeah.
So does that
What is-
mean
but-
Serenity might see blockchain and NFTs?
Tranquility is Tranquility. So
Right.
they might be implementing it on
So
Serenity.
the Chinese server might see.
Or Thunderdome.
Well,
I
and
don't-
CCP
they would make no
CCP
money doing it on Thunderdome.
Are you just
Why
naming
not?
other servers? that you know?
CCP is
that what you're doing?
acknowledged.
No,
Eh.
'cause you could have NFT battles on Thunderdome. It'd be fantastic.
Gang.
Kind of like
CCP
Pokemon.
And
doesn't run Serenity.
That's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
NetEase.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Okay. Well, anyway, my point, this is all I'm going to say. If you read this blog and you are suddenly hopeful, like if you felt relief after reading this blog, I think you're maybe a little bit naive.
Yeah.
If you think this means that NFTs are never coming to EVE, I think you're a little bit naive. I think you need to read the blog a little bit closer.
Yeah, when people are saying that they quoted the NFT means not for tranquility, I was like, oh, and then I read the blog. I'm like,
dude.
okay.
I hope if it okay. So that's the other thing.
I was like on the fence.
If
I'm
you're
like,
worried,
cool,
if you're
If-
worried about
but
NFTs
scared.
in any way, shape, or
If
form,
they eventually
you need
do
to
bring
find
it,
something else to worry about. This
if
is
they
such a
eventually
non-item.
do bring NFTs to EVE, everybody needs to take that "not for tranquility" line and throw it back into Hilmar's face.
I'm gonna
yeah.
buy every NFT they got.
It
I would love
like by saying "not for tranquility," like people thought that was really really nice and
Just-
clever, but oh man, just wait once NFTs eventually do hit tranquility.
I
I
hope
expect
NFTs
everybody
never
to
do.
be tweeting at Hilmar saying "not for tranquility."
I think NFTs have hit
No,
the
stop.
bottom
Drayden.
so hard. I don't know if
Let me
NFTs will
talk.
come to tranquility, but blockchain stuff in another
I-
sense may.
I'm just gonna talk.
Go for it.
So look,
Go.
this is a person who is interested in this technology and is sharing that even though he is interested in the technology, it is not ready for the video game yet. That's very clear from what he wrote. I have a question for anybody who is, for some reason, adamantly and against NFTs. Is there anything that technology could have done to it to make it ready for EVE?
No.
Because realistically, what is happening, and I will let you answer the question that I asked, I promise. But what is happening is that this is CCP saying, "Hey, look, this is something we were thinking about, obviously, because the AT ships had the AT had NFTs, but they're realizing that it's not necessarily something that they need right now, and they want to wait until it's different." So maybe what could be different?
I don't see the point of NFTs in a video game context because there's no way CCP is going to like give you a portion of their intellectual there's no way they're going to sell you a portion of their intellectual property, and even if they do, it's still all hosted on their server, and so they control it. Like you say we had NFTs for Alliance tournament ships. That's not true. We had NFTs for pictures that were generated from Alliance tournament kills.
Yeah.
So and like what value? So cool, great. CCP has demonstrated that they can do this. What value is that in EVE? Like
The
What does it
one
take
question.
away?
The one question I have now,
development time?
No, so I have a question
what?
on this, and I don't.
You
Who's
can't
the guy
tell me.
making? Who's
you
the guy
can't.
making NFTs?
You can't tell
And
me
he's
that
in
there
the
was
back row
no
of some.
development time put into that. You can't tell
I
me
mean,
that there
I
was
sure,
no
I sure
dev
can.
time.
It's
Well-
it's a graphic piece. Do you know how to make video games?
Somebody had to sit there and make
But
those.
but hold on.
Somebody
So
who is probably not coding the actual video game.
So real quick, I have a question, and I'm not super knowledgeable tech wise on NFTs, how they work specifically, but as far as I know, it's not the picture itself isn't necessarily the NFT. The NFT is the token regarding that picture. And so
It's a
that
token that
token
links to
cannot
that
be replicated, right? So the one possible use, and I don't understand how they would even use it, but the one possible use that I heard that, as far as NFTs went, that sounded maybe plausibly useful is that you could maybe have tokens for certain in-game transactions that couldn't be replicated or hacked or anything like that, and then those could be like the verification of that NFT could just be like a very accurate, non-hackable, non-whatever version of a verification of a token representing something in the game. Not a picture. I mean, like some kind of like transaction in the game.
This is a lot of talk for CCP not doing
So
it.
in that aspect, maybe, but I don't know if. But I heard that there's. Sorry, man, real quick. I heard that there was also like a bunch of security issues, that it was not a very secure system on how that worked. So I don't know. Picture-wise, it's stupid.
I'm with Rain. We've already talked about this for way too much.
Probably.
The blog was a whole lot of nothing. The blog was a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the blog that had a whole lot of something in it.
Siege Green.
Uh-huh.
Can we wrap that up in 3 minutes before we hit the after show? 4 minutes. We got 4 minutes to talk about Siege Green.
3 minutes. My clock on the desk is wrong.
Naturally transition into the after show afterwards.
I think you just not transition at all.
Let's just talk about Siege Green.
Let's just roll.
I'll put the link in the
this
chat.
is fucking dope.
Siege Green.
This is
Also-
a dope dev blog.
You want to talk about the structure part first?
Hell yeah, let's talk about the structure part first. And I have one thing to
All
say.
Upwell structures will have their shield damage cap removed. Armor and
Hell
hull
yeah.
damage caps remain in place. Medium structures will have their hull reinforcement timer removed. So that's
Hell yeah.
Athenors, and what's the little what's the other one? Asbel?
Retaru.
Raytaru.
Asbel Retaru, yeah.
Raytaru. Okay, neat. Plus 100% to medium structure shield hit points. So you get double
Hell
shield
yeah.
hit points, but no hull reinforcement timer. Neat. Plus 25% to large and extra large structure shield hit points.
Hell yeah.
Minus 75% hull hit points for medium structures. Ooh.
Ew.
Okay.
Hell
These
yeah.
changes
have
are
any
aimed at
more
creating more
destruction.
interesting gameplay around attacking and defending medium structures, such as an Athenor or Astrohouse. Groups making use of Upwell structures will need to be more strategic in their placement and will be under more pressure to valiantly defend against attackers. Cool. By removing the medium structure hull reinforcement timer, armor reinforcement becomes the only timer for an Astrohouse or Athenor. Accordingly, medium armor timers will now obey the following schedule. So in high sec, once you take the shields off, the final timer will be in 4.5 days, plus or minus 3 hours. In low sec, 2.5 days, plus or minus 3 hours. In wormholes and Pochvin, 1.5 days, plus or minus 3 hours. And a war headquarters, 24 hours.
And that changes from the owner being able to choose, right? That's the change. They used to
No,
be able to
no,
choose
no.
when the day would be.
Yes. So
yeah,
that's still
yeah,
true.
Yeah,
So it's
this is
saying it's
taking
at
that away.
least this amount of time. So rather than being like,
Yeah.
so if it says a day and 12 hours, instead of being at 24 hours, it bumps it up to the like next 48
Yeah, I don't
hours.
get to choose anymore. It's 4.5.
No,
plus
no,
three.
you
you
do.
still choose. You just have to meet that minimum. So if it
And
says
it's
it
also
takes,
not 4.5 days.
yeah, so if it says 4.5 days and you wanted it at a certain time, like so a Wednesday, then you have to at least meet that 4.5 days or whatever. So you still pick the time. That doesn't change. I remember reading a lot of discussion because people are like, "Oh, great, so I can't pick my defense."
And does the plus? So the plus or minus, is it randomly set it within that
It's a window.
framework? Out,
It's still the window.
So
yep.
4.5 days minimum, and then plus or 3 minus hours randomly selected in that time frame, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So therefore, you can still defend it around your prime time
Right,
when
right.
you're set to defend it.
Okay.
So is that plus or minus
so
3
the
hours
way that-
actually means 6 hours? 3 hours before the
Yes.
Your time you pick, it's like 3 hours after, right? So it's a 6 hour.
Yes.
No.
So,
Plus or
yes,
minus.
yes.
Oh, is
That
it?
that is what
Plus
that is.
and minus.
So say for example, I have my timer set for my structures for 0300, right? That means it can end up anywhere between midnight Eve time and 0600.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. So basically, you have a
as I know,
6 hour window you're setting up that you can choose.
Yeah, as far as I know, that really doesn't change. So you still pick the defense. It's still not exactly the exact same time, because for instance, when you hack, you can hack structures to see when that timer is set. It doesn't say, it gives you like a single time. It doesn't say a time frame.
Because
You can
I'm
hack structures?
reading this, it doesn't read that way though.
Yes,
It
I
says-
know.
it says It will now
I remember.
obey the following schedule. So I mean,
Yeah, so I was
all right.
talking on like some discords with like Kenneth, and Kenneth was like, "Yeah, they did not word that properly."
All right, cool.
Because that's
'cause
not what
that's
the intent
that's
was.
shitty,
Because yeah,
man.
I would be freaking out too, because now they're making all these changes and suddenly I am, as a defender, can't determine when I can defend. Like, I would be pissed.
Because then it becomes the attacker chooses. I go attack it on this day because I
Yeah,
know
I attack it on this
4.5 days
day and then I
later.
also kill it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
like, well, what's the point of defending then?
Interesting. Okay. Thank you. For
So
that
all
information.
Upwell structures will have their shield damage cap removed. How's that?
That's
How's
awesome.
that make you feel?
That's awesome. I like that.
Good.
Yeah. So
Hey,
you can
'cause
just
it- 'cause the
blast.
armor-
You can just blast it down fast.
Most people
Well,
don't
yeah,
fight
it's-
on the timer.
Yeah. Shield.
But
it's
I
also
like that
very,
because yeah,
very
shield
fast.
timers are rarely defended, and
It's
if
also
you just
very-
want to like reinforce it, then the damage it just forces a bunch of people to be there longer than they need to. Like no one's gonna defend it. You're just gonna get it anyway. Why make them sit there for extra time? I
but
like
now
that.
we
I like that
bring
change.
We bring a bunch of dreads or whatever. Now
Yeah,
we
you
can
just
knock the
blast
sucker
it down
quick.
super
Yeah,
fast and
I
just
like it. I
reinforce
like
it, get it over with, and then just come back when it actually matters. So
And maybe
Now you
that will
can-
create some capital fights. Maybe. It
And
will.
now you can create a bunch of timers all at once, right? Because you don't have to sit there and grind away
True.
at one.
Oh,
Citadel
and
shield.
then
You can-
that they all come out at the same
reinforce
time.
a
Then
bunch of
it's
them.
you can bounce around or like I like
Well,
that.
you technically can do that now. You just be able to do it faster.
Right,
You
but
can
with the
bounce
damage
one
cap,
to next and next.
With
Keep
mean,
a
really-
schedule going.
but with the damage
Now
cap,
you'd be
you're
able to bring
limited
that
on
faster.
like unless you can split multiple forces to hit multiple structures at the same time, you're
No, you
limited
just
on
move-
the speed you can drop one structure down. So this
That's what I just
allows if you bring a big enough force, you can just like knock this shield down in 10 minutes, knock that shield down in 10 minutes, knock that shield down in 10 minutes.
Where it used to be an hour, now it's
Yeah.
quicker.
Yeah.
But it's still the same thing. You get to create your schedule if you want to on that aspect. That doesn't change.
I
mean,
like
you
it.
can
It
do-
makes,
you can do
it
anything-
makes structure bashing
you can do
fleets a little
anything
less
you want if you have
tedious.
enough people, but like this makes it
now
so
you
that
can, yeah.
you can get a fleet together, and instead of reffing one citadel and then having half the people go, I don't want to fucking do this.
Yeah,
again,"
it's a
and
fucking
then
too long. It's
log
like you
off
get
and
3
leave.
done in the same amount of time
You
as
can
it
ref
took to do 1.
6 citadels.
Yeah.
In the
That's
time
not
it
what
took you to
people
ref
do,
one.
though. They
do
don't
you mean
go
that's not
out
what
and
people
just
do?
ref like a million citadels on a big old fleet.
Why not?
Right.
But they
They
can
do it
now.
efficiently.
They can now. That's
I
the
like
that's
it.
the
I
new
like
order.
structure bashing, so.
I mean, I guess.
I'm the weird one. I get that. I enjoy structure bashing. So I mean, it doesn't
I'm
matter.
fine with it as long as there's
I'm-
like something
I'm with
entertaining
you,
going
Dom.
on.
Well, it's because you're
If it's a
old,
structure
dude.
bash where literally no one is talking and it's completely silent, it's like, okay, I guess I'll find something else to like watch while this is
Well,
going
then
on.
I
but-
talk. Then I talk to myself and I make up stories. So it's fun.
So nobody fights on the shield timer, so we can just fucking doomsday the shield timer away. Cool.
Kind of.
But medium
here's the
structures will
problem,
have their
though.
hull reinforcement timer removed.
Right.
That means there's only one timer
Yeah.
in theory to defend your Astrahus or Athanor or Raytar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that helps with Theshinker is like, I'm on a structure bash right now and I'm silent. It's silent. Just make some noise then, Thesh.
Link them in the stream. They can
Yeah,
come
link
and
them
watch
in
this.
the stream.
Yeah.
Tell them that we're talking shit on them. And then
Talking about
Tell
Siege Green.
him LB said that
yeah,
they're
tell
all
them LB.
fucking pussies.
That's
Yeah,
right. Fucking pussies.
bunch of
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Okay, so I got a question on
There's
this
nothing wrong.
dev
with
blog
fucking
here.
pussies.
Low power structures will still retain their single armor timer, similar to full power structures. Remember though that if a low power is left for a week, it would enter abandoned state. I thought it couldn't enter abandoned if it had a core.
It can.
It still
It's not
can.
about
Okay.
core, it's
All right,
fuel.
all right.
Core is just for tether.
It's the fuel that determines abandoned or not.
They should make it 3 days. Just abandon these fuckers. That'd be great.
Okay. Plus 100% to medium structure shield hit points. You get double the shield hit points.
So no damage cap, but you gotta knock down twice as much shield then.
Yeah.
But I've been on fleets of subcaps where I don't do any damage while hitting a structure because it's all being
It's all being
deflected,
deflected.
right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how much that's going to matter.
You're doing
in
damage,
all
just
honesty.
like 1 and 2 and like
No.
6.
I'm telling you, I do 1,012 deflected. I've been in fleets where that's every shot's like that. So I don't know how much that's going to affect things.
That's weird because like
the big groups, that's not going to be a big. That's not a big detriment. Right?
I mean, like, I'm usually sending when I send the drones, it's not saying like you do 10 damage. It's like normally my drones will do like 100 or like 50 or whatever damage. But like it'll say like, oh, you did 2 damage.
Okay, so your group is not reaching. Your group's not reaching full.
No. It'll say like damage deflected, but it'll be like you did 2.
I know your group has not reached full damage cap. To reach full damage cap, you've got to get all deflections. When everybody's getting all deflections, you're at full damage cap.
It'll say like this much deflection.
You'll be some, but that means you're not fully at damage cap.
Maybe I'm just not reading their numbers right, but I thought it was like, oh, when you start seeing deflections, it says your damage is like 6 instead of 7.
No, if you're not a full damage cap, you might hit like for 600 and 300 if it's deflected, right? That means you're not at full damage cap yet.
I thought it would just be like the damage done is what you did, and I thought it would already reduced it based on the deflection.
Nope. It shows how much deflected is in parentheses afterwards.
Well,
I knew something. Oh. Wow! Fuck yeah!
It's like I don't.
Dom is the king of structure bashes.
I love structure bashes.
I usually have rep drones in my simi anyway, so I actually do damage to structures, but
plus 25% to large and extra large structure shield hit points. So your forts and your keep stars get plus 25% shield hit points.
But once again, if there's no cap though, that means you could bring a bunch of big ships and knock that sucker down fast. This is a good change.
Right. Yeah.
I dig it.
And then minus 75% hull hit points for medium structures.
Because fuck medium structures.
If it's ready to die, let it die.
Which makes sense.
Anchoring is going to be spicy now because of this. Right?
That's true.
So if you're going to try and anchor a content Astrahoos in somebody's staging, let's say,
you have to guard it.
It's minus 75% hull hit points, so that's a quick.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to do.
You got to have some support, aren't you?
I mean,
you're going to have. There's going to be a fight. There's going to be a fight.
I'm fine with that.
Especially
if you want to put a structure down, you can't just throw it down and just be like, oh, you know what? They just can't kill it fast enough. If you want to put a structure down, you need to defend it. If you can't defend it, then it dies easily. So
this, especially along with the changes to PDS, I think for low sec will be a buff to like things like nano supers and titans.
Nano supers.
Will it be a buff to them, or will it just get them more out into space?
Oh, it's
not really a buff. It just gets them out there to do stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, it means that they can get a lot more done quickly, and if you're using something like that, you want it off as fast as possible.
Right.
So those changes wants to know why it's a buff to nanos.
Because 5
it's not a
nano
buff.
Can burn down a medium structure in like 3 seconds. One shot it actually.
So you're not buffing the hell.
Exactly.
It's not a buff to the ship. It's a buff to structure.
Indirectly.
Match.
Yeah.
The gameplay style is a buff to the gameplay style.
Exactly. Because before, one super could hit the damage cap for a medium structure, no problem.
What do you think of the wormhole people getting upset about this?
I mean, they get upset about everything. They do have a right to be upset. I just think they should be less poor.
Wait, I thought wormhole people were rich.
Yeah, okay, they are, but they're complaining because they can't stage out of Ritarus and Astra houses. They have to buy Fortizars now.
Let's talk about this in a more rational sense. In C5 and 6 wormholes, people are super uber rich and they don't give a fuck about this patch at all. When you're a small group trying to break into low-class wormholes, the only structures you're going to be able to afford are Astrahooses, Athenors, and Ritarus.
And they're easily killed now.
Easily killed, especially on anchoring. So, if you drop an Astrahoos in your C2 wormhole, and you and your 6 buddies are trying to make your wormhole corp work, and you go on a fishing trip with your father for the weekend, you're going to come back to an empty fucking wormhole because you've been evicted within 1.5 days plus or minus 3 hours. Right?
You know you have to link that in chat now, Manic.
You said 1.5 days?
Yep.
Plus or minus 3 hours.
Oh. I mean,
That's true, man.
Yeah. If your dad's seen it, we should all see it.
it's my Manic Velocity account. That's my meme account.
Oh. How did he find
I
it?
follow that.
Did he find it from this show?
I don't know how he found it.
He probably like tuned in. He's like, wait, that's my son.
That's my son.
That's my son. And then like went over.
How embarrassing.
I better check Instagram.
Yeah, my dad is following my meme Instagram account. Great.
You're in trouble now.
Dude, my mom stopped following my fan house because she says all I do is post stuff she already knows. All I do is post about my real life.
She's like, I'm sick of getting pictures of these children.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Want
much.
my money back.
Well, you guys know I saw my nieces. They're the greatest. I fed one applesauce and she spilled it on me. And I said, "Did you do this?" And I pointed at it, so she reached out and smeared it into my jacket. So now I have a dirty jacket.
When I was a kid, I remember we always give my mom shit about it. Nowadays, I don't know. Nowadays, I know people probably be like, "Oh, that's like child abuse." But like, we as kids, I remember my mom was like, "Here's some dinner and stuff." And like we were eating, we're like, "We want applesauce." She's like, "You can't have applesauce. Applesauce is for tomorrow." We're like, "We want," and we all started like, "We want applesauce." And she was like, full to bursting pregnant with, I think, my younger brother, and she had like a super stressful. She still worked in the military, so she like they didn't give her like. This is back in the 80s, so
when
like,
women didn't have rights.
Maternity leave was like a week at best, and you had to work up until like you had to work up until your water broke basically, and like she was super stressed. She had a bad day. There was a bunch of shit going on. And she was just stressed out. And and she's like, "Stop it, stop!" We're like, "We want applesauce." We just didn't let up. She's like, "You want applesauce? I'll give you applesauce." So she took the applesauce container, opened it, and poured it on both of our heads.
That's child abuse.
I know.
Child abuse. The opposite of child abuse. That's hilarious.
So, and then we just like both looked at each other. Me and my older brother, we just looked at each other. We're like, and we didn't say anything. We were just like shocked.
That's when you yell "food fight" and throw it back.
Oh, so yeah. When you say every time I hear applesauce, it reminds me of that. That's just good parenting. I don't know. It was. She was like sad about it later, but it's like, you know what? She didn't hit us.
That's such a wholesome.
She didn't do it like abuse. She just poured applesauce on us. Like, what's the harm? Anyway, detour. Sorry.
Anyways.
No, we're in the after. We're 13 minutes into the after show now.
Upwell Structures. So on Tuesday when I watched on Wednesday when I watched Crosstalk Wednesday, on the New Eden Post channel. By the way, every Wednesday. Watch that.
Stop advertising other shitty streamers.
Well, I'm on Wednesday too, so if you want to watch another shitty stream, you can watch mine. There's always 3 viewers.
Promote yourself.
When's yours on? When's yours?
Mondays and Wednesdays is mine.
Well, why don't you leak that shit to me? I'll watch that. I like watching your stream.
He tweets it out every time. Follow LB the Blog on Twitter.
I don't do Twitter. I don't do Twitter anymore.
Tweets.
No Twitter, no Facebook.
Since Elon bought it?
No, I haven't used Twitter in years. No, I just don't like it.
So
I don't like what people
Crosstalk
think.
Wednesdays, they were talking about like basically it was hashtag no pores. And instead of using it as like a meme, they were using it seriously. So they were saying that anybody who's trying to live out of an Astra house should just drop a Fortizar and stop being poor.
Well, I mean,
who said that?
Being poor is a lifestyle choice. Being poor in Eve is a lifestyle choice.
Fuck pores.
I don't disagree with you, Redline. I probably agree. That sounds.
It's my discussion earlier about guillotines and cannibalism.
It's a funny dichotomy where people are like hashtag fuck pores, hashtag no pores, and at the same time they're like, why won't any small groups come move out to nullsec? Why won't they come fucking live in this fucking space?
This is where we got in the argument.
Because hashtag no pores and hashtag fuck pores. So like, why the fuck would they?
I agree with you on that one. I agree with you.
Who wants to move the Faith Abolus when all they can afford is a fucking Astrahus and a fucking Athanor to try and make a stake for their own when fucking
it's probably not going to
Pandemic Horde's going to show up with 15 dreads and fucking blap their fucking Astrahus off the fucking face of the map and just be like hashtag no pores. Good one.
My man,
fucking
being honest,
classic.
If you were gonna try to jump into nullsec and you can't defend your structure, you probably shouldn't. You should probably get some friends.
Or live in NPC null.
Is that a
It
Villian?
doesn't change anything. Living
Or
in
go
NPC
or go
null.
to no. This is
It
where we
is.
talked about the different systems and the activity in them. And Redline was saying they should get rid of a bunch of them, and I disagree because it is an opportunity for small groups to go out to areas where nobody else is, try to establish themselves, have fun playing in nullsec, and that's important. I don't know.
There's literally no space for you to go as a small group
Yeah, that's not true.
who is
There's a
hashtag
couple
poor.
spaces.
Now, where?
What do you mean?
High sec?
Do you have to have the hashtag?
No.
You small groups all complain about how space is empty. If it's so empty, just fucking take it. No one will try to get it back from you.
It's empty
People
until
own
it's,
this
it's
vanity-
empty until it's
vanity
attacked,
null
and then it
set.
fills up.
Fire has plenty available to be taken.
They do. You're right.
Just so go get it.
I already have space. I'm not talking about them.
Okay, great.
B. Talking about other people.
So give your space to these people so they can have it too.
No, they can come take it.
Then
We
why
were-
do you
we
give
were
a fuck
talking about-
'em? If you're not going to give it to them and they can't take it, then why worry about them? Fuck them. They're poor, incompetent, and weak.
How do
Wasn't
you
that
know
the
they're
whole thing? It was like,
Have I said enough?
No, I need to say
it's
more.
like, oh, there's so many poor people that can't
What?
have space in the game. Well, if they're poor and don't have space, fuck them. I mean, that
Well, if they're poor, they probably
Quote-
can't
quote
afford to have
unquote,
space anyway. Then
a
they
That's
That's
what
do,
I'm
fair.
saying. It's a
Sometimes jobs are a little
dichotomy.
harder.
here's the thing: is
Swipe
you
swipe
do
that
have to have
credit card a
some
little
money.
better.
swipe the
Yeah, I swipe mine fucking hard.
Okay, yeah. There we go. Hashtag no pores, I guess. Great.
Yeah,
No,
that
Here's the thing:
IRS.
is nullsec
No,
is
that's
not
a joke.
designed
It's
for.
a joke, LB, by the way.
I get that, but
Right.
nullsec is not really designed for poor groups. They do have to have some assets to be able to go there.
Right.
You have to be able to
You
afford
need
at least an
something.
Astra house, right? And
But
I
the
mean, I
thing-
know it's not super expensive, but if you are super poor, then nullsec isn't for you yet, right? You
The
do
thing
need to
is, though, man,
establish
is
something
that-
somewhere else to build some ISK up, build your group up to a point where you can go to a low population
So,
area of nullsec.
Where is
Try
that?
your hand out.
Where is that spot?
I don't know.
Is it
Faction
low class
warfare.
wormholes?
Faction warfare. There you go.
Oh, it's low sec.
Not wormholes. Wormholes are for
low-sec.
assholes and dickweeds.
So in
Low
low
sec-
sec, I'll lose my structure in 2.5 days, plus or minus 3 hours.
You don't have to have a structure there, though. You can build money up living in low sec.
I just live in the NPC station.
You can. Why
Yep,
can't
you
Well,
cannot be.
That's where I
Yeah,
started.
you can't be evicted from them.
That's where I
That's a
started.
good
Hell,
point.
you can go to You can go to NPC nullsec. Live there like Gangbang. Lived in fucking
Or-
Fountain for over a decade. They were there.
Or
I
you
think
can
they just kind of
realize
fizzled
that-
out. But
Assets aren't just
Delve's got
things that you own; they can also be friends. So if you want to go to nullsec, make
See,
some
I-
friends
I-
in nullsec.
So
So,
Batphone
the-
people?
no friends. No friends.
So
Don't make
join
friends.
the Blue Donut.
Who would
Don't
do
no,
that?
not
Just
the
live
blue
somewhere in
So
Batphone, everyone.
the shin kicker in chat has it right though. The issue isn't really getting the spot. The issue is keeping your members motivated and interested at that size when there's such
That's right.
other big groups around that have other things going on. Because it is really easy to just join a big group and I just log in. Someone else is organizing a thing. I just go do the thing and then I log off and I'm done. It's easy
Here's the
peasy for
thing,
them.
though.
So it's pretty hard to keep members in a low class wormhole group if you're fucking losing your Astra house every day and a half.
Oh, for sure. I mean, no one likes
So
to
then
lose.
drop a Fortizar, dude.
A hashtag no pores, right?
If it's in low sec,
Hashtag
live out
have
of
an
a
Ultim
citadel.
Pandemic horde and spin an Ishtar all day if you want to.
So don't make your own group. Join a big giant group.
No, absolutely make your own group, but have an alt or something in a group that's established so that you can.
So
make
have another
money
account.
consistently.
So hashtag no pores.
Yeah,
here-
always hashtag no pores. What the fuck do you mean? What?
The thing
Is
is,
that not
it's-
clear?
there is an absolute progression. to
No,
the
I'm
game.
I'm trying to
can't-
learn. I'm learning Redline. So keep teaching me, please.
You can't join this game and immediately go to nullsec and expect to survive. I'm sorry, you can't.
I
Right.
shouldn't.
I'm
I
not-
shouldn't
I'm
have
not
to
saying
team
they
up
should.
with other
No,
people.
I know you're not,
in
but I'm
this
saying
massively
there is a
multiplayer
progressive. There's a
online
progressive to
game
this, right?
to get what I
Right,
want.
what's the progression?
Well, I mean, honestly, you start off in nullsec. That's where you start, right? You shouldn't
Right.
jump straight into nullsec. You should build some.
Then
skill.
where do you go from high sec?
I went to faction warfare. From faction warfare, then I joined a small group in nullsec, and then that small group ended up joining a bigger group. Right? We did.
Right.
Then I left them and went back to low sec to a small group because I enjoy small group fighting. It's fun, right? We lived out of NPC stations. I amassed a massive amount of wealth doing that, right? And it'd be a pain in the ass to move it, but it happens, right? You can do that. There's plenty of ways to have fun in this game. It would not have to be a nullsec. It's out there. Do we talk about it? No, we're all nullsuckers, right? Of course, that's all we talk about and do. But there's a lot to do in this game other than just being big blocks. Is it the same stuff? No, it's different. Absolutely. If you want huge fights, you're not going to get it most likely in low, a little bit low sec here and there. If you're lucky, every once in a while in high sec. There's different play for different people. We all like null sec. I mean, that's deny it if you want, but where do we all live? We all live in fucking null sec because it's what we
I
like.
live in Jita.
I don't count you. You don't play the game.
I do play the game. The fuck?
We saw him
Bear's
play
doing
tonight.
100 abyssals this weekend.
Oh,
You
yes.
literally watched me play the game earlier today.
I don't
The fuck?
count you because you're an anomaly. You're the
You have to
anomaly.
count me.
Okay, I count you. You do.
I'm counted.
You are counted. But there's nothing wrong with that. Being a veteran, being in high sec, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you like to do, it's what you like to do, right? Being in null sec is not the end game of this game. It's just what people choose to do. It's not
The end
right
game of
It's not necessarily right choice or wrong choice. It's just a choice, right?
Hey, hold
The-
on.
You can,
the
you
end
can live
game
in
for
null sec
this
the
game
entire time
depends
with
on
a
you.
Fuck
choice.
you, guy. I'm not poor.
I'm poor.
He says you are. I
No,
believe.
Redline has several Fortizars.
Well, he didn't
I could
even
buy
want to
2
give
of them
away
right now
a
if I
widow
wanted to.
earlier, so
He got that for 700 mil, dude. That's half price.
I might be selling my Titan if anybody's
this was
interested.
like poor justification to me.
I would not call myself poor. I'm not. I'm not super space rich. I don't have shit tons of liquid disk, but
Same.
I've got 125.
Million. Oh, you cut out there, Dominark.
100. I'm not rich. but
Dom,
I've
you
got
cut out. I
125
said
million.
120. I said million. You cut out right at that moment, which is perfect. But
Yeah, it's billion. But
Is,
and then I got
dude,
I
do you
got
have
200 billion.
That's not.
I'm
That's
That's
rich.
not
you have
Some people have trillions. I mean, yeah.
Well, right, but that's the super rich. That's the Elon Musk's of the game.
Dom, are you an Eve 1%er?
No, I'm not.
Probably, like honestly, in my opinion,
Mine's all in assets though.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not
the
in liquid
guillotine,
disk.
dude.
in my opinion, if you
Pay
have
your
more
taxes,
than like,
Dominark.
if you have more than like 2 or 3 billion, you are set. You could buy. I mean, aside from like
2 or
supers
3
and titans,
billion-
you could buy almost anything you want in the game with that much
That's so little isk.
I'll tell you what.
So
let me
little.
look here.
2 or 3 bill is nothing.
money, dude. That's
So-
all I got.
In liquid disk, I've got 10.7 billion, and it says I'm worth 100.
No, I have some assets. but-
150.
Well, yeah. I'm talking assets, like your net worth, like everything out the door in
if-
isk value.
Yeah, if your total net worth is 2 billion, you
My
basically have
total
nothing.
net worth is probably.
Well, log in and look
8 to
at it.
10.
Log in and look at it. I bet it's
He
more
can't.
Than that.
He's on a streak.
Oh, I bet it's more than that. I've got my indie, my
No,
indie,
my-
my indie character.
I'm gonna log in and check
My
mine.
jump freighter is like probably half of my total net worth.
I mean, well, CCP gave you a good buff to your net worth then with cap prices being what they are.
But my jump freighter is in asset safety, so I have to pay like probably 2 or 3 billion to get it out.
Scammed.
So
Worse.
like that like I assume that I would quarter that thing's worth because of how much I have to pay to get it to actually be able to have it be valuable. So, well, yeah, so I'm saying a jump freighter is 8 bill, but it's an asset safety, so I have to probably pay 3 bill to get it into my own hands. So
Depending
that's
on
about
when
five. That's about 5, and then that's probably half of what I would say if I sold everything I owned. I'd probably get everything out of asset safety, and then sell everything. I'd probably have 10 to 15 billion total, if that.
My total
10,
net worth is
10. I
about
think closer to 10.
29
is what I'm looking
billion.
at, but- Wait, jump freighter is 15
I
billion.
don't feel
The fuck?
comfortable answering. I
I'm
don't.
gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
ahead and show you this. You can look
Jump
at this.
freighters are expensive now, Drayden.
What the hell?
Really
I bought
expensive.
that thing at 6 billion.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, you pay that 2
Oh.
bill in tax and pull it out and sell it, you'll still make a
I'm
profit.
not gonna sell it. I would use it if I pulled it out.
Just sell it.
That's what
bro.
she
You don't
said.
Even play.
Just sell it, Drayden. Who cares? It's all pixels. It doesn't matter.
But I needed to move all the other shit. I
Can
need to
you,
sell to Gita.
Nothing matters, Drayden.
Can you raise your hand if you got a kill mail today?
Are you just
I did
bragging
not
right now,
do that.
Redline? You're just bragging because of that fucking abyssal.
I killed
Redline,
that hog.
This is the
really
portion of
Redline,
the show
nobody's
where
bought
Redline
that
brags
Widow
about
yet.
how rich he is and how many kill mails he got today.
Redline,
got
nobody's bought the
one
widow
kill
from
mail.
me yet. When are you gonna buy it back from me?
How much you selling it for,
I used to have
billion.
a lot of ISK Dragunov, but then I just stopped making ISK and just spent it all. It's like what I do in real life. It's like I get a bunch of money saved up, and it's like I'm gonna fucking blow it on a bunch of shit, and then I regret spending the money. But it's fun spending.
I'll buy it at G to sell.
So what we get from the Siege Green blog so far is that hashtag no pores. And if you want to get rich, maybe start building capitals because they're going to get cheaper as well.
Well, wait to start building them until they get cheaper, right?
But you can't
'Cause you
build
don't wanna
capitals
start
without blueprints. You got to have a bunch of money to build. You got to have money to make money, LB.
Oh fuck! Hashtag no pores. It's still relevant.
Still relevant.
How do I make money if I have no money?
Steal it.
Change your mindset. Being poor is a state of mind.
You collect Fedos.
Is this Eve hustle culture?
Step
NFT
2.
Is it
No,
manifest
manifest your own wealth.
Is it my fault that I'm not obscenely wealthy?
I think you are, though, aren't you?
I think
No,
if
man,
we
just
just
pull yourself up by your bootstraps, dude.
yeah.
Okay.
Stop
Oh,
buying
yeah,
avocado
pull-
toast and
that's all.
coffee.
That's all I have to
bootstraps.
do.
That's how you make
Okay.
money,
For
man.
the first
Like, here's
90
the
Don't you
minutes
best
of the
know?
way
show,
to get rich, okay?
for
1,
the
wake
first
up at 4
90
o'clock.
Raymond,
2,
what the
AM or
stop
PM?
buying coffee. 3, have a father
What
who
the
owns a
fuck,
tech
Raymond?
company. 4, work at 90 hours a week. That's how you do it.
Can
But if your father owns a tech company, why do you even have to work?
if my dad owns a tech company, can he just make me the CEO when he dies?
Yeah, that's how you get rich.
I want to be a
only if his
CEO. I just
Twitter-
don't want to have to work at it.
Only if his Twitter buyout's
Right.
successful, then he can.
Manic, I made like 10 bill off of the Hypernet in the first 90 minutes of this show.
How? I have the worst
because
fucking luck on
I
that.
tried playing the Hypernet, not gambling. I mean, like selling on the Hypernet. I sold about 200 million ISK worth of things, and I came out with about 220 million ISK worth of stuff. So I was like, I made a little bit of money, but I was like, man, I just sold all the. I actually,
my brother in Christ,
from
let
just
me tell
selling
you,
it on Jita,
I
probably
am
could have
a
made
great
about
Hypernet.
100 million ISK more than I did on the Hypernet. But
No.
well, because I was trying to buy my own
No, Jita
tickets,
Trader's
and I
actually
didn't.
great.
I tried to buy my own tickets, was not successful on like 4 out of 5 of those. So a lot of the money went out the window that way. But
Stop doing drugs.
there was no drugs. I didn't buy drugs or sell
How did
drugs.
you fail 4 out of 5 times?
Because I'm cursed.
Drugs. Don't do drugs.
It's probably drugs. It's like, you know what? You did drugs 10 years ago.
That's fantastic.
How about this? I have an idea.
Is it a
Skyhawk,
good idea?
Skyhawk, you and Jita.
Yes, I am.
I will give you this widow for 1 ISK.
What a nice guy.
Oh,
What? Can I buy it?
I'm canceling the order right now. I'm canceling the order right now.
I bid 5 ISK already.
I'm canceling 5.
All right,
Okay, we got
final offer
5
10
ISK.
10 ISK.
10.
10?
10,000 ISK.
I got 50 million.
I got 75 million.
All right,
50 million?
50 million.
Someone kick Skyhawk out of the channel.
100 million is.
You can't just up it like that. You can't go from 10,000 to 50 million. What the?
I don't know.
Crazy?
I didn't mention my net worth for a reason.
I say he absolutely can go to 50 million.
50 million and
250?
0.01 ISK.
400 million.
The widow?
300 million for a
420 million.
widow.
I automatically
425. 425.
420 million,
425?
69 ISK.
430.
690
What
mil.
the fuck are you guys doing? You don't even know how to bid. You guys don't even know how to bid in an auction.
750.
I know how to troll though.
Where are we
6
at currently?
trillion ISK.
We're at 690 million ISK for a
6
widow.
trillion.
95.
6 trillion?
Yeah.
Sold to Drayden.
Yeah, you have to have the money though. Do you have the money?
6 trillion
Great.
nano isks.
Nope, doesn't
So
count.
defense,
Damn
Okay,
it.
bidding
which means
bidding
the
is
last
back
bid-
open. We're at
Okay.
690.
You already called
We're,
it. You
we're at
cannot
690.
What's a
No, I'm
nano is?
reopening it. It's my it's my
It's a billionth of an
It's
ISK.
my widow.
You called it.
It's my
You
widow.
cannot.
What's a nano
You said
is?
the bidding was over.
690
It's a
million,
billionth of an ISK.
420,000 ISK.
Goes down
Oh.
to the last bid, which
Is-
was mine at 695 million.
690. Do we have
701 mil.
701?
No.
We're still going, Redline.
Oh, okay.
Look at
No
this.
one else is bidding.
I offered it for 1 and I'm up to 700 million now.
Dude, that's
Going
how,
once.
that's how you
701
sell
million.
shit, dude. I'm
701
selling
million.
Going twice.
Twice, thrice.
700
Sold.
million
Yeah,
in one
that is
ISK.
Sold to the man with the
Sold
LGBTQ
to
lens.
Skyhawk Everheart for
Alright.
701 million ISK.
Wait, you sold a Widow for
I
700?
said 701.
Yeah.
Dude, if it was a Widow, I'd have bid like 800.
Why
Too
didn't
late
you?
now.
Because I didn't want
Yeah, why
to.
didn't you?
You're
I
the
didn't
worst
want
auction
to.
participant ever.
Because I didn't want to.
Whoa,
but
I
should've.
didn't know that was a cow.
Oh!
Okay, Skyhawk, I've opened a trade with you.
I'm gonna auction off this Mountain Dew. Who's
Oh
got?
my god.
Skyhawk,
know that was a cow.
701 million
Oh,
ISK,
hold on.
please.
Is this RMT? If I auction off a Mountain Dew for like ISK, is that RMT? Am I gonna get banned for this?
Yes, because it's a
Yes.
real
What the
world
fuck
value
for
for
Mountain
in-game currency.
Dew?
It's real world value for in-game currency. If you can sell Mountain Dew, then I can
God's
sell Titty Pits
water?
for ISK.
Like,
Yes.
I am now the proud owner of a shiny new Widow. What
I got
skin should I buy?
701
yeah.
million
Oh
ISK,
shit! I'll sell my
motherfuckers.
bathwater. I'll sell my
Bam.
bathwater for like 1
I'm
ISK.
so rich.
You
Ooh, that
spent
fire
740 million on the tickets, dog.
Hold on. My wallet, I'm at 1.2 billion ISK, motherfuckers.
That's so good. That's way
Bow
better
down.
than me.
Bow down.
That's healthy. That's a healthy wallet.
Dog, you just lost 40 mil.
It's all pixels. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Here's the funny thing, Redline. Manic was willing to sell you that for $1 billion. You said no.
I did say no.
I was willing to sell it for 1
ISK.
ISK.
Not to me, you weren't.
Interstellar credits with a K.
Interstellar credits, which
Yeah.
is
With a
so
K.
1 in the lore, 1 ISK is equivalent to an average family's annual salary.
Wait, 1 is?
1 ISK
Yeah.
is equivalent to an average like planet dwelling family, their average salary.
For the year.
How do they even live? They can't even
That
like.
gives you an idea of how much
That's-
ISK is worth.
Well, so
So
that's
the
that's
average
that's
planet
ridiculous.
dwelling
So
family
Drayden,
isn't buying
Drayden.
railguns.
That brings
Yeah.
me to the whole D&D
Yeah.
thing. I don't want to transition this into D&D yet. We'll get there later.
Well, let's do it. Where's my invite, dude? I want to make my cute ass character.
Whoa,
I have
whoa,
an
whoa.
artist, by the way, if we want to commission her for a group photograph of our team.
Dude, I'll chip in.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like we'll get into D&D later. I'm just saying like D&D, everyone like takes money for granted because like, oh, this item's like 1,000 gold, and be like, oh, well, we got like 5,000 gold. It's fine. The average income of a general person in the D&D universe annually is like they might see 1 gold a year. And so when you go into like, a shop, you're like, I'll just buy this for like, 200 gold. And you think it's like trivial. That's like, you are the richest motherfucker that shop has seen in a long time.
Right.
And people don't realize that. But
It's the same thing with Eve.
yeah, anyway, so yeah, we'll get to Eve later. Or we'll get into D&D later. I have some stuff to go on that. I still haven't
Redline,
made
what
the
are you
because I had to
saying
I had to come up with a name. I actually thought of a name and I need to make it now. I still have the tab open.
Dungeons and Drayden. What do you mean you thought of a name?
Well, no, a name for the campaign. Dungeons and Dragons is just the event.
The game, yeah.
But I thought of a campaign. I still have the tab open. I'm pulling my inner
I
rain
got
and
it.
having
I
like
got the
tabs
perfect
open
name.
on tabs.
I got the perfect name. Check this out. You ready for this? Hit it and crit it.
I love it,
That
dude.
was my
Okay, I was gonna call
I
it.
love it. Oh my- Drayden,
I was gonna call it contracts and caveats, but yeah, I'll call it that. Hit it and crit
Hit
it.
it. Hit it and crit it.
that's a clever one too, though, Drayden.
Well,
Hit
like
it and crit it, though?
the contracts and caveats actually that actually like relates to the whole thing I'm doing.
So make that the campaign story. Make hit it and crit it like the stream title.
Oh,
or whatever,
okay,
or
okay.
whatever, like the
So
game
yeah,
title.
because like contracts and caveats that like plays into like the actual essence of the
Dungeons and
campaign
Dragons is
itself.
way better.
But hit it and crit it. I think we should just call that like I like that because honestly, like the whole like Dungeons and Dragons, I didn't like that because like it's not just me, it's like everyone's playing. So I don't want
You're
like
the DM, dude.
yeah, but the
Yeah, you're
DM,
the
but
DM,
like
that's
I
fine.
hit it and crit it. I think we call it that.
I'm not playing
Like
anymore.
there's Critical Role, which is excellent, but the hit it and crit it, I think that's the name we do the streams
I'm
for.
shell tarking this
Yes.
shit.
Critical Role's the name of like another show, though. Like we can't do
I don't
that.
think you should mention him. He's a
Critical Role is the
Well,
name of
right,
a
like,
gaming
I'm saying like
podcast,
Critical
okay?
Role is probably trademarked. I'm just saying like that was a solid name. I'm just saying like that. So hit it and crit it is like on that level that we should just be like, this is hit it and crit it, and then the campaign is contracts and caveats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
I hate it.
You would.
Well, that's
Whatever,
fine.
Redline.
How do you spell caveats? It's
Critical Role is
CAVEA.
Critical Role, I believe, is trademark.
Caveats.
Caveats.
Like meat.
CAVEATS, right?
EATS,
CAVEATS.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Rain, can you let me assign him?
I'm in Final Fantasy right now, so no.
Fuck.
I can let you assign. I just don't know if it's where you want to go.
LXQ, right?
No.
Oh, then no.
I'm trying to get Abyssal Bear home.
How about TR07?
All right, so over this weekend, I'll have to like figure out like the ins and outs of like details of like setting it up. Like I said, like as far as D&D Beyond, I will make the campaign. I should be able to have a link to where people can start creating characters. There'll be no information, no notes or anything on the campaign yet, but I just want to open up to where people can start working on it because I have 5 books bought on the thing, and so it will have. And those are like the most common. Well, one's the DM guide, and then one is the player's manual, which is the main rule book.
Do you need us to compensate in any way, or
I probably
like?
I was thinking, so I was going to ask, like, is it cool if I just take it out of the OpenComms wallet?
It's your wallet.
If it's an OpenComms D&D campaign, I figure
it's yours.
Yeah, dude, that's your money.
Wallet, bro.
It's
Your
not
call.
my money,
Yeah.
it's the show, but, so
Shut up.
Anyway,
You are boss man. You are boss man.
So yeah, I'll just like pull it out and take. It was like so for $5, they're about $30 a piece. So it was $5 to $150, and then it's like a $5 a month subscription fee to host the campaign. So I just ran with that. So, but yeah, so it should give people access to. So it's the player manual, the main one, and then there's Xanathar's Guide to Everything, Gold or Sword Coast, which is a thing, and then so there's 4 books that are basically like expand on character creation, classes, subclasses, spells, extra stuff like that. So that's what I went with, and then one is a DM guide. I figured I needed that. As far as like monster manuals, like so we're gonna use Roll20, but Roll20 you can buy books on there as well, and like actually put tokens on there that apply the stats onto the token. But I don't
Can you not
need
do that in D&D and Beyond? Can you not do that in D&D Beyond? Like,
there's no map. There's no map thing. D&D Beyond is much more like character management, and like so it's way better than Roll20. So Roll20 is
Roll20 is just like the map, and then
Roll20 is way better at like map and like immersive visuals, whereas D&D Beyond is much more like create your character. These are the spells you have. We have all the information you would ever need on your spells. And then also it's like, oh, you want to do a long rest? Just click this button, long rest. And we'll just refresh everything that a long rest will give you. So you don't have to worry about going and resetting this and going and messing with it. It's like all the spells that you get back on a long rest, we'll give you those back automatically. All the hit points you get back on a long rest, we'll give you back on a long rest. All the hit dice that you used on a short rest to heal yourself, we'll give you the right number back. So you don't have to do calculations. It's like, you run your character, and then when you level up, it's like, this is your character, this is your class, this is your race. So here's all your racial traits. We already calculated that into everything in your character. And then this is your class. And then when you level up to like level 6, this is the new abilities you get in your class. We're already, if it's a passive thing, we're already going to incorporate that into everything you do with your sheet. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, remembering anything. It's like, if you have a passive thing that just affects this skill check, it will be like, you get this plus to your skill check because we've already taken care of that. So literally you just need to roll dice. That's all. Like, I mean, you roll dice and then like input numbers where you need to, and that's all. Like D&D Beyond takes care of everything else, and it tell like, oh, you have this spell, we'll tell you everything it does, so you can just click on it. It's super easy. So D&D Beyond is like really good for character sheet stuff. Roll20 has the map and the grid and that, but as far as like, so the only thing we have to keep track of, and so Roll20 is good for like, distance. Oh, you can move 30 feet. Well, you can move to here. And you have this spell that has a cone of like 30 feet, well then you could put the template down. So it's really good for that stuff, for combat. Now for Roll20, I don't want to buy the books there too. So it's like the tokens aren't going to have any values on them. It's like I will probably only assign values to the character players, you guys, of like your move speed, and that's about it. And after that, it's like, this is a token of a goblin. Let's just say it's like I don't have to put hit points on there. I'll keep track of that here on the desk, and like I'll be like, okay, that goblin died, or it didn't, and I can put an X through it and be like, it's dead now. So like the Roll20 is just gonna be like a visual map and template display, but the actual keeping track of stuff is gonna be on D&D Beyond because it's way better at that. So
okay, because I was hoping for I tried to make my character in Roll20 and it's like super tedious.
It's really it's really complicated, and there's a bunch of stuff. And I was looking at like because I was like maybe we use Roll20 for the map and character stuff, but then I started looking at it, it's like Roll20 is so convoluted and technical to where it's like, oh, you want to do this? Well, it's fine. You could do that. You have to look at the FAQ for everything. And it's like, oh, you do this, but there's like 6 steps and you have to do them in this order or you'll fuck everything up. I'm like, I don't want that. D&D Beyond is like, yo, it's super easy. You just click this, click that, put in a value if you need a value. It's like, oh, there's this item. Let me just search on the shop. Yep, there it is. Add to inventory. And it adds it to your inventory. And you go to your inventory, it's like, oh, there it is. There's a checkbox like equip or not equip. Equip it. Now you're wearing it. It adds all the stats that it gives you to your stat list already and incorporates everything that it does into your shit already. So it's like D&D Beyond is so easy to use. So we're going to use that for like character sheet stuff and then just Roll20 for literally just map stuff and just movement. So people can have visuals of like, I can shoot this here. What's my range here? Where do I move? And that's all we're going to use it for. So the tokens are like, like hit point, like no hit points, no stats. I'll just keep track of that on my end. So it should be fine, I think.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. I'm excited as fuck though.
Yeah, so I will open up the thing tonight. I'll be working on a little bit more because I actually started opening up the command campaign before the stream, but I didn't get a chance to finish it. So I'll have it open. I will DM the link to join the kit. So with D&D Beyond, you can log in with your Twitch account, which is the easiest thing to do. So just whatever browser that you log into Twitch with, if you have your login details saved with that browser, like through Google or whatever, you can just go to D&D Beyond and be like, log in with Twitch. And it'll just automatically be like, oh, here's your Twitch account. Log you in with this. And then you can create a character, and I will give you a link, which will let you link your Twitch thing to my campaign that I'm creating, and then you can create a character for it. And then it will let you use all the books that I bought for this thing. So it'll let you share all the books, and you can use all the information for character creation from those. So, and I had like the 4 main expansive character creation books for 5th edition. So
I'm excited, dude.
I made sure the Furbolg is in one of those. I think.
Yes, I was gonna say if it's not, I would play you separate to get it. So.
Yeah, because like I know they weren't in the main book and they weren't in Xanathar's. I was like, maybe they're in something, but they were in Volos, so I put Volos in there, which is more of like a monster manual than a character thing, but it does have some playable races and stuff in there, so that's where Furbolgs are in there.
Nice,
So I figured like there's 4 books. There are other expansions with other subclasses, other sub races, certain spells or we're not going to have those, but whatever. It's a basic start, so we're just going to go with that.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so I figured that, and then over the next couple of weeks we'll go for character creation, and I'll be getting with people that haven't played for a long time or haven't played at all, and I can help them make characters and kind of give them like a kind of up to date like basics on how the turn system works and how the game works itself. LB, if you wanted to play, I know you haven't played it all, so if you want it, I can get with you and we can have like just a sit down on like how D&D works in general. It's pretty simple.
You decided what night you're doing it on?
No, and that's something we're gonna have to get together on. Like so it's still gonna be a couple weeks till we start playing. So I figured I'd open character creation now, to where people can start like thinking about classes they want to do and stuff like that. And tomorrow, I can be online to help people with some character creation or character thoughts and ideas. And then we do need to sit down or like discuss in chat a day that works for most people. And I understand that not everyone's going to make the same day all the time. There's going to be times where like, because there's like 9 people that are interested in playing, but not all 9 people are going to be available every time we play. Because normally a campaign is like 4 to 5 people in a party, but we can go with 9. It's fine. I can scale encounters up or whatever we need to. But some weeks it's like 4 people show up, and then another week 8 people show up. So that is one thing. I'll do a shot. That is one thing. Like when we start playing, I will want to know at least a day or two, preferably 2 to 3 days in advance.
Are we doing shots?
Yeah, we're doing shots of like who's gonna be. If let's say we decide to play on Saturday, it's like I would like to know by Thursday who's planning on actually being there Saturday to play the game, so that I'm not showing up 5 minutes beforehand. It's like 2 people didn't show up. Now I have to like change the difficulty of the encounter so that I don't wipe the party because now the encounter is too strong because 2 people are missing type of thing, and trying to do that on the fly is really tough. So I would like to at least have at least a day, preferably 2 to 3 days notice of like who will or won't be there on the day that we decide to play. Shots up.
Shots. I'm stoked for D&D though.
What are we dedicating this shot to?
D&D.
Friday.
Oh yeah, TGIF.
But yeah, so I think it'll be fun. I've actually fine-tuned the campaign a little bit more. Like I had an idea, I was like, this sounds fun. I tweaked it and went a different direction, and I think it's actually a little bit better the way that I went instead. So
I'm excited.
There's one
like
character I'm really excited about, and I hope people like him. But
guys, we should murder that character.
On it.
You could.
I haven't
try.
played D&D since like shortly after I graduated high school.
Yeah,
it's
excited.
literally been 2 decades.
Yeah, it should be fun though. I think it'll be good. All right. Anyway, sorry, I derailed off the Eve talk.
Dude, we're an
the
hour
after
into
show.
the after show.
And
We don't-
however many
45
shots
minutes.
deep.
who cares?
Yeah.
I cannot stop digging into this bag of Funyuns. Just saying.
I got advertised on Amazon a bag, like a 5-pound bag of sour gummy candy.
Sour
For,
Patch
like,
Kids.
It was like a combination of Sour Patch Kids, some of the sour like green apple rings, some sour rainbow candy strips. I was like, for like $30, I was tempted.
Why'd you
tempted.
buy it?
I spent about 4 months not working in 2020 because of all the shit that happened.
Yeah, me
And
too.
one of the skills that I decided to teach myself that I'm now regretting is how to make candy. So I taught myself how to make gummies, including sour gummies, because those are fucking crack, as well as hard candy. That's my ultimate weakness. And saltwater taffy, although you really need a second person to like help you make that, which I learned the hard way.
To like pull it.
Yeah, the pulling on your own, like it. I honestly got frustrated with it and threw most of that batch in the trash. I was just like, "Fuck this! This is not going well. I'm done."
I think the one thing I learned to make recently was
Aiden, are you peeing?
No, I'm pouring Mountain Dew into a cup.
Oh,
I thought that was
What
a
are you
sound
mixing
effect
with
from
Mountain
Manic for a
Dew?
second.
Vodka.
vodka. I was gonna say
Oh, okay.
tequila.
I've been drinking just vodka with Kirkland vodka with pineapple juice tonight.
Tequila
I've
and
been
Mountain
I have
Dew would
apple juice
probably
and
make a
Malibu.
decent
I've had
margarita.
tequila and Mountain Dew. It's awkward because tequila after flavor sounds odd, but like tequila and vodka is
Tequila and vodka.
Tequila and
it's actually fine. Or,
Sounds dangerous.
I mean like Mountain Dew and vodka. Yeah, Mountain Dew really trailer parks up a drink. It does. No. Where the fuck was I gonna say? What were you guys just talking about?
All dressed.
Eat.
Jess.
Making candy.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah,
candy,
yeah.
Yeah, making
I'm a
candy.
sucker for sour
So the whole
candies.
thing that I learned to make recently that I'm like it was dangerously good and dangerously probably very unhealthy. It was creme brulee.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember you saying
Those
that.
came out
You're
so
you're making
well.
pasta too, weren't you?
I can make my own pasta. I made my own pizza dough now. I can do all that. So
Dude,
I was like,
Did
I want to start
did I
learning
tell
how to,
you? Did I
instead
tell
of
you
buying
about the
pre-made
shredded?
stuff, I want to learn how to make my own shit. But like creme brulee, it's super easy to make and it's
Dude.
so fucking good.
Bruh, did I tell you about the shredded chicken pizza crust that my friend makes? So
No.
I'm sorry, what?
she's been in chat a couple of times before. She goes by the name A. Rothwella. So she has a gluten intolerant allergy kind of thing. So she makes her pizza dough. It's not dough, but what she does is she gets some chicken breasts and fries them up, grills them, whatever, and then puts them in a standing mixer or blender, like I don't know what the attachment for it is called, but it shreds the chicken breast, and then she smashes that down into a pizza pie shape, and then she bakes that and covers it with hot sauce. And then she puts like cheese and pepperoni and shit and basically the
Oh,
pizza dough is a bunch of shredded chicken with some hot sauce on it, and it is
that sounds
delicious.
delicious.
Like Frank's Red Hot Sauce?
Like yes, exactly. Frank's Red Hot Sauce. It is
That sounds
oh
good.
good.
Yeah, I've only tried the pizza dough once, but it came out really well. I made a pizza with it, but I had when I spread it on the pan, I was like, I have too much dough, so I tore a big chunk off. But I was like, dough can save. I've seen pizza places, they have the dough in the fridge, right? You know, it probably only saves like a day or two. So I was like, I'll put the dough in the fridge. I'll put it in a bag. So I made the pizza. It came out really well. And then I was like, the next night, I was like, well, I'm not going to make another pizza. It's a bit small to make another pizza. It'd be like a personal size pizza. And it was like midnight or something like that. And I went downstairs to like make some dinner. And I was like, you know, that's might be, and I made a calzone. I've never made a calzone before. I didn't really.
Oh,
But I was like, it's right. You just put a pizza together and fold it over and like pinch the ruffle crust together, right?
yeah. It's pizza in an envelope.
Yeah.
It's a
And
pizza ravioli.
Yeah, basically. And then luckily I did see that you're supposed to cut some slices in the top so it doesn't like explode. It doesn't bubble up and explode. Like it lets the air out. So I did that. So it came out. That was a really good calzone.
Calzones are good.
It was fucking meat lovers calzone. It had like pepperoni, sausage, salami, cheese.
Sounds so fucking
garlic
good.
butter
God,
crust with some like garlic salt and stuff on the side.
Fuck out of here, man.
Fuck it. It was. I was like sitting there at like 1 a.m. I'm like, oh my god, this is so good, and I have to wake up at 6 for work, and I don't give a shit.
That sounds like something that would be good for dinner, but even better for breakfast.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh god,
it was excellent. Oh, fuck. So now it's like pizza dough is easy. It's like I was like, I thought it was a process. It's fucking easy to make. It's like flour. You gotta get some the weird part is that you have to get like the instant yeast. And so you mix it with like flour, a little bit of water. I think like I can't remember like now. I don't think there was an egg in it. I think it was like flour, water, tiny bit of salt, a little bit of sugar, some yeast, instant yeast, and then like you knead it all together for a while, and then it needs to be in a warm place. And so I was like, I don't think room temperature in the house was warm enough. So what I did is I just preheated the oven to like 200. But I didn't let it get all the way up to 200. I let it get, because it keeps track of the temperatures. Like once it was like 140, I turned the oven off, opened it up, put the dough in there, and closed the oven and just let it sit there. Because then the heat would slowly vent out, but it's because you want it between 120 and 140 for the yeast, ideally. And so if you put it up to 140 and then shut the temp off and then put it in there, it would like slowly drop from 140 to 120 by the time. So that's what I went with, and it seemed to work out pretty well. So
my oven has a proof setting.
Yeah, so that's nice. We don't have that's things like dough proofing. I don't have anything to do anything with that, so I had to like improvise. But I think it worked. It worked enough. The proof. Man, you got a proof
pizza.
on Revan.
I had Del Taco, but now I want
Use
pizza.
the proof setting for my frozen croissants that I do every Saturday.
Fucking A.
Croissant.
Costco sells cases of frozen croissants. Like if you go to Costco and you buy like croissant, you buy the plastic case of like 12 croissant. If you like that sort of thing,
How do you
can
say
go
that
to the
again?
back where the bakery
Croissant.
It's French.
Croissant.
You go to the back to the bakery section.
Croissant.
Tell the lady back there, "Hey,
Croissant.
I'd like a case of the frozen croissant, please."
Croissant.
And she'll go, "It's
Por
croissant."
favor.
And then she'll go back and get you a box and bring it
S'il
to you.
vous plaît.
Take it home. Yeah.
Croissant.
Dos cases of croissant, s'il vous plaît. No, wait. Dos is Spanish. Wait. Okay, hold on. Deux case, la case of croissant, s'il vous plaît.
It's 2x, obviously.
Deux.
Do.
Omelette de
Omelette du fromage.
Omelette de fromage.
Je suis pain.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Je suis une petite kéroï.
Domo arigato.
Bitte.
Mr. Roboto.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Domo.
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 Domo. Domo. Rip it good.
Jesus
being assaulted.
Stillo Blue. I probably read that wrong. Zwei Tortillas mit Rindfleisch und Käse bitte.
That sounds German.
Wait,
It
that
is-
was
it is
that's
German.
definitely
Two
German.
Scheiße.
tortillas with so Hackfleisch is ground.
Bitte
Ham.
is please.
Well, bitte, yeah, and Käse. I don't. It's und Käse.
Kaisa
and,
is cheese.
Okay, so and cheese. Rindfleisch, Hackfleisch is hamburger. Rindfleisch, I don't know what it is, but probably is sliced meat. So Fleisch is meat.
You guys know?
Why are you ordering tacos in German?
So basically, it's like two
you guys know
tortillas with
German?
sliced meat and cheese, please. I think is what he said.
You guys know, like when we're little kids, we go to kindergarten. You remember kindergarten? When you were a
Yeah.
little kid.
Yeah.
Kindergarten literally translates to child garden.
You guys ever just go and roam the child garden to look at all the blooming childs?
Just go and pick
Oh.
yourself a child from the child.
I was
garden.
gonna say sometimes, and I'm glad I stopped myself before you finished what you're saying, because that would have sounded awful.
Right,
You know
it's
what
on
the
a
worst
list.
thing? Okay, so this is something people never talk
So
about,
proud
but
of you,
children are
baby
really
dick.
weird with their own bodies, and it's kind of gross.
What?
Children are fucking stupid.
Like so whenever they hurt themselves, they always stare at their wound and touch it, and it's like, no, don't touch that. It's an open wound. You need to like put, hydrogen peroxide on it and clean it and put a band-aid on it. And they're like,
learning
no,
that.
dude, I just want to play with the blood. And you're like, oh my god, my kid's a psychopath. But then
I
they
mean,
also
well,
do that when they're
okay.
like this is gonna sound really weird. They also do that with like private parts too. Like my
Yes.
nieces, if they are naked, they will pick at their butthole, and it's like, that is disgusting. Don't touch yourself. And then they're like, I want to hug. I'm like, you're not fucking
literally,
touching me.
there's a whole section of psychology dedicated to this. Like children go through an anal play stage. Like kids, there's
It's
comes a
so
point
gross.
where kids are fascinated by their butts. Like this is a thing in clinical psychology.
And if you don't watch them, they play with each other too.
Freud
It's kind of like
Freud was
2-year-olds
also pretty fucked up,
just
though.
like 2-year-olds are like, oh my god.
was crazy. Yes.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's
my 2
playing
and
house.
3-year-old
It's playing
nieces,
house.
they're just like one of them will go to the bathroom and then they'll both stare at like the poop, and I'm like, can you guys just not play with the poop in the toilet? Like that's
They're
disgusting.
learning. This is
It's-
how we
They
all
are learning,
learn.
but it's
Learning
like
thing.
really
It's
gross.
fucking
'Cause
weird. All
I don't-
kids do this.
I don't remember my parents sitting down with me and going, listen, Rain, you can't just pick at your asshole every day. Like, I don't remember that, so I don't have
You didn't
I
get
don't
the
have
asshole
any
talk.
I don't have any instruction on how to educate my nieces. I'm just like, stop touching yourself. That's gross. Then I'm like, don't touch her there. That's gross. And
Yeah.
then like, I don't get it. I'm like, this is so
The
weird.
very-
Like children are weird. like they're not like seeing invisible men in like the walls or something, but like it's just weird.
It's just what
Ray's like,
do.
I never had the asshole talk as a kid. Like, and then now she's like, eat my ass.
Like, do I need this talk? Do I have to teach them this so they aren't like sex fiends when they're my age? Like, what the fuck?
Rain's a filthy pervert now because she never got the asshole talk from her parents.
Like, I remember like as a kid, like my mom was like, oh, you probably get UTIs as an adult because you got them as a kid, right? UTIs, sinus infection. I'm like, yeah, Mom, I probably got UTIs as a kid because I was playing with my butthole and you weren't letting me like not touch everywhere on my body. And like, that's what my nieces are doing. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, does it hurt? And they're like, no. And I'm like, why are you touching it then? And I'm like, Mom, why are they touching themselves? And my mom's like, I don't know. They're kids. It's new. Like, they just got to learn about their bodies. I'm like, Mom, this is weird.
Gotta find out. I mean, like,
what kids do. That's how we all learn.
Yeah,
that's how we all learn about our bodies.
If you guys want some like dark humor,
I touch myself all the time. Well, I mean, like, listen, I don't mean. I mean, like.
What are you saying, Rain? You don't touch yourself?
I was saying.
I don't walk around naked in my house picking at my butt. No,
I don't pick at my butt. No.
It's so weird. I will say though, as kids, so I grew up with a mom and a sister, and so my dad was the only male. And we learned when we were younger. I remember I was like 5 years old, but I remember I was like, if I hit my dad in the crotch, he gets mad. So me and my sister would just punch my dad in the balls because we did not understand why he was in so much pain.
Is so cruel.
So mean.
It was the funniest shit though as a kid.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. You think it's hilarious.
We'd only do it to him. We wouldn't do it to like strange men or our uncles or our cousins or whatever. It was only my poor dad.
It's probably good because it'd be one thing. I was like, he takes his kids to the
and
mall.
That's why you don't.
Over, like, you
only in
random guy punch him right in the balls.
And Rain, that's probably why you don't have any more siblings.
Only in self-defense do you strike a man there.
So I didn't know that as a 5-year-old. And I'm really glad my parents must have taught me not to touch strangers, because if I thought it was hilarious as a child just punching my dad, and I'm shocked I didn't just walk around like the mall with my family or in a restaurant and just be like, "Mommy, watch!" and just like punch a dude in the balls, like watch him fall over.
It's so funny.
It's so funny. Let me tell this guy about Alexander. Wait, what happened about Alexander the Great?
I don't know. I mean, he was a bit of a crazy dude. Like
Alexander the Great.
He's lauded as a great general, and he was. But at the same time, like later on, once he started getting further in the campaign, he was like a massive alcoholic and a raging crazy guy.
Guarantee you, every famous historical figure that we like to talk about was a fucking weirdo at some point.
They all were.
They probably walked around as a child and picked their buttholes, and no one told them not to.
He picked his butt as a kid, and that's why he conquered Asia, and that's also why he...
What was the stream where you were running around in an insane asylum?
The Town of Light.
Outlast.
No, it was like that, but it was like an indie game. But there were like diagrams of like eyeballs and like eyeball surgery stuff in this game. Listen,
no, it wasn't
Town of Light. It was called the Town of Light. Stop, Drayden. It's called the Town of Light.
So I mentioned this in the stream. I didn't know this until fairly recently, but Thomas Edison, one of the smartest men to have ever lived in the history of the human species, that guy used to stick needles into his eyes just to see what would happen.
Stop! I remember you saying that, and it grossed me out.
I don't like
that.
It.
Hurts.
Not
that
like tiny needles. So like these were like
it.
Big needles,
like blood draw needles.
No. Big needles like they would sew leather with.
Okay, so not quite blood draw needles are bigger than that.
He would stick these giant needles in between his eye and his eye socket, and he would just like gently go as far back as he could just to see what would happen.
My God, I'm gonna throw up.
For science. For science. You know what? I can respect
Isaac
that.
Newton was a fucking weirdo.
I can respect a lot of that. But yeah, I mean, it's fucking weird. But you know what? Hey, we know more for it.
But now, yeah.
Now,
God bless those pioneers who stuck needles in.
But that being said, before anyone even I don't think anyone in chat, before anyone even goes there, there's a lot to be said for scientific experimentation and knowledge and the advancements we get from it. But then there's also moral grounds that you probably just shouldn't cross. Now he's doing himself. It's whatever. But like, you know,
honestly,
there's moral ground. Like the Nazis passed
the Nazis
passed those
game,
lines. Other nations have passed those lines. There are moral grounds where it's like, yes, you're learning a bunch, but at the same time, not in an acceptable way.
We've learned a lot about the human body because some people were willing to cross several ethical lines.
Yeah.
I mean, like
ethical lines.
That's just an unfortunate reality.
Elmer's saying he's pokes at his butt for science. Does that count?
Oh yeah, I mean, for science or for pleasure, business or pleasure. What are you there for?
Wait, whoa! I thought that was Roast Muffin and Elmer Vid family. They're two different people. I was like, Roast Muffin, you know what? You do what you feel like. And then I saw he said end self-flagellation. I'm like, oh, okay. Also, I guess you do what you feel like, but
whatever consenting adults do in private, I don't care. You swing from the lamp, swing from the fucking chandelier if you want to. Enjoy yourself. Go crazy with your butthole.
I will swing from the chandelier, sir. Thank you.
I'm gonna swing from the chandelier. From the chandelier. Dude, karaoke in Vegas this year is gonna be off the fucking chain.
I already have a couple ideas for myself at karaoke.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys hear that new song called Big Dick Energy?
Bear Dick Energy?
Big Dick Energy. I'm singing it.
Big Dick Energy. Oh, this is the one about the guys who have truck nuts.
Truck nuts.
They've got tiny dick.
It's the opposite of the truck guys.
It's the It's the opposite of the truck nuts guys. It's guys who have big dicks but don't talk about it.
You know, like when they say if a dude has a big truck, he has this tiny penis.
What
but
if he
has
don't
big
have
feet,
a big
he has
dick,
a large
but you
penis?
also don't talk about it?
I wear a size
What is
13.
that? What is that like medium dick energy
I guess that's
or
why
something?
people are like terrified of clowns, though, right? Tiny car, big shoes.
Oh my god, clowns have the biggest dicks.
Big dick
big
energy.
Shoes, big dicks.
They wear makeup.
Do you think
it makes a honking noise?
Clowns
So are
have
you
big,
really saying
colorful
this
hair,
about
so
Ronald McDonald?
Do you think the curtain? Wait, does the carpet match the drapes on a clown? So like if a clown,
red
if a clown
fuzzy balls
has a
with
giant red wig,
with
Are you
honking,
asking if Ronald McDonald's carpets match the drapes?
Yeah.
Biggest, dickest energy.
And like,
dickest. I'm
what
just
if-
wondering if it has like the honking noises.
Whenever he thrusts, it just honks.
Yeah, like,
or I was gonna say upon ejaculation, it just makes a honking noise. But thrusting would be funnier.
Just imagine like the sound he was like
with every thrust.
Then you know. That's the time you know. God damn it.
I still like, no matter how you describe a clown, it has big dick energy. Like normal dudes don't wear makeup, clowns wear makeup. The honking noses,
dude.
humor.
Clowns have big dicks.
Thresh gotta get some sleep there. And also, thanks Rayo for the bits.
Ejaculation and silly string or a balloon. What the fuck?
Yeah, or like scarves. How like clowns will pull scarves out of their mouths. That's what their ejaculate is. It's just tiny scarves coming out of their dick.
Oh no!
And you pull scarves out of your mouth. Like, oh, they're stuck in my teeth.
Oh, you know what? This reminds me of a post that was in the Center's Discord, and it was one of those like copy pasta like fucked up posts, and it was someone that had a clown fetish, and
I saw this.
So he was basically like, he's like, I have a clown fetish. It's something I've been like, I'll never get this in my life. And then he was like talking about like, I want a girl to be dressed up in clown makeup. And then he was talking about like he wants her to like them to like do various things, and then like her to pull like the never ending cloth like handkerchief out of her vagina, and then them have sex.
The story
And then like when he's like about to come and she's about to come, he wants her to like spray him in the face with the like chest water
flower.
Like,
did you read the follow up to it?
Yeah, and then there was a follow up of like I've achieved my life goal. I put this out there and someone came to me and then this actually happened. I actually got to live my fantasy. I'm just like,
well, like it turned
it's one
into
of those
this
things where it's like it's so
wholesome thing.
fucked up, but at the same time, it's like, you know, good for him. I guess
it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
It's like, good for him.
He fulfilled a fantasy that he thought he would never.
Yeah, he's like I will. This will never happen. And then he put it out there, and someone came to him.
Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe because I saw this like maybe a week or so ago. Didn't he like at the end of it? Didn't he break down crying? And she just kind of like cuddled him and made him feel better.
I didn't read the whole thing. I was laughing too hard.
I think it turned into this like super wholesome thing.
God.
It started out super weird and awkward, and you're freaking out like, oh, what a fucking weirdo! This guy's into clowns.
Like, you don't king shame that
then,
shit.
Like at the end of the story, like this dude got what he wanted, and he had a great time, and God bless him.
Yeah,
we should all be so lucky.
It's like there are kink shames that are worth shaming if it's like, you know, harmful. Like, you know,
again,
there's BDSM that are quote unquote harmful, but you know people accept it. I mean, like there are kinks that people are like, you know, they're into non-consensual shit. Like that's shameful, right? But like there are some things where it's like, hey, you got a kink, they got a kink. 99% of the world thinks that's some fucking weird shit, but you know what? Hey, you two are into that, and you finally find each other and get, you know, hey, good for you.
I guarantee everybody.
Good for you. You got a clown fetish and you found a clown girl. Hey, man,
whether they're willing to admit it or not, everybody's into some weird shit. Everybody's into some weird shit.
It's like, you know what? They are, and it's like, you know what?
And it's fun.
If you find
whatever your damn trigger.
Whatever consenting adults do in private, have fun. Have as much fun as you possibly can.
I saw that and I was just like, oh my god, that's so fucking weird. But also, I find
that was a great story.
I love that story. Prequel, I'm like, that's so weird, and you'll never find that. And then you see the sequel, and then you're like,
the follow up was like,
it's almost like a movie story or a book story where you're like, oh. It's like you feel satisfied. You're like, oh, we finally
I can
found
totally
it.
See this as a movie.
It's like you're just like, oh my god.
Wait, who would? Okay, we have to pick the cast now.
Yeah, it's like you finally see this. Oh, he got his wish.
Who would star in this romantic comedy about a guy who has a clown
fetish?
The
clown girl that was looking.
Who's the guy that plays it? That actor.
Oh, Stellan Skarsgård.
Real quick, I just want to say, someone
Skarsgård.
It's not Alexander.
One of the.
Wait, what are you saying, Skyhawk?
One of the guys in my alliance just wanted me to take a shot on stream, so I want to take a shot for Jezer.
I'm out of.
He's a member of my alliance.
Jezer.
Sus.
Yo.
Shots to Jizzer.
Infinite scarves.
Yeah, it's not Peter Skarsgård. It's something Skarsgård though.
Stellan Skarsgård?
No.
Alexander. Johann Sebastian Skarsgård. Wolfgang Amadeus Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård.
Amadeus. Dr. Zayas.
It's weird. Like he's Scandinavian, so Skarsgård is like, you know, his name.
Skarsgård is about as Scandinavian as it gets.
Bill Skarsgård.
It's Bill.
It's Bill.
His name is Bill.
His name is Bill.
BJEL.
Not even William.
So he's definitely Scandinavian descent, but they give an Americanized name.
Bill Skarsgård.
It might be William. I don't know, but it says Bill Skarsgård.
Who would play the woman that would fulfill his clown fetish?
Scarlett Johansson.
No. Aubrey Plaza.
No,
it would be Aubrey Plaza.
Honestly, I would say who played Padme?
She's fucking weird anyway. She's kooky.
Yeah, but who played Padme?
Oh, that's so accurate.
I love Aubrey Plaza so much. God.
Who played not Jennifer Tilly? Who played Padme? Padme in Star Wars.
Keira Knightley.
No.
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman.
Portman.
Keira Knightley did play her.
I think Natalie Portman would do a good Skarsgård pair.
Okay, Since you
I don't
mentioned,
know if Natalie Portman has the comedy chops for this.
She does though. Did you not
She
hear the
doesn't.
can I
song?
just
You guys
can
know
I
the
just
history of
say
Natalie
What about-
I
Portman?
think Aubrey
She's
Plaza
got
would be
plenty
perfect.
of comedy chops. She
What
just doesn't
about-
just get cast in comedy roles.
So
just
Nat, she
because
will
you
never.
Mila Kunis.
because you mentioned
Mila
Natalie
Kunis could
Portman
do
though,
it.
Weren't
I
they
just gotta
both
say-
together in Black Swan?
Black
they
Swan
were.
was really good.
I cannot fucking wait to see Natalie
I-
Portman as
I-
woman Thor. I'm
I-
so excited
she's
for
gonna
that
be
in the
Lady
next movie.
Thor.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
they're
gonna be
doing that? Oh my gosh.
yeah,
I
she's
didn't
gonna be
know that.
Lady Thor. Yeah, she's gonna be Lady Thor in the Thor movie that's coming out, and it's later this year. I don't remember
I
the
didn't know
exact
that,
date right
and
now.
I also didn't know. So I haven't seen Black Swan, and
Black Swan is really good.
I know that it's got a thing with Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis, which is super hot. But also, I've only seen it on those sites, which add.
So-
Trayden.
And they add
there is a scene.
they
there
ad
is a
lib in
scene where
scenes that it's like that's not from the movie, but it's like
It
they
is.
they cut it and piece it so well that you might
Yeah.
not know, and it's like I
There's-
know
and they
that's
probably
not from the
used some
movie
body
because those
doubles
two
there.
wouldn't do that.
Well, but no,
But-
seriously, that movie is really it's by the same guy that did Pi and Requiem for a Dream, Darren Aronofsky. He's like my favorite director
Those movies
of
are
all
both.
time.
I haven't seen
So-
Pie in a long time, but Pie was fucked up. But
All of his movies,
Requiem for a Dream.
all of his movies, the primary theme is obsession, and like obsession to the point of self-destruction. That's like every Darren Aronofsky movie is obsession to the point of self-destruction, and
Yeah.
Black Swan is the same thing. But God, all of his movies are so good. Everybody
I haven't seen
needs to
it,
go
but-
watch every Darren Aronofsky movie. They're so good. Please go watch them.
Well, so what Drakenov was saying, like, how is Thor a lady? I mean, Thor already is identified as a cis. So, okay, you have to look. They're actually you have to. I'm not a comic. I don't actually. I know some.
Well, okay.
stuff. So hold
We're
on.
in the multiverse now.
I know some stuff about.
I can talk about
comic-
this.
Okay, before. Well,
Let him
then let
go.
me give
Let
you a
him
brief
go.
synopsis. Like, there are a comic book series where Thor was a woman. It's like an alternate gendered thing. So, you may think in the movies that you see from Hollywood, produced in the theaters, those are not set in stone. They're alternate universes. They're also alternate realities and various different, like, comic books go fucking way more whack than the movies do. So that happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, Skyhawk,
These are characters that have been around
So, all
for
right,
more
so
than 50
this is-
years.
So some of what I'm going to say is based on stuff that is concrete and has happened in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU, and some of it is, just extrapolations drawn from what we've seen happen and, some assumptions, of course, then. So with Endgame, at the end of Endgame, Captain America took the Mjolnir back to its original timeline, because remember, in Thor Ragnarok, Hela destroyed Mjolnir, and Thor had to go, in that whole Endgame series, go make like a new weapon and whatnot. One of the theories is that the pieces of Mjolnir that from when Hela, destroyed it in Ragnarok, were able to be put back together. And remember, the inscription on that is anyone that's, if they be worthy, they shall possess the power of Thor. So the theory is Mjolnir got put back together, then, she's able to pick it up, boom, she's got the power of Thor. So like that's the baseline like theory behind how Natalie Portman's character gets the power of Thor in the new movie.
She doesn't raise
go.
up. She doesn't raise up the sword and say, "I have the power."
I mean,
That's a
we'll see
different
exactly
movie?
how it
He
works
doesn't
out.
say it like that.
I have the power.
I've got the power.
Doesn't ride a green cat.
Masters of the Universe.
So Draken, it is based in I'd have to double check exactly when the comic came
I think
out. But
Draken's
Lady Thor
trolling.
Lady Thor has been a thing for a while. Like
He's
it's not a new thing.
Drakenhoff is trolling.
Oh, I love addressing trolls.
Woke Thor. Okay, bud.
Okay.
Did I ever tell you
No,
guys
you're
about the
very,
one time
very
I actually heard a
clever.
boomer say woke in real life? I've never heard anyone say woke in the phrase of
They
like
did say it recently.
cultural revolution.
Someone
heard
said
people
that
say
on
woke like,
comms
oh,
the
they
other
woke
day.
up.
Well, woke is now a common term. Like now everyone's saying woke, but
No, I've only heard one person ever say woke in real life.
oh, there's Fox News says woke all this shit all the
Why
time.
would you watch Fox News?
That's Fox News.
I don't watch Fox
That's
News, but my
Tucker
parents
Carlson.
do, and so when I go to my parent, I've told my mom, I'm like, we need to have an intervention. You need to stop watching Fox News, but she can't stop. She's like addicted to it. So
You're not gonna change their mind.
I
Just
won't
put
change their
parental block on it.
mind. I won't change their mind. But like when I go over there, they have Fox News all the time, and I hear woke culture is like quote unquote like one of the most phrases I've heard said there ever, and it's like said in like a woke culture, like a very not dismal, like derogatory way. Is what they say it, but. I didn't mean to. You guys go.
Exactly. LB is spot on.
Yeah, not being a racist bigot is woke. Basically, that's probably pretty
if
accurate.
not being a racist bigot is woke, then I am definitely woke.
I'm woke. Yeah,
we have the same issue up here with specifically where I work, because they're making changes to certain things to make people not be racists and bigots and rape their teammates. So because we're making those changes, old people who have never actually been in the military are like, they're ruining the military. Okay, no, we're just like, no.
That's
bringing it into the 21st century.
That is so fucking bizarre. That like so you guys are implementing rules basically saying, hey, don't rape your teammates. And there are people out there saying, "Hey, this is ruining the
how
military."
Dare you?
Like,
hey,
how dare you get rid of rape?
You're not allowed to be in a fucking hate group, and also,
you know what? If our military is going to rape each other, then they should be able to rape each other.
You're upsetting tradition. We've been able to.
Why
do
can't
this.
we be part of a hate group
We've
in
been
the
able-
military? Hello,
man.
We've been able to do
I
this
just
for
want to
centuries.
hate other people.
How
Like,
hard
It's
is
this
it?
new generation. Back
How
in my day,
fucking hard is it to
back
not
in my
be a
day, we
shitty
just
person?
beat the shit out of
Yeah,
anybody
back
who
in my
wasn't
day,
like
we
us
could
and
rape
just
anyone
killed
we
them.
wanted
Hello.
to. Blah, blah.
Can
Like,
we just be cool?
That sounds gross coming out of my mouth. Even. Ugh. I don't even like. Even as a joke, I don't even like saying that.
People
Yeah.
think like this. God.
Oh God, it's so like. How could people think like this? It makes me so mad. But we can.
We're not going to change their minds, so we just have to
I
wait
know,
for them to
and it
die.
makes me so
just
mad.
wait for them
We
to
just have to
die.
wait for them to die.
Just bigotry in general, like in any form of the sense, like
I don't
racism,
get it. It's so stupid.
anti or pro religion bigotry.
It's the dumbest way to think.
Like
it's such a
racism,
dumb way.
sexism,
What do you
Sexism,
mean, Minnick? How
like,
dare someone not be like me?
homophobia, transphobia.
What do you mean other people have
religion,
different
intolerance.
beliefs and
don't
look different
understand.
than me?
It actually just makes my brain hurt. I
bugs the
can't.
hell out of me that
I can't
somebody has a
understand how
opinion.
people can
Someone
actually
lives a
think that
different
way. It doesn't
life.
make sense to me. I don't
It doesn't.
get it.
It's dumb.
I don't.
Back
I,
in my day,
Drake,
murdered those
I just
people,
want to say
hello?
this real
No, I know
quick.
it's dumb.
Drake,
I've tried. I'm usually really empathetic in a lot of ways. Like even where it's like I don't agree with your thing, but I can at least in an empathetic way, like maybe not like quote unquote see where you're coming from. I disagree with other standpoints, but I can at least see why people might think a certain way. Like, well, I think it's misled, but at least there's a reason for it. But like when it comes to bigotry, it seems so.
Here's the reason.
So
It
Drake,
seems so
I'd like to address
stupid
Drake
and,
real quick.
and,
in
and,
the
and,
chat.
like beyond illogical in my mind. I
The
can't.
reason.
I understand it's there, but I
that,
can't comprehend it. It doesn't make sense to me.
The reason they think like that is because they were taught to think like that.
I know
That's
but
it.
like still,
That's it.
It's like how can
So-
you hate someone that you don't even know, have never had interaction with,
It's not logical.
simply because of what they
You can't-
look like,
You can't apply
or
logic
what
to
their
it, 'cause
sexual
they're not
orientation is that
thinking
you have no access to anyway. Like why?
Real quick, Draken,
Why?
I gave you an opportunity in the chat. I asked you a very direct question where I gave you the definition of what intersectionality actually means and asked you a direct question where I said, what about the definition do you disagree with? You responded with a non-answer. If you want to not actually be a troll, respond with something intellectual. Otherwise,
I told
don't
you, dude,
respond.
he's just trolling.
I try
He's
to.
just
Oh, I know. I actually that's how I like to deal with them.
Drayden, to your point, you can't apply logical thinking.
I know,
to this
I
because
know,
these
but like
people don't
that's
think
what I
logically.
do. It's like I try my best. Like,
I understand.
What I like to do is give them an opportunity to employ logic, and then if they don't, they show everyone the fact that they're not actually
don't even
doing
give
it.
them that
I ignore people.
Well,
like
I
that.
see what you're saying. Like you just let them talk, and they will show themselves to be the idiot that they are.
Exactly. Yes.
You know what one of my favorite examples is? The U.S. Army came out with a series of recruiting ads, and one of them was a female who joined the forces, and she grew up with two moms. Her mom was a lesbian. Her other mom was a lesbian. They adopted a child or got an artificially inseminated. I'm not sure the details on it. Anyways, she joined the army and she had two moms. Neat. And that's the basis of the recruiting ad. People in the States were like, this is fucking bullshit. This is a horse shit recruiting ad.
In the United States on Canadian military?
No. It's an American ad. And Americans were commenting on it. Our military is weak. Our military is soft. Our military is bullshit. Look at this recruiting ad. And then they showed a Russian recruiting ad where it was all like muscle-bound, ripped men with square jaws, like doing obstacle courses. And look at that ad. That's an ad for a real military. And
that's what I want to see.
And then
I
you
want
look
to
at the
I want to
current
see
events
right
in Ukraine,
and the military
and you go,
falling apart in Russia.
I guess those square-jawed fucking idiots are getting the shit kicked out of them by a bunch of fucking farmers.
They just had their main their warship.
The
primary
Moskva,
warship was on the bottom of the Black Sea.
Yeah, the Moskva sank.
Did you have a good recruiting ad? Good job.
Like, it was an accidental munition explosion. It's like, no, you got hit by 2 cruise missiles. You caught on fire and then you sank, getting towed back to port. But yeah, so
they would poke at people who were willing to join the military and be like, "You're soft. You're a piece of shit. 2 moms. Blah blah blah."
And then
look at these guys. They're fucking hard tickets. We're gonna lose to them in the next war.
These are the same people. They'll say they want their military propaganda to only feature big buff dudes with like rippling abs, and then they'll say no gays in the military. But
these are also the same people that call everyone snowflakes, and they get mad if you try to tell them how to refer to someone. How dare you be gay? Oh my god, gay people exist. Like that's literally like
you're
how
willing to sleep with the same sex. You cannot defend
a woman kissed another woman. Not in my Christian
You couldn't handle a weapon. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure they can handle a weapon and go to target practice and pass physical trials that are needed for the military, and they can probably pass everything. The fact that they like penis or vagina has no fucking bearing on the fact that they are willing to.
Do they pick their butthole though?
Well, that's a hygiene question.
One of my favorite memes is like
that's not a sexual orientation question. That's a hygiene question. If they wash their hands afterwards, it's fine.
On it, and like an exploded tank, and the next to them is a purple-haired lady, but she's got an American Army helmet on, and she's like, "Oh my God, slay queen!" And they're firing missiles into fucking Russian tanks and shit. And
like, the Zoomer military nowadays.
Yeah. I love nothing more as a gay Midwestern male coming across like people online that are just absolutely triggered by it and just pushing them with it. Like I enjoy it so much.
I saw this tweet a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember who it was, but I laughed out loud when I saw it. So if you ever encounter anybody who like refuses to acknowledge somebody's like preferred gender, like you know what I mean, if somebody says my pronouns are, if you encounter with somebody who refuses to accept another person's pronouns, just start referring to that person by the wrong gender until they get super mad and uncomfortable, and then be like, okay, what are your preferred pronouns? How would you like me to refer to you?
I never thought of that. I like that though.
It would just, and then like I can just see it. Like they would finally understand.
I don't think they would. I think their brain would explode and they get very mad. That's honest.
I actually had an encounter like that today. So I run the women's Discord, and my I say my, but the rule is any woman allowed. It doesn't matter where you're transitioning from, right? So that includes trans women, that includes like intersex women, that includes cis women.
If you
And
identify as a woman.
yeah, as long as you identify as a woman, I don't really care. And we use a vouch system. So it's not you have to sound feminine or look feminine or whatever. And we had somebody who joined, and they're like, hey, I got this invite from a guy. And I said, well, do you have a vouch? And they're like, no. And I check, and they were a notorious, generally presented as male person. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to kick you because you don't have a vouch. We only accept people who are vouchers, so I'm just going to boot you. So I kicked them, and I made a comment like, hey, it seems like you're kind of trolling. Like, I find that super unacceptable. I know who you are as a person, so don't do that. But ever since then, because benefit of the doubt, I referred to them as them. And we had a discussion in another Discord. It was them, me, and another woman. And she said, well, I'll talk to them in DM. We'll see if I can vouch. Like, maybe this is just a misunderstanding. And the entire time, I used them. They, them. I did not say he. I did not say she. But I gave them the benefit of the doubt, right? And I'm doing it right now. Like, you don't know who this person is. I refer to them as, very gender neutral just to give them the benefit of the doubt. And it turns out they were a traditionally cis male starting to transition. So they were starting to use female pronouns, not making it super demanding or anything like that, but just starting off. And so even though I thought they were being an asshole and I thought they were being a troll, I still gave them the benefit of the doubt to refer to them as gender neutral, using they them.
Because you're a decent human being.
But that's the thing, right? Like, to me, and I see this as everyone, right? Like, I don't know who they are. It's a fucking video game. I've never met this person in real life. So like, what does it matter if they may have presented as male or may have sounded as male? Like, to me, I generally never refer to myself as a woman in like 99% of the circumstances. Even if people refer to me like to my face as a man, like, don't care. But it's like, that's just the way I am. But the same thing should be done for other people. Like, I'll just say they them.
We write everything in a gender neutral state.
Yeah.
Every assessment, every email, everything you type or write down is all done gender neutral.
And the reason
we had a debate at work about like, how do you refer to someone if they're transitioning? And I'm like, well, for our work anyways, we have a rank, like you have a rank in the military. So that's your gender neutral term. So sergeant is gender neutral. Warrant officer is gender neutral. Just refer to them as their rank, and you're good to go.
And I will say it's probably
it's not that hard. It's not hard to do.
It's not hard, and it's probably the safest thing ever, right? Because the last thing you want to do is when you're sending an email to someone named Chris or Morgan, the last thing you want to do is to find out you referred to them as the wrong gender. Like, hey Chris, I hope this reaches you well. So and so told us to reach out to you, and then you say, like, you just refer to them as the wrong gender, and then they're like, oh, by the way, I'm a woman. And you're like, oh my fucking God, like, I'm that asshole. It's written on paper. So you just do the safest thing.
I remember
neutral. Just that's
I remember. Just this conversation is bringing to memory for me times when I worked at McDonald's in high school in the drive-thru and got people's genders wrong over the speaker and felt absolutely fucking mortified.
So I will say this, as far as my experience, I probably have a bad habit of just, now if I'm told one way or the other, and then I will be like, okay, like if like I'm she, her, and they're transitioning, it's like, then I will do that. But I do have a habit of like, from visual appearance, I will make an assumption, and that's probably not the right way to go. But also, as far like, I have several transgender friends, and one of them, when I first met them, they had transitioned, and I was like, hey, and I was like, oh, I'm yeah, like he was, and then they told like, oh, I'm a she. I'm like, and I felt, I like I said, I felt, I was like, oh,
you felt like an asshole, right?
I was like, I'm so sorry. And they're like, it's because they hadn't fully transitioned. Like they were just starting hormone treatments, and so they were like, visibly, you wouldn't know. And so I was like, I'm sorry, I assumed. And they're like, it's fine. They were like, it's cool. So you're like, now that I told you, but they were not upset or offended. They're like, they knew that they were in the early stages of transition, and there's like, you're not really expected to know just offhand, and people generally make assumptions on visible stuff. And so that's the thing is, I mean, like, I am guilty of that, but at the same time, like, if I am told, you know, like, hey, no, that's not me, then I will be like, my bad. I apologize. I'm very sorry, and I will make my best effort to not do that in the future. And then they're generally, so the thing is, I don't think if you're doing it innocently in that aspect, and you're not doing it out of, like, you know, just like bigotry, malice, I don't think that they're super offended by it, as long as, like, once you know that you know, and then you don't continue to
every
just, like,
trans person that I've interacted with, like, if I've made a mistake like that, if I'm, like, upfront about it and I'm apologetic, they've all been, like, super cool with it.
Right.
It's just like, yeah, now that you know, please, you know, be mindful in the future. But
right. And,
They-
and
they-
that's
they
my
pay
it's like,
attention to
once
the
I know, I
intent.
know, but if I don't know, I do make the mistake of, like,
intent
just
and
assuming.
context
Intent matters.
I do
Intent matters,
assume.
totally.
Yeah, so like, the intent, the intent of being a dick is not there. The intent is just an honest, just misunderstanding and not knowing. And then, but then once you know, then you know. So
just
that's
be excellent to each other, man.
right. It's like, don't be a dick. And if people say, "Hey,
it's not
this-
hard to
something,
if
treat
they're like,
others
that's
how
not
you
me,
want
this
to be
is
treated.
me," and you're like, "Okay, well then this is you."
Okay,
and I
but
will
you see
take
how
that
we're
into
all
account.
approaching this conversation? So to me, this is like a logical person conversation, right? You go,
Right.
you have a job or you do something and you're like, oh, I referred to someone as wrong thing. Let me fix that. It is not screeching on the internet or on Facebook or on whatever going, oh my God, I can't believe you're such a
Ow.
snowflake. I called you the wrong name. Get over it, snowflake. Or, you know, shit like that. Like, that's like super fucking crazy level. So like us are like normal people. I don't think we're maybe we are super woke. I don't fucking know. I don't actually use the term woke. I just
don't
call
use
it
the term
being
woke.
a
I feel
decent.
like woke is
Yeah,
like,
we're just
being a decent human being.
human being.
yeah. Imagine just being a rational, decent person.
Imagine just being kind to other people.
Being kind
Just-
to other
just-
people and being
just
accepting of
just
like what
because
they want.
you understand that that's better than being cruel, right? Like
Right.
that's all it
Exactly.
is. Like it's better to be nice. We all win when we're all kind to each other. We all win.
Imagine being like just forcing your own discriminating perceptions on other people and not giving a shit whether they like
If
it
you
or
just
not.
want to be a
Just
dick to other
imagine that.
people,
Just
you're
imagine
making your
being like
life
that.
you're making your own life harder. If you're actively out there just trying to be a dick just for the sake of being a dick, you're making your own life harder.
Fucking assholes.
God, like how
Accurate as heck.
who the fuck wants to live like that, man? That sounds miserable. We all win when we're kind to each other, man. Be excellent to each other.
Right?
Bill and
Like,
Ted.
dude,
Bill and Ted had it
that's
had
a
it nailed
30-year-old
down.
movie.
Fucking
Is it 30
years ago.
30?
It's probably 30 years old. at
Give or
this
take
point.
a few years. 30,
Yeah,
roughly.
give or take a few years. I know.
But-
I saw it when I was like 4 or 5.
I didn't see it until it was like already 10 years old of a
Bill
movie.
and Ted had it figured out way
I saw
back
it in
in
high
the day.
school and it had already been out
It's
for like
so simple. Be excellent to each other.
Yeah, like,
Don't just
like,
don't
it's such
just
a
be good.
It's such a simple,
Don't just be good. Be excellent.
It's a
Because we
simple
all win
statement,
that
and it's a
way,
good
man.
mantra to live by. Like, be excellent to each other. Like,
Be
how
excellent
could
to
you
each other.
not think that's like that can't
Why
even
would
be
you-
argued to be the wrong
Yeah.
way to go?
You can't argue against that.
And Keanu Reeves was in that.
Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter and George Carlin.
Alex Winter. That was Bill.
Bill. Alex Winter was Bill. Keanu was Ted.
I
George
missed
Carlin
the
was
new plane.
Rufus.
I missed the new plane. I came into your stream the whole time, and they were already like in the room with Death.
What?
You played that movie on a live stream.
Oh, the third one.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah.
And
It was fun.
they were already in the room with Death, so I think I missed like half the movie.
That was about halfway through.
Ugh.
Yeah, the third one, I was pleasantly surprised with the third one. I'm usually very nervous and standoffish about reboots and sequels several decades after the fact,
Like
but
The Matrix.
like The Matrix, yeah. But Bill and Ted 3 was great because like really, you got to set when it for a Bill and Ted movie, you kind of have to set your expectations low. Like
I mean, it
you're
was never.
you're
a
not gonna get
super high
high
movie anyway.
S tier filmmaking with a Bill and Ted movie.
It's not
right?
a J.J.
It's just
Abrams movie.
It's just simple, fun, goofy time travel shenanigans, and that's all it needs to be. And it's not trying to.
Avatar 2 is coming out this year.
Dude, they're making Avatar 2, 3, 4, and
Yeah,
5
they did like the
like
Lord of the
back
Rings
to
thing,
back.
and they filmed a
So
bunch of them all
the
together, so they're gonna be like rapid released.
So the big reason behind the delay, supposedly, is that a lot of the just visual effects for underwater animation wasn't where he wanted it to be, and the part of so the next movies are going to
Seriously?
focus. Yes, so the part of the next movies are going to focus on different parts of that planet. It's going to explore different
Well,
ecosystems within the planet, and the
weird.
next movie is supposedly going to focus on like the underwater world and the ecosystem on Pandora. And just 10, 12 years ago, whatever it was, technology wasn't where he wanted it to be.
Yeah, apparently
That's
underwater is they
weird
did it
to
in New
me.
Zealand because Kalari Prime Pony Club is saying that they
Because
just filmed it down the road from
like
them.
doing underwater, I would imagine doing physics underwater would be a lot easier because things have so much less weight underwater. Yeah, I feel
I
like it would
think
be
Certain
just
physics.
really
I think
easy.
just I think just the end visual
I think
product
just
wasn't.
doing
It didn't have the
underwater.
realism that he wanted.
I think
Okay.
if you're doing CGI physics, you can just do that anywhere. But if you're wanting like actual real actors to have underwater face, then yeah, underwater like practical effects are the best effects if you can do them
Things
right.
have
Because
things
they
have
are
come a
real.
long
They're
way in
not, they're
the
not
last 12 years.
fabricated. They're real. So
Like
but
it's pretty astonishing
Does
to think
anybody
about like
care
how
about
far things
Avatar
have come.
anymore?
that was
I'm-
my thing that I
I'm
was
looking
getting
forward
at is
to
that,
it.
it's like I loved the first Avatar. I know everyone's like, "Oh, it's
Did you-
Ferngully in
did you
space." It's
love
like, I
it?
get that. It's like I loved it. I loved that
Did
movie.
you like loved it?
I
Well,
watched
so
it three times in theaters.
I loved it too, but
Can you
when I
name
look
any
at
of the characters?
when I look
Jake
at it
Sully.
Jake Sully.
so for me, I would say that I love
And
it, but when I
Aya,
look at it
Avatar.
retrospectively, why did I love it? I think for
the
me,
visuals.
it was the visuals. It was
The visuals
such,
and
it was
the
the
soundtrack.
it was the first 3D movie that like really stuck out for me.
So
The
I watched it
3D
in
experience
3D,
was the
although
big thing.
I saw it in 3D after, because there was a lot of people getting motion sickness and like it was too vibrant, so they toned after like I think like 2 weeks after the movie came out or something like that. I think they toned down the 3D effects and made them more dim, so that it would like reduce the motion sickness of people watching. So that's when I saw the 3D, I think, and so it was cool. But I thought the 2D was much more vibrant, much more. It's like, yeah, there wasn't a 3D. I liked both
I
because
think
3D
the
was
only
cool, but like
way-
the 2D, I thought the visual aspect of it was staggeringly it was amazing.
I think the 3D experience was the ideal way to see that movie because I remember
like the
watching it
2D
in
better.
2D and it wasn't it did
I saw
honestly I don't
both, and I
remember
liked 2D
anything
better-
really
2D
about the
better.
film. I'll be honest. I remember the 3D experience being far superior to the 2D.
I don't know. Like I saw both. I liked the 3D,
Well, the
but
3D
I thought the 2D was I thought the 2D because now that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know because I heard, I didn't confirm, but I heard that they did a change to the 3D because so I never saw the original 3D. Apparently, what I saw was like
Well,
the
it was
possibly
filmed
changed 3D.
it was filmed with the intent to be viewed in 3D. It's not like
Yeah.
some conversion that they
Right.
did after the fact.
And
Well,
I liked it, but the thing is, like, it just I felt like the 3D, the glasses I wore, it felt like it dimmed the visuals, so they were like the colors
It
weren't
did
as
a little
bright.
bit. Yeah.
They weren't as bright, and like yeah, you got the 3D effects, but like, it also like caused the peripheral to be blurry. And there was a bunch of aspects that I didn't like. So when I watched it in 2D, I'm like, this like the colors are more vibrant, more shocking. You see everything; it's more crisp, but like everything's just crisp and sharp and like tone.
For me,
And I was like, I much loved the 2D better than the 3D of Avatar. And I loved Avatar. And I was like, I understand that the plot is, it's enough plot to run a movie. But the visuals and the audio.
It did the bare minimum.
Right. But so, but that's the I am with, like, there's people that are like, they need a strong plot or they don't like me. Like, I'm fine with a movie having a bare bones plot, just enough to run as long as like
if
whatever
it's
they're running,
enjoyable.
if what they're running is enjoyable to me, then I will like it. Now, if the whole draw of the movie is the plot itself and the plot is bad, then I'm gonna think it's a shitty movie. But Mad Max Fury Road, loved that movie. The plot is like hair straight. The plot is it's like
that was a very visual.
The
movie.
plot is a very thin, basic plot. It's not something groundbreaking, but the visuals and the action sequences and all the everything
like like your Fast and Furious movies.
like they were great. And so I loved that movie. That's one of the best movies I've seen in the last decade. And so I loved Avatar, because the visuals and also the soundtrack with the movie. Like it was, I don't know if it was Hans Zimmer or one of those people. But like they did the soundtrack, and it was next level. It was just so good, and it just fit with the movie, and it just invoked emotions when you watched it that were so good that it's like, what, this is a great movie. But it's been almost a decade, and it's been so long that it's like nowadays, like, does anyone actually care enough about Avatar to really care about a sequel at this point?
I think as long as the sequel is able to be executed with a high level of just excellence, I think they will be able to revive the interest in the series, especially if it is as different as focusing on like an underwater ecosystem, which is what the sequel is supposed to be focused on.
I've never seen Avatar.
What the fuck?
Okay.
What
I
are
also
you?
haven't seen Titanic, but I have heard that the boat sinks at the end.
Titanic is actually a really good
But
movie.
have you seen Titanic 2?
Listen to this.
Not
Listen
yet.
to this. Here's a hot take. Here's a hot take about Avatar.
My mind is still blown about LB. I can't comprehend.
Avatar has now reached the point where the sequels that we're going to get, it's now going to fall into the realm of nostalgia. It's not like we're getting a sequel a few years after the first movie. We're getting a sequel a decade or more after the first movie. And so now people are like, oh, Avatar 2. I remember going to see Avatar 3D in the theater, and that was a really fun experience. I should go see this new. Oh, they made a second one. Wow, I remember Avatar. That's where Avatar is now. It's in nostalgia.
You're right. Yeah.
I'm
there are
actually
only
down to
two
play Avatar tonight.
For me, there are only two.
You're probably going to be right?
Three. Only two 3D movies have ever really stuck out for me, and one is Avatar. That's the first 3D movie that just really sunk in and like stuck with me. And the second one was actually Spider-Man: No Way Home, which is obviously much more recently.
Sharknado. Elby, are you going to bed? Or I will play Avatar.
I will watch
I was gonna
that.
make a joke about Piranha 3D.
It's a 3-hour movie.
I think
No,
Gianna
I'm
Michael
fucking watching that. No.
Well,
since we're talking about
tonight.
Since we're talking about new movies just in general, I just want to say I'm super excited to go see the new. No, I want to go. I'm going to be going to see the Secrets of Dumbledore movie here in a couple days. It came out today.
I'm
a huge Harry Potter nerd.
movies, but I haven't seen any of the Secret Beasts. I should probably watch those. I've heard they're really good.
They are.
The first one is okay.
First one
I didn't
was
like
good.
Crimes of Dumbledore or whatever it was.
Crimes of Grindelwald.
Crimes of Grindelwald.
So I really enjoyed Johnny Depp as Grindelwald, but I would agree that movie on balance is not as good as the first one. I'm really excited for Secrets of Dumbledore though.
But yeah. That being said, I mean, like, what time is it? It's already like it's almost 10.
I'm winding down. I'll be honest.
It's almost 1 a.m.
I could fall asleep right here.
It's almost 1 a.m. in real time.
Do you guys want to cuddle and fall asleep while we cuddle?
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We have a cuddle.
So the campaign, I
pile.
got it created. I'll have to like. I'm probably not in a mental state to like make sure all the specifics are set. So tomorrow, if you are playing in the D&D campaign, be on Discord tomorrow. I will post a thing. And also, I have a good idea of like everyone that wants to play, but I gonna DM a link to people that are gonna be playing the campaign that will link you to the campaign that I've created on my D&D Beyond thing. So real quick, D&D Beyond, you can just log in and link with your Twitch account. That's probably the best way to go, because you don't have to like make a new account. You just like go into the browser that you log in to your Twitch with, if you have it saved, and you can just authorize access to your Twitch through that browser onto D&D Beyond, and you can just log in, and that's your login thing there. And then it will get you, so the link will get you into the campaign I've made, and that will give you access to all of the books that I have. And so when you create your character, you can have access to all those books, and it should give a pretty good plethora of classes and races to play as, and new spells and stuff. So it's not literally everything, because there's, I mean, like to buy all the there's like 50 plus books. It would be like, I think about $1,500 to get all the D&D books. I'm not doing that. But there's the 5 main books that have like a good smattering of all the basic stuff. So that's what I went with. But I'll DM everyone that's gonna play a link to start working on characters, and then also I still didn't have it tonight. I didn't have it tonight, but I will have a thing tomorrow, like just some general like background things you can think about, like like fears you have or pet peeve, just various like things like, and you don't have to make them, but they make it a little more interesting. And I can work with those, and you don't have to follow the thing like, oh, answer these questions. Like these are like ideas of things you can put on. So put those on if you want, but also other things, other like quirks and stuff about your character that you might have, you can put those in as well that are not covered in the thing. So it's kind of more of just like a guideline and an idea invoker rather than a questionnaire that you have to answer type of thing. So we'll do that. So I will post that stuff tomorrow. But oh, yawn. With that said, I figure over the next couple weeks we'll do character creation. Anyone that needs help with making their character, as well as just the way the game works, mechanics and stuff, I'm totally down to just get on Discord with people and kind of go over stuff with them. So if they're new to it, haven't played in a long time, I know there's people that haven't played in a long time, so I'm totally down. Just get a hold of me. I'll jump on Discord with you, and we can go over stuff that you're confused about, or if you, because like making a new character when I first started D&D, it's kind of overwhelming, and it's like I don't even know where to start. So get a hold of me, and we'll just like kind of go through step by step like what you want to do, get your character made, and get shit rolling. So
looks like Manic wants to do a final shot.
Yeah, we'll do a shot.
I have to grab my vodka bottle.
I want to just point out I got my Machinist to 90 during this stream, so I only have one more.
What ship is that?
It's a long-range sniping ship. It's really fun.
Okay, cool. Like a Talos or a Naga, that kind of thing?
Kinda, yeah. It has cat ears, though.
Ooh.
Is this a
cat ears and Eve?
Fuck I wanted to let you guys know because I was pretty happy about that.
FF14?
Yeah.
We can. What's it called?
A Machinist.
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 Or
Cheers.
Machinist.
Cheers to Reigns Machinist. That was a good movie with Christian Bale. We should watch that one night.
What was that with Christian Bale and had Sean Bean?
Batman.
Black and White.
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium. That's a good movie.
Equilibrium is a good one.
That's it's almost like a modern age like Fahrenheit 451 type of thing.
It totally is. I think I gotta have that.
But that being said, yeah, we'll close out the stream. You know what? We were talking about Avatar. I kind of want to watch it. I haven't watched it in a long time, so I'm gonna play some Avatar if people want to watch that. So hop in the Discord if you want to watch. Go to the Movie Night channel. Discord link right below the stream thing in the box that says about OpenCom show. To the right, you'll see Twitter. You'll see Discord. Click on the Discord. It should give you a link to the Discord channel if you're not in there already. and just go and join the Discord movie channel. I'll go in there. We'll get the movie started. And it's a long movie, so if you want to watch it, just be ready. It's like a 3-hour movie, I think, but
so good though.
it's pretty
Is
good.
it
I
great
love Avatar. I haven't seen it
Oh,
in probably
Avatar.
like 8 years, so I am like kind of actually stoked to watch it. So we'll play
Fuck
that.
yeah.
But anyway, after that, we'll close the stream. Good night, everybody. Later, bitches, and we'll
Peace.
catch you next week.
Later.
Later, bitches.
See you next
Peace.
Friday.
Oh.
Mm.